Did I hear the baby say that he was going to get a shot? He also said that he couldn't stand you throwing a tantrum and rolling around. If you don't get the shot, I think you're such a coward. This made Liu Ruyan anxious. No, I didn't. I just don't think it's necessary to waste time getting an injection. She leaned forward, wrapped her arms around Lu Xing's waist, and continued to act coquettishly. Husband Tilda. Lu Xing got goosebumps instantly. It was a more coquettish voice than she had ever had before, even more so than those clip-shaped voices you hear on the internet. Let's not waste the precious early morning time and have a good sleep. Isn't it comfortable? I'm so tired and sleepy, I just want to sleep, Tilda. Liu Ruyan pouted, opened her big pitiful eyes and looked harmless. In fact, she was very bad. She did everything she could to prevent him from going. If you go, I'll buy you ice cream. Lu Xing coaxed her like a child. Liu Ruyan pursed her lips and said, even if I don't go, shouldn't you buy me ice cream? She snorted, this is what you should do as a husband. Lu Xing raised his eyebrows. As your husband, I have to take care of you. I can't spoil you in everything, otherwise the child will be gone. You said the child is gone. You cursed me. I'm angry. I won't go. Liu Ruyan let go of Lu Xing, hugged the pillow, and started to sleep. Lu Xing, boy, that's a great excuse. He said it as if he would go there without getting angry. Lu Xing leaned in closer and continued to coax. Baby, be obedient. Yes, pregnant women are all having a hard time, but you were arrested, so it is necessary to get vaccinated. I asked the doctor, it's okay for you to get vaccinated now. Get it as soon as possible, don't delay. Otherwise, you will have to get another booster shot. Liu Ruyan's eyes widened. Is there a booster shot if I delay? Chapter 151. Will you learn your lesson only if I tie you up and take you back? Liu Ruyan's eyes widened. Is there a booster shot if I delay? Lu Xing nodded, yes. Then let's go and fight. Liu Ruyan believed Lu Xing's words and immediately grabbed Lu Xing's hand and tried to drag him there. Seeing Liu Ruyan's anxious look, Lu Xing smiled and reminded her, wife, you're still wearing your nightgown. Change your clothes. Phew, I finally managed to trick this little rascal away. Otherwise, she would continue to stay in bed. It seems that she has a child at home. Ding, interaction value detected plus 43, rewarding the host with 1 minute of obedience skill. This can only be used once a day. It will enhance persuasiveness, and others will try their best to obey your requests. After hearing this, Lu Xing raised the corners of his lips. In this way, you can solve your big problem and save some effort. Just use this skill, and you can make Liu Ruyan obedient. After Lu Xing changed Liu Ruyan's clothes, he took her to a nearby vaccination station to get a rabies vaccine. After paying the fee, go to the injection window to queue up. There are quite a few people getting injections in front, so you will have to wait in line for a while. After taking a number, Lu Xing supported Liu Ruyan and found a seat to sit down. A child of 3 or 4 years old burst into tears. His voice was really loud and his cries were so shrill. Liu Ruyan's body trembled, and she suddenly looked at Lu Xing. Honey, I need to go to the bathroom. Okay, I'll take you there, Lu Xing said to her. Liu Ruyan shook her head like a rattle. No need, I'll go by myself, you save a seat for me, she said as she was about to go somewhere else. Then I heard Lu Xing's magnetic voice. Wait. Huh, Liu Ruyan's heart was beating like a drum. She was very panicked and looked at Lu Xing suddenly. Do you know where the toilet is? Lu Xing looked at Liu Ruyan with concern. Liu Ruyan finally relaxed and said to Lu Xing with a smile, I know, I saw it. Okay, then call me if you have any questions. Lu Xing smiled at Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan waved at him and walked away quickly. She didn't go to the women's restroom, but went directly to the parking lot. When Liu Ruyan was about to open the door of the sports car, a hand suddenly grabbed the door and prevented her from closing it. Under the sunlight, a pair of eagle-like eyes were fixed on Liu Ruyan. Well, Liu Ruyan, you dare to lie to me. Are you really not afraid of me punishing you? Looking at Lu Xing's domineering look, Liu Ruyan's body trembled. She didn't expect to be discovered by Lu Xing so quickly, so he had already become suspicious. Honey, the toilet here is under repair. I want to go find a toilet outside. Lu Xing smiled. Really? Then do you want to take me with you? Liu Ruyan blinked and replied, I suddenly don't feel like going to the bathroom anymore. Lu Xing grabbed her collar and pulled her down from the car like an eagle catching a chick. It's understandable that other children are afraid of injections, but you're already this old, and you still need an injection, and you even want to run away. It seems like I've spoiled you too much. Liu Ruyan sobbed, I'm a child too. Seeing her rebuttal, Lu Xing was speechless. Okay, you're a child, but other children cooperate with injections, so you must cooperate. Lu Xinghe is very serious, and will not be soft-hearted just because Liu Ruyan acts coquettishly or cutely. Liu Ruyan looked pitiful, pouting her red lips. There was nothing she could do. Lu Xing raised an eyebrow and replied, "Do you think you'll learn your lesson only if I tie you up and take you back?" Liu Ruyan's eyes sparkled. "Is there such a good thing?" Lu Xinghe, you say she is afraid of pain, but she likes being abused by him. This is too contradictory. Such a Liu Ruyan really makes Lu Xing love and hate her. Under Lu Xing's strict supervision, Liu Ruyan had no choice but to be taken to get the injection by Lu Xing. When the injection started, she dared not look at the pillow and suddenly turned her little face away. She was so confident, as if she was going to the battlefield. She was just a little kid, but her expression was enough to make Lu Xing laugh. It feels like getting an injection, and then going to the battlefield the next second. As a man, Lu Xing had no choice but to stay out of it. Liu Ruyan didn't dare to watch the nurse give the injection, so he took on this responsibility and mission. After the nurse pulled out the needle, Lu Xing helped press the cotton swab and reminded Liu Ruyan, "Okay, hurry up, I said it doesn't hurt." Who would have thought that Liu Ruyan would raise her crystal clear and moist eyes? His tone was heavily nasal, like that of a bullied puppy. Who said it doesn't hurt? It hurts so much. That expression can be described as tears streaming down the face. After seeing this, Lu Xing felt like crying but had no tears left. He stretched out his right hand and pinched Liu Ruyan's cheeks. How should I put it? Does it hurt so much?" Liu Ruyan nodded with tears in her eyes. "It hurts." Lu Xing thought that the pain that boys and girls could endure was different. Liu Ruyan's skin is more delicate and sensitive. Lu Xing took out a bag of spicy beef jerky from his bag and said, "Does it still hurt?" Liu Ruyan took a glance and was obviously overjoyed, with a slight smile on her lips. "It hurts." Lu Xing took out another bag of plum candy. "Does it hurt?" Liu Ruyan replied proudly, "A little better." Lu Xing nodded, took out 2 buffet coupons from his bag and said, "Does it still hurt?" Chapter 152, You're not regretting it, are you? Liu Ruyan's eyes suddenly lit up. You know, that's her favorite restaurant. It doesn't hurt anymore. Let's go eat now. Liu Ruyan was so excited that she wanted to dance. Lu Xinghe saw that her body was moving so much that he quickly reminded her, "Hold steady. Don't move too much or it will swell up." Liu Ruyan's attention was obviously not here. Her eyes were fixed on Lu Xinghe. "Go eat." Lu Xing was amused. Okay, I'll give you a good nourishment." If Liu Ruyan hadn't had one of her arms held down by Lu Xinghe, she would probably have applauded. Lu Xinghe gently put on Liu Ruyan's coat, and Liu Ruyan was about to go out excitedly. Lu Xing grabbed Liu Ruyan's hoodie from behind and said, "You can't leave yet." Liu Ruyan's pretty face was filled with displeasure. "Are you regretting this?" Lu Xinghe raised his eyebrows. "There's no need for me to regret it just for such a small matter." Liu Ruyan was puzzled. "Then why can't we go now?" Lu Xinghe said, "The vaccine needs to be observed for half an hour in case you have an allergic reaction." Liu Ruyan snorted. "What a hassle. I'm not a cat or a dog. How could I be allergic to anything? My immunity is very good, so there won't be any problem." "Then are you afraid of injections?" Lu Xing glanced at Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan's skin flushed red as she immediately corrected herself. "I wouldn't do that. Don't talk nonsense. I'm just worried that the nurse's skills aren't good enough." Lu Xing couldn't help laughing when he saw Liu Ruyan talking back. Okay, you are strong enough." Lu Xinghe still pulled Liu Ruyan to sit down and observe the situation. Ding, interaction value detected +43, rewarding the host with the allergy elimination skill. This was a timely relief. Lu Xing was worried that Liu Ruyan would have an allergic reaction, but he didn't expect that the system would give him this skill. After Lu Xing waited with Liu Ruyan for a while, he realized something was wrong. Liu Ruyan rolled up her sleeves and started scratching herself. There were obvious scratches on the little hands, and it looked very uncomfortable. Lu Xing's alarm bells rang. "What's wrong? Are you allergic?" If it is really an allergy, it is not a simple matter. After all, Liu Ruyan is a pregnant woman now, so the situation is more serious and difficult to deal with. Even if Lu Xing has the skill to eliminate allergies, it does not mean that Liu Ruyan is allergic, and it will not have any effect on her body. "No, it seems like a mosquito bit me." Liu Ruyan shook her head. Lu Xing moved her hand away and found a few red bags. "It seems like I was really bitten by a mosquito, but I can't be completely sure it was a mosquito." Lu Xinghe said, "To be on the safe side, shall we go see a doctor?" Liu Ruyan shook her head like a rattle and smiled brightly at Lu Xing. No, I'm not that pretentious. There's no need to go through so much trouble. Liu Ruyan simply put her legs on Lu Xing's legs. This was in public, and Lu Xing's face still felt a little hot. Wife, please control yourself. Lu Xing whispered a reminder next to Liu Ruyan's ear. Unexpectedly, Liu Ruyan's lips curved up and she asked him with a smile. Restraint. What do you think I'm going to do? Actually, I'm just feeding mosquitoes. Feed the mosquitoes? Lu Xinghe was stunned by her imagination. Liu Ruyan hummed complacently. Yes, I am like this now. The mosquitoes are biting me. Look, my calves are exposed. If the mosquitoes are full, they will be reluctant to bite you. If you want to put your legs here, just say it directly. Why are you putting the blame on the mosquito? Lu Xinghe teased with a smile. Liu Ruyan's face flushed red. If you don't appreciate it, forget it. Humph, if I had known, I wouldn't have sacrificed myself. Lu Xing coaxed her. My Jiabao is the best, the most gentle and considerate, and he even knows to feed mosquitoes for me. Come on, open your hands. Are you going to give me candy? Liu Ruyan looked at Lu Xing with anticipation. You little foodie, you're still thinking about food. I give you a lot of food normally. Lu Xing glared at her and applied medicated oil on her. He had originally put this in his bag, but he didn't expect it to be useful now. Seeing Lu Xinghe applying fengyaojing on her, Liu Ruyan turned up her nose and grumbled. Haven't you been controlling my diet too much lately? I've been avoiding everything, but I end up drinking the most soup. That's too much. Okay, I'll reflect on it. I told you not to eat those things because it was to nourish the fetus. If you think I'm being too harsh on you, I'll leave you alone. You can eat whatever you want from now on. Lu Xinghe said this nonchalantly, expressing his inner thoughts, which made Liu Ruyan's face change. She immediately hugged Lu Xinghe and shook her face like a rattle. The aggrieved little voice, filled with guilt, said, No, I want you to take care of me, my husband. Of course, while acting coquettishly, she also did not forget to threaten. If you don't care about me, I will break your legs and I will take care of you. Lu Xinghe was at a loss whether to laugh or cry. Is this what you say to coax someone? This will scare people away every minute. This little girl is really not afraid of being chased to the crematorium. You broke my legs again. You think I'm a crab with 8 legs. I can beat you as much as you want. Lu Xing tapped Liu Ruyan's delicate nose with his finger. Besides, you are a girl, don't be too rude. We live in a society ruled by law now, so we should keep our mouths shut if we can. He kissed Liu Ruyan's plump earlobe with his thin lips and said ambiguously, I prefer soft things to hard things. Liu Ruyan replied, I'll take the hard stuff. After hearing this, Lu Xing almost lost his composure. My goodness, she is such a tiger. Are you sure? Yes, I just can't stand being tough. I admire the strong. The more domineering and rude you are to me, the more I like it. Liu Ruyan seemed to have thought of something, and immediately she had a crazy look on her face, with the corners of her mouth raised sweetly. Lu Xing laughed out loud. He placed his hand on Liu Ruyan's small waist and nodded straightly. Okay, then I must work hard to become bigger and stronger, so that you will admire me more and love me more. Liu Ruyan giggled and buried her head directly in Lu Xing's neck, being extremely clingy. P.S. The author suffered from heat stroke today. The weather has become hotter recently, so everyone should pay attention to avoiding the heat. Chapter 153, Special Hobbies After Pregnancy. The system's voice then rang out. Ding, intimate behavior detected, rewarding the host with mosquito repellent skills. The annoying mosquitoes will disappear immediately, no need to worry about being bitten. I wouldn't say this is the skill I want most. This is the skill that Lu Xinghe needs most at the moment. He used this skill without thinking. After using it, Lu Xinghe found that the mosquitoes around him were gone. It was great. He didn't have to drive away mosquitoes anymore, and Liu Ruyan wouldn't be bitten. Lu Xinghe waited with Liu Ruyan for a while, and after observing that there was no problem, he took Liu Ruyan away. In the car, Lu Xing began to educate Liu Ruyan. Don't mess with Liu recently. What if he gets scratched again? Liu Ruyan raised her wet eyes, lay in Lu Xinghe's arms, and said pitifully, Your dog bullied me. I want to make it up to. Lu Xinghe said, Aren't we taking you to a buffet now? Liu Ruyan lowered her face, feeling very aggrieved. She tugged at the corner of Lu Xinghe's shirt and said, That's a different price. Lu Xing snorted, You are bargaining. Liu Ruyan pouted her red lips and said, Is it not possible? Lu Xinghe chuckled, Okay, of course, I'll listen to you. Liu Ruyan's face was full of smiles. She suddenly fell into Lu Xinghe's arms and said, I want to go to KTV to sing Tilda. Lu Xinghe said seriously, No. Liu Ruyan was dissatisfied. Why, I want to go. Seeing Liu Ruyan unhappy, Lu Xing replied, "The decibel level there is too loud and the environment is noisy. It's not suitable for you. It won't be good to disturb the baby either." Liu Ruyan was furious. "I can't go this way, I can't go that way. Getting pregnant is so troublesome, I don't even want to have a baby anymore." Lu Xing pinched Liu Ruyan's little face and said, "Being a mother must be troublesome. You see, you don't go to those entertainment venues and I don't go either. It's the same as you." Liu Ruyan's eyes were filled with resentment. "Why do I feel like I'm being imprisoned by you?" Lu Xinghe raised his eyebrows. "Which prison have you seen that is as free as you?" He scratched Liu Ruyan's nose and said, "If you want to hear a song, I'll sing it for you." Liu Ruyan was full of energy and immediately sat down, clapping her pink little palms and looking forward to it. Come on, come on. Are you sure you're coming?" Lu Xing raised his eyebrows. "Yeah, open your voice." Seeing that Liu Ruyan was so expectant, Lu Xing had thought for a while. "I'm Fat Tiger, I'm the king of kids, tilde I'm invincible." A reel. After a while of imitating the tune, Lu Xing sang the super popular song, Fat Tiger's Song. After a moment, Liu Ruyan covered her ears and said, "Baby, you're going to have a nightmare. Stop, stop, stop." Lu Xing didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Is this a euphemism for saying it's unpleasant to the ear? Is my singing really that bad? Liu Ruyan blinked and said, "When God opens a window for you, he will definitely close a door for you." Your words don't seem to comfort me at all. Do you still want to go to KTV now? Lu Xing had chuckled. "I didn't go to KTV because I felt better. I think the sound equipment in KTV is better. I want to sing a few songs there." Liu Ruyan was now anxious. "Stop. Singing is bad prenatal education. It will scare the baby." She agreed, "You're right. The decibel level is too loud and the environment is noisy. It's not good for the baby. I think we can find other entertainment activities. They're all quite interesting." Lu Xing was very satisfied. "Okay, easy to grasp. This is exactly the effect we want." Lu Xing is tone deaf, but his voice isn't that bad. Just to discourage Liu Ruyan from going to sing K, Lu Xing deliberately sang unpleasantly. Haha, it really scared her away. After dinner in the evening, Lu Xing took Liu Ruyan back home. When Liu Ruyan sat down in the living room, she suddenly heard Lu Xing calling her. "Baby, come here." Liu Ruyan saw Lu Xing leaning against the door frame of another room. She immediately put on her rabbit slippers and ran over happily. Lu Xing opened the door of a room and immediately heard her scream. "I know you've endured a lot since you became pregnant. Even though we can't go to KTV, I can't deprive you of your hobby. KTV is too noisy and the smell of cigarettes and alcohol is too strong. But at home, I asked someone to transfer you to a karaoke room. The sound equipment is just as good as outside and it's more soundproof. The air environment is very good and you can order any song you want and you can adjust the lighting. I also specially customized a microphone for you. The sound quality is better and it will be more comfortable for singing." When Lu Xing handed the microphone to Liu Ruyan, he found that Liu Ruyan's eyes were wet. She whimpered in a baby voice, "Husband." She rushed over, tiptoed, and put her hands around Lu Xing's neck. "You are so kind. You prepared this silently. Compared to this, I am too willful." Chapter 154, Scammed. "I hope you won't take my money." Lu Xing smiled faintly. "How can you be so willful? As a pregnant woman, it's not easy. If you want to do something in the future, tell me in advance. I may not agree with it completely, but I will make it up to you." As soon as she finished speaking, she slapped Lu Xing on the face. Liu Ruyan smiled like a flower and said affectionately, "Hey, why is my husband so nice?" Lu Xing answered frankly, "Am I usually not nice to you?" Liu Ruyan was like a kitten with her eyes curved. "Hey, good, very good." Lu Xing raised the corner of his mouth. He stroked Liu Ruyan's hair and said, I really can't do anything about you." Liu Ruyan stuck out her crimson tongue and smiled brightly. She took the microphone and tested it directly. When the clear sound came out of the microphone, she was very excited, her eyes were very bright, and she looked like a sweet girl. Lu Xing's mood also improved suddenly. "Now this song is dedicated to my beloved husband. No matter how far we are, we'll be together." When the prelude began, she jumped up and down with joy. But Lu Xing was scared. "Don't jump, slow down." Liu Ruyan looked at Lu Xing's nervous look as he pulled her, and the corners of her mouth suddenly rose. "I know, I'll be careful, don't worry about me, Tilda." She sat down on the chair, facing Lu Xing. "I want to listen to the music you've listened to, read the novels you've read." Liu Ruyan has a very soft voice. Her voice is originally very clean and pure, and now it is even more pleasant when she sings. Lu Xing listened to her singing quietly and felt it was a pleasure. Who knew that while she was singing, She suddenly couldn't hold it anymore. It doesn't matter to me if you're happy. I'm most familiar with you love freedom, but I love you even more. Liu Ruyan cried her heart out. Tears welled up in her eyes, making her look so charming. Anyone who sees this scene will be moved. Lu Xinghe wiped her tears in a panic and asked coaxingly, "What's wrong? Why are you crying like this?" Liu Ruyan sniffed, her eyes red. She looked at Lu Xinghe deeply and said, "No matter how far apart we are, we will be together." Her pink palms firmly grasped Lu Xinghe's shirt. "Even if I have to sacrifice my freedom for you, lose everything, or even risk my life, I still want to be with you. The only one who stays will be me, and I will work hard." After hearing her words, Lu Xinghe's expression became very serious. He felt that Liu Ruyan was hinting at something, and his mind suddenly recalled the prophetic scene of Liu Ruyan lying in a pool of blood. This scene will appear in a few months. He was really scared. What would Liu Ruyan do? "What are you going to do?" Lu Xinghe lowered his head and asked her. Liu Ruyan shook her head at Lu Xinghe. "I didn't do anything. What's wrong?" "It's okay, I'm just a little worried about you. After all, you're pregnant now." Lu Xinghe hugged her and said, "You are very important to me, and I care about you too, you know." Liu Ruyan tried to draw an arc. "I know, so I am trying my best to stay by your side. No matter what, I will not disappear." "Good." Lu Xinghe thought she was talking about a promise. He will also protect her to the best of his ability, and will not allow her to disappear from his side. Ding, interaction value detected plus 45, rewarding the host with cooling skills. Not only can you control the temperature indoors, but you can also control the temperature outdoors. However, this experience is only for you. Although you can only experience it by yourself, it is also a good skill for you, Lu Xinghe. After all, the weather is getting hotter now, and even dogs can't stand it. Going outside in the scorching sun would be unbearable. With this skill, you no longer have to be afraid of being scorched like a dog, and you don't have to numb yourself and let yourself calm down and cool down naturally. At this moment, at the entrance of a 5-star hotel, Lu Yunting waited anxiously at the door and finally saw a car driving over. Lu Yunting was very excited when he saw that it was Lu's father's secretary. "Brother Li, what's going on?" Secretary Li sighed and said to Lu Yunting, "Your identity has been stolen by criminals from abroad and is involved in multiple fraud cases. The police have been notified and are assisting in the investigation. However, you have become a fraudster, and all your accounts have been blocked. This is actually happening. How could it be such a coincidence? Doesn't that mean I won't be able to do any online transactions? My travel will be restricted. I can't go anywhere. I can't even stay in a hotel, and I'll become an illegal immigrant." Secretary Li nodded. "That's what I meant. No, I'm facing so many problems now and haven't dealt with anything yet. You can't let me sleep on the streets. What will my dad say?" Lu Yunting was very excited. Secretary Li said to Lu Yunting, "For now, I can rent you a small apartment to keep you out of sight. Mr. Li can't transfer money to you, so you can only do cash transactions. But the amount can't be too large after all. He has Lu Xinghe spies around him. If we were discovered, it would be a serious matter." Chapter 155, This is a Trap. Lu Yunting's face suddenly became extremely ugly. He gritted his teeth and said, "This is a trap. Ring after ring, it's Lu Xinghe plotting against me. Lu Xinghe kicked me out of the Lu family, but he actually made me an illegal resident. He left me without a protective umbrella and with nowhere to go. I'm going to beg him, right? He didn't think it was possible. Even if I jumped from here and died of starvation or thirst, I would never beg him." Lu Yunting was furious. He clenched his fists. "I'll make a comeback and show him how I stand up and defeat him. Lead the way. I need to close my eyes and rest." So Secretary Li took Lu Yunting to the rented apartment. When he opened the door of the apartment, Lu Yunting was dumbfounded. "Are you sure this isn't a room for someone else? The formaldehyde level is pretty high. Is it safe for living? The decoration is too bad. This is a fine decoration. Who are they trying to cheat? How am I supposed to live here? And where are the servants? There isn't even one. Is my bedroom really that small? The light transmission here is so poor, and there are no shopping areas nearby. It's not convenient to buy things at all." Secretary Li said to Lu Yunting, "Master, formaldehyde is colorless and odorless. You can't smell it at all. This is probably just a psychological effect. This is the best house I can rent for you at the moment." Lu Yunting was very angry. "No, do you think I'm troublesome? I want to change houses. Anyway, I don't want to live here." Secretary Li said, "Your current status doesn't allow you to stay in a high-end hotel. Finding a suitable house is not easy and will take some time. If you don't stay here, it will be difficult to find a place to stay tonight." After hearing what Secretary Lee said, Lu Yunting became anxious. "Where's my dad? I want to see him." Chairman Lu is hiding from the spotlight right now. He's so busy with work that he probably doesn't have time to see you right now. If you have any complaints, you can tell him. But even if we change the location, it doesn't mean it will be better than here. Secretary Lee's words were already very tactful. Even your father can't take care of himself. How can he take care of you? If you want to stay here, then stay here. If not, then don't sleep here. Lu Yunting gritted his teeth. This was simply a case of a tiger being bullied by a dog in plain land. However, his current situation is rather awkward, and he can only swallow his anger as he is neither able to move forward nor backward. "Okay, I'll stay here first, but you have to find me a new place as soon as possible. Also, unlock my account immediately. I don't want to be restricted. Oh, and Auntie, please recruit someone for me." Yes, Secretary Lee was helpless, but Lu Yunting was his boss's son, so he had to obey. Lu Yunting was very annoyed. Before one problem is solved, another one arises, and now I have to live in this shabby house again. He had to think of a way to get out of this embarrassing situation. Suddenly, an advertisement popped up on his phone. This moment gave Lu Yunting inspiration. He has a solution. The next day, when Lu Xing returned home from school, he found the ground was covered with red dog footprints. Things were scattered on the ground in a mess. There was a lot of blood and a large amount of dog hair on the ground. It was a real murder scene. But there was no dog. Liu Ruyan is not here either. What Liu Ruyan said suddenly appeared in his mind. Dogs are so annoying. It would be great if they just disappeared. But I never saw the dog. Logically speaking, a dog will not be lost unless it is taken away by someone. Wouldn't this Yandere just kill the dog? It's very possible, after all, she has a very crazy possessiveness. Liu Ruyan and Gu have been jealous of each other for a long time. Besides, the dog accidentally scratched him, so it's possible that she would hold a grudge. Lu Xing was really afraid that something had happened to the dog, so he hurried out. At this time, I met Liu Ruyan. "Where are you going?" Liu Ruyan asked him curiously. "Did you take Lil away?" Lu Xing asked. Liu Ruyan shook her head. "No, I just came back from shopping. Didn't you go walk the dog?" Lu Xing frowned and said to Liu Ruyan, "No, I haven't seen it since I came back." He quickly went to check the surveillance video. Only then did I realize that a little orange cat had sneaked into the villa. This immediately triggered a cat-dog war. The cat and the dog chased each other and knocked over the mulberry juice on the table, which created a bloody scene. Through surveillance, the little orange cat that the dog was chasing disappeared through the gap in the carved gate. As a result, no further footage was captured. Lu Xing's search skills are limited to finding people, and it is still a bit difficult for him to find objects. So Lu Xing ordered the bodyguards at home very seriously. "Go find the dog immediately." Just when Lu Xing and Liu Ruyan were about to go look for it together, the phone suddenly rang. "Son-in-law, I'm on my way. I'm going to take Lil back today. I've been so busy taking care of you lately that I don't have time to spare." After hearing what his father-in-law said, Lu Xing's face turned pale. "This dog is kept at home, and it is obviously my father-in-law's. You know, my father-in-law loves this dog very much. Now the dog is missing, he must be very worried. Dad, I'll send the dog back when the time comes, so you don't have to make a wasted trip." Lu Xing, he coaxed his father-in-law, trying to delay him. Father Liu smiled and said, "It's okay. I happen to be doing business nearby. I'm on my way here now and will be there in 2 minutes." Father Liu's words were obviously a bolt from the blue for Lu Xing. "Good boy, it's on the way. Wouldn't it be here soon? It would definitely be too late to retrieve the dog." "It's over. Dad is coming." Liu Ruyan's eyes widened. "Yes, I'm coming." Lu Xing nodded, then became worried. "But the dog is gone." Liu Ruyan spread her hands. "What should we do? We're here to take the dog away. He loves dogs so much, he'll definitely be anxious later. When he comes, you hold him back. I'll go out to find the dog first. You can say I'm going for a walk." Lu Xing gave Liu Ruyan some advice. "P.S. Which personality do you think is better to keep? Or should we keep all of them?" Chapter 156, The Disappearing Husband. "Okay, I'll help you hold my dad back, but if you can't find the dog, tell me and I'll help you think of a solution." Liu Ruyan nodded. Lu Xing responded, thinking that the couple could work together. But just when Lu Xing was about to go out, he found that Liu's father walked in. "Son-in-law, where are you going?" Father Liu looked at Lu Xing walking out and asked Lu Xing in confusion. Lu Xing's heart trembled. "Oh my God, my father-in-law appeared at this time." "Wrong. Father-in-law, didn't you say you'd be here in 2 minutes? Why are you here so soon?" I just made a guess. What's wrong? Don't you welcome it? Father Liu asked doubtfully. How could that be? It's just such a surprise, how? Lu Xing could only play dumb now. He never expected his father-in-law to ask immediately. Where's my baby Liu? I want to see him. I haven't seen him for a long time. I miss him so much. Loloit. What's wrong? It was taken for a beauty treatment and is not here now. Lu Xing's mind worked quickly, and he immediately made up an excuse. My silly dog even got a grooming treatment. It seems you guys are taking good care of it. Of course, it's your beloved dog after all, so you must take good care of it. Looking at Liu's father's happy expression, Lu Xing echoed. Then I'll go pick up the dog now. Which beauty salon? My daughter is pregnant now, and it's not easy for her to get in touch with dogs. You don't need to bother going there again. I'll take the dog away directly, Father Liu said with a smile. Lu Xinghe was helpless. He wanted to too, but the problem was the dog, and he didn't know where it was. Taking her to a beauty salon was just an excuse to deceive my father-in-law. Dad, a sweet voice sounded. Lu Xing looked back and found Liu Ruyan coming towards him. You came without even saying hello. Liu Ruyan walked forward and affectionately took Liu's father's arm. When you arrived, you were so eager to see the dog that you didn't even bother seeing your daughter. It seems the dog is more important than my precious daughter. Liu Ruyan was obviously looking very jealous. Father Liu immediately became anxious. How is that possible? My precious daughter is the most important. Lu Xing immediately saw his savior. It turns out that my wife is more clever. Liu Ruyan winked at Lu Xing and smiled at Liu's father, saying, I've been pregnant for so long and you haven't had a good chat with me. I've been interested in finance lately and want to buy stocks, but I don't know what to buy. You know very well, so come and help me avoid the pitfalls. After hearing his daughter's words, Father Liu felt very happy. Okay, then you've asked the right person. I'll teach you. If an outsider buys it, he definitely won't understand the ins and outs, and it's easy to lose money. Lu Xinghe said to Father Liu, Dad, I'll go out and bring the dog back first. Father Liu was dumbfounded. No need, I'll go. Dad, just let him go for a walk. He has been watching me very closely lately. I just want to take a breath. Besides, there are some things that only we, father and daughter, can say. Liu Ruyan came closer and gently reminded Father Liu. Father Liu thought about it and it made sense, so he nodded and said, Okay. So Lu Xing was arranged to pick up the dog. Lu Xing looked at Liu Ruyan with gratitude, and Liu Ruyan snorted proudly. It was obvious that he planned to let Lu Xing bribe him after he came back. Lu Xing knew what she was thinking, smiled, thought it was not a big deal, and quickly walked out. Looking outside, Lu Xing was very confused. Where is the dog? Lu Xing had quickly looked around, but he didn't see any trace of the dog. There was no news from the bodyguard either, so it could be said that nothing was gained. After checking the videos of the surrounding shops, there are some clues. But dogs can move around, and some of them are blind spots for surveillance, so they disappear in a flash. When Lu Xing was having a headache, his cell phone suddenly rang. He discovered it was an anonymous call. Want to know where the dog is? The familiar voice made Lu Xing's heart sink. Inside the villa, Liu Ruyan was coquettishly flirting with her father. Dad, don't you know how to read the Qing Dynasty palace chart? Can you help me check whether it's a boy or a girl? Father Liu smiled and said, I only know a little bit about this, just the basics. Besides, it doesn't matter whether it's a boy or a girl now. If I don't see it right, it would be too embarrassing. Liu Ruyan snorted. I will get angry with anyone who dares to think that you, Dad, are embarrassing. Okay, just as Father Liu was about to check the palace schedule, he realized something. Where's Xing? Why hasn't he come yet? He's been gone for so long. When Liu Ruyan saw that her father's attention was focused on Lu Xing, she felt a little nervous. She now doesn't know why Lu Xing hasn't appeared yet. Didn't you find the dog? Chapter 157, Don't play any tricks. I have plenty of ways to kill you. Liu Ruyan secretly sent a green bubble message to Lu Xing. Honey, my dad is getting suspicious. When will you come back? However, she sent the message for a long time, but received no reply. Liu Ruyan's heart trembled. I had a disturbing thought that I had never had before. Lu Xing had never been like this before. What happened? What's wrong? Father Liu noticed that Liu Ruyan was distracted and asked curiously. Liu Ruyan forced a smile and said to Liu's father, No, Dad, where were we talking about? Just as I was trying to change the subject, I saw the bodyguard running in a hurry. Ma'am, I'm sorry, we can't find the dog. We even lost the husband. Liu Ruyan's pupils suddenly widened. What did you say? Father Liu's expression also turned very serious. He couldn't believe it. What? Leal is missing. Xinghe people are missing too. Such a heavy blow left him completely stunned. He slapped his thigh unhappily. What the hell is going on? Sunlight refracts on the balcony of an apartment building. Lu Yunting was sitting on a rattan chair, and a hot pot was bubbling on the round table, emitting hot mist. Lu Xinghe stood in front of him sternly and asked, "Where's the dog?" "The dog isn't the main thing. We're here to reminisce about the past. Brother, it's been a while since we've had a good meal," Lu Yunting said with a smile, putting the meat into the hot pot. "Here, fresh meat, we have to eat it while it's hot. Don't waste it." Lu Xing was very unhappy. "I'm not interested in eating with you. Hand over the dog quickly." When he received Lu Yunting's call, he was very dissatisfied. He didn't expect that the dog really fell into Lu Yunting's hands. He originally thought that Lu Yunting was deceiving him. Who knew that Lu Yunting could send Leal's photo, which made Lu Xinghe believe it. Lu Yunting smiled and said, "Let's sit down and eat and talk. Don't waste the food. What's wrong? Are you afraid that I poisoned you?" In front of Lu Xinghe, he ate the meat with big mouthfuls and said smugly, "Now you believe that I didn't poison it." Lu Xing looked at Lu Yunting's provocative look and immediately became unhappy. "What do you want?" Lu Yunting acted innocently. "I'm fine. I just want to have a good chat with you. There are some misunderstandings between us that need to be cleared up. Before, you can't blame me. It was mainly because that woman Jiang Mengmeng was wavering between us and trying to sow discord between us. She loves one person now, then another, and makes us brothers fight each other while she benefits. Now I've seen her true face, so brother, please don't be angry with me. I'll apologize to you, okay? Don't waste such good dog meat. Consider this my way of apologizing and making up for it." When Lu Xing heard Lu Yunting's words, he was shocked. "Is this dog meat?" "Yes, the meat is plentiful and tender, and paired with this hot pot base, it's incredibly delicious." Lu Yunting looked at Lu Xinghe with a smile. "But don't worry, it's either your dog or a local dog that can be eaten." Lu Xinghe's face turned pale. "Are you using this to disgust me? You know, people who keep pets can't stand others eating dog meat the most." But Lu Yunting was still eating happily in front of him, so shameless. "That's not disgusting at all. You haven't tried this edible dog meat before. Once you take a bite, you'll never forget the taste." Lu Yunting looked at Lu Xing with a smile and took a piece of meat from him. "Want a bite?" Lu Xing angrily waved Lu Yunting's hand away. "Damn it, where is Leal? If you keep telling me this, I will never let you off easily." Lu Yunting sighed. "Hey, brother, you are too irritable. It's hot and I can't blame you. Who made you have such a considerate brother?" Lu Xing almost vomited after hearing what Lu Yunting said. Lu Yunting is so shameless that he dares to say such words to himself. "I'm asking you where your dog is." Lu Xing immediately slapped Lu Yunting's chopsticks away and said fiercely. Lu Yunting didn't get angry, but laughed playfully. "Even if you are so angry, it won't solve the problem. It's better to get along with me calmly and you can solve the problem." Lu Xinghe's eyes suddenly became cold and serious. He grabbed Lu Yunting's neck with one hand and asked coldly, "Don't play any tricks. I have plenty of ways to kill you." Lu Yunting was almost suffocating from being strangled. The veins on his neck were already bulging, and he was obviously in great pain. Lu Xinghe looked at Lu Yunting, who was in so much pain that he couldn't breathe, and then he let go of his hand. Cough, 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 cough. Lu Yunting coughed violently with fear in his eyes. The feeling of suffocation is like drowning, so disgusting. Lu Yunting took a long time to calm down, and then he felt better. Lu Xing pursed his lips and looked down at Lu Yunting coldly. "Now you can tell me where the dog went." Chapter 158, I'm afraid you're too forgetful, so I'll ask you to recall it carefully. However, Lu Yunting just burst into laughter like a madman. Lu Xing narrowed his eyes and stared at Lu Yunting with disgust. "As long as the dog is on me, you can't kill me." Lu Yunting raised a mocking smile at the corner of his mouth. He challenged Lu Xing. "Why don't you just pour all the hot pot on me or stab us to death with a knife? Wouldn't it be great if we both lose? You don't dare to kill me. If you kill me, what will happen to your unborn child?" Lu Yunting gently stroked the pinch marks on his neck and smiled maliciously. He, then 3 generations will be punished together. He will be ashamed of you for the rest of his life. You're saying this just to irritate me." Lu Xing sat down directly on the chair opposite Lu Yunting. He crossed his legs, assuming a completely domineering attitude. "I won't kill you. At most, I will torture you, slowly tormenting you, making you live a life worse than death. It will be as easy as pinching an ant to death. That's what fun is." After hearing Lu Xinghe's words, Lu Yunting sneered disdainfully. He directly picked up a document from the side and handed it to Lu Xing. "Take a look. This is the bargaining chip for exchanging the dog." Lu Xing took the document and took a look. 5% of M1 Group's shares? You're so bold. We are a family, brother. What's wrong with you giving your younger brother such a small share? You own 78% of the shares. Don't be so stingy and not even give me this. Lu Yunting acted innocent and said, I'm not after your house or your shares. I just want these little things of yours. Is that really necessary? After hearing what he said, Lu Xing found it very funny. Ha ha ha, just a few shares are much more valuable than an RV, and there is still room for appreciation. You are really calculating. He spat, don't bother with me. You and I are not related by blood, and I don't even have a brother like you. I find it disgusting that you call me brother. Go away. In front of Lu Yunting, Lu Xing threw the contract directly into the hot pot. Even if I have to feed the dogs, I will never let you get away with it. Lu Yunting was stunned. He saw that the paper had melted into the hot pot and was soaked with grease. He could no longer see the contents on the paper, and the pot of broth was completely ruined. He can't eat meat either. You know, he spent hundreds of dollars to buy a pot of dog meat. What are you doing? Lu Yunting finally showed his anger. Lu Xing raised his chin, his eyes filled with murderous intent. Listen, Lu Yunting, don't ignore my words. This is the last time I'm warning you. Next time I'll be serious. Your father spent a lot of effort to preserve your family's business, but I can easily bring him down and make you a true second-generation loser. You threaten me with a dog, that's too naive. As long as I send someone to look for you, I'll find you sooner or later. And by then, I won't have to punish you unless you beg me to do so. My dog is a purebred Samoyed. Hiding it is stealing. I will have you detained. It won't be for long, 2 or 3 months at most. Lu Xing smiled slightly. You have known the feeling of being detained before. I am afraid that you are too forgetful, so I want you to recall it carefully. He picked up the chopsticks and poked Lu Yunting's face mockingly. Don't you know how much you weigh? Dare to go against me, I'm afraid you will die. Since he is a villain anyway, Lu Xing doesn't care how bad he is. Lu Yunting wants to cause trouble, right? Then he will get to the bottom of it and make Lu Yunting regret it completely. After hearing Lu Xing's words, Lu Yunting trembled all over. He thought of the uncomfortable and painful days in the detention center. If I were to go through that kind of pain again, the consequences would be unimaginable. Lu Yunting's eyes were filled with fear. He begged Lu Xing, brother, don't do this. I'll tell you where the dog is. I was just joking with you. He thought he could use the dog to control Lu Xing, but who knew it was like an egg hitting a rock, and it was no match for him. Lu Xing looked down upon Lu Yunting's humble plea with cold eyes, but smiled sarcastically. So where's the dog? Send it to me quickly. Woo, brother, I will listen to you in everything. Please spare me. After receiving the order, Lu Yunting was afraid of being implicated, so he naturally sent someone to call and have the dog delivered early. When Lu Xing heard that Lu Yunting had someone send the dog over, he felt relieved. Lu Yunting, if the dog is injured at all, I will make you suffer double the injury. Lu Xing looked down at Lu Yunting. Lu Yunting fell to his knees and hugged Lu Xing's legs. Brother, I was really wrong. Please forgive me. Let me go. Don't touch me. Lu Xing particularly hated Lu Yunting's touch and waved Lu Yunting's hand away. Lu Yunting immediately revealed a creepy smile. Brother, are you going to push me into a dead end? Then I will open a way to survive. Let's all fight to the death. After hearing Lu Yunting's words, Lu Xing was stunned. What is Lu Yunting up to? However, before Lu Xing could react, the sound of a door opening was heard outside. Lu Xing heard a dog barking. Lu Xing was overjoyed and was about to go greet the dog when he found his arm being grabbed. Lu Xing was extremely stunned, and then he heard Lu Yunting's frightened voice. Brother, don't kill me. When Lu Xing and others reacted, they heard a loud sound of someone falling from a building. P.S. I have seen all your messages. I will randomly pick out some to reply to. I am reading them all. Chapter 159, Crazy Bitch Meets Yandere. When Lu Xing and others reacted, they heard a loud sound of someone falling from a building. Boom! Lu Xing felt his mind went blank. He saw Lu Yunting smiling deeply at him as he fell. Lu Yunting's lips moved. Lu Xing read out the spoken language. I want. Well, this is crazy batch. Lu Xing felt that there were no normal people around him. My wife is a Yandere, and my adopted brother is a lunatic. The screams of passers-by echoed below. When Lu Xing came to his senses, he saw that Lu Yunting had fallen under the big locust tree below, but the huge impact still caused Lu Yunting to sink, and finally fell in a pool of blood and fainted. More and more passers-by surrounded them. Even Secretary Song, who had brought the dog back, was extremely pale. Murder, murder. Secretary Song answered the phone anxiously. Hello, is this 110? There's a murder case here in XX apartment, XX floor, XX room. Lu Xinghe felt a buzzing in his ears, as if there was some harsh sound. Half an hour later, Liu Ruyan and her father rushed to the police station anxiously. Father Liu said to the police officer anxiously, "My son-in-law would never kill anyone. This is definitely a misunderstanding." The police officer calmed Mr. Liu down immediately. "We will investigate. The case is still under investigation. Please don't worry." "Liu Laming, don't interfere with the normal work of the police." A cold voice sounded. Father Liu was startled and looked back suddenly following the cold voice. When he saw the cold and stunning woman leaning against the wall, he realized, "Are you her? This is obviously another personality coming out." Father Liu was very angry. "Get out of her body quickly." He grabbed Liu Ruyan's shoulders angrily, but was met with ridicule from the other party. "You created me, and now you dare to order me around." Liu Ruyan smiled sarcastically. She was the dangerous Red Rose. She slapped her father's hand away and straightened her clothes. Father Liu's face looked very ugly. He pursed his lips tightly and bit his back teeth. "Now is not the time to dwell on this matter. Lu Xinghe is your husband after all. He's in jail, aren't you worried at all?" Liu Ruyan leaned against the wall and said calmly, "Why should I worry? The law won't wrongly accuse any good person. I believe he didn't do that. She has always trusted him. He wouldn't be stupid enough to kill Lu Yunting. There are obviously so many ways to kill Lu Yunting. There is no need to take risks." Liu Ruyan said quietly, "We're temporarily trucing off. Our main mission now is to rescue Lu Xinghe." She lowered her pretty and charming little face, showing her calmness and composure. "We have to hire the best lawyers and be fully prepared. Also, we have to manage the detention center well and not treat Lu Xinghe unfairly. If possible, we need to collect evidence. If possible, we need to enter the crime scene to obtain evidence that is favorable to us. This is much better than running around here like a headless chicken." After Liu Ruyan finished speaking calmly, her father also felt deeply impressed by Liu Ruyan's calmness and planning ability. After all, many people's mentality is affected when they encounter troubles, and they cannot face them normally. "I want to see Lu Xinghe now." Liu Ruyan raised her beautiful face and requested a meeting. However, it was rejected. "I'm sorry, he's giving a statement right now. You can't see him." After being rejected by the female police officer, Liu Ruyan narrowed her eyes. "I'm pregnant. If I neglect pregnant women's families, it will reflect poorly on you. If I'm deeply hurt and have a miscarriage, you'll also be held responsible. Also, I'm Liu Ruyan, the eldest daughter of the Liu group. If you don't recognize me, why don't you have your director come out to greet me?" Liu Ruyan's light words had already made the other person sweat on his back. After finding out about Liu Ruyan's powerful background, he naturally asked Liu Ruyan to enter the interrogation room immediately. At this moment, Lu Xinghe was not at all panicked, and even in this cramped and dark environment, he did not go berserk. He sat there coolly, as if he was interrogating someone. "I don't know the suspect at all," but when he saw Liu Ruyan walking in from the door, he could no longer remain calm. Yan, why are you here? You should be at home taking good care of your baby. Let's go. The environment here is not good." Lu Xinghe stood up suddenly and wanted to meet Liu Ruyan. However, he was stopped by the police officer nearby. Lu Xinghe glared at the police officer in displeasure. The police officer was actually a little scared and could only cough. "Sit still and keep your distance." Lu Xinghe replied, "You can't even touch my wife. I'm not trying to threaten her. What can I do under your nose, or do you underestimate your own abilities and think you can't keep an eye on me?" The other party was speechless and could only let Lu Xinghe do what he wanted. There was a hint of appreciation in Liu Ruyan's eyes. If it were any other man, he would have burst into tears if he had encountered such a thing, and would not have dared to be so tough. "I'm not Yanyan, I have another personality." However, Liu Ruyan still corrected Lu Xinghe's words. Lu Xinghe was stunned. "Liu Ruyan, okay. What's wrong? Are you disappointed?" Liu Ruyan had already sat down on the chair opposite Lu Xinghe, and her long eyelashes cast a dark shadow. Chapter 160. You should be glad that it was me who came, not her. It was obvious that he was not very satisfied with Lu Xinghe's answer. "No, it was just an accident. If it wasn't me, it would be difficult for her to get you out safely." Liu Ruyan acted like a queen, assuming a proud attitude and looking down upon Lu Xinghe from above. "So you should be glad that it was me who came, and not her," Lu Xinghe said with a deep look in his eyes. You underestimated her too much, and you also underestimated me. Even if Liu Ruyan wasn't there, he would have a way to get out. It seems you have a wrong understanding of her. She is an insignificant person. I am the most important, Liu Ruyan said with a cold smile on her lips. Lu Xing had disagreed. No, I think she is very important. Her role is definitely much greater than you think. Lu Xing couldn't bear to hear outsiders say anything bad about the little Yandere. Even if Liu Ruyan's personality said something to her, it wouldn't work. Seeing Lu Xing defending Yanyan, Liu Ruyan's eyes were filled with annoyance. She leaned over him and emphasized like a queen. But the person sitting in front of you now is not her, but me. Seeing that Liu Ruyan was angry, Lu Xinghe was afraid that she would affect the baby in her belly. After all, pregnant women should keep a calm mind, especially since she had just received the pregnancy-preserving injection not long ago. Lu Xinghe didn't want anything to go wrong. Calm down and stop being angry, okay? Seeing Lu Xinghe coming down to comfort her softly, Liu Ruyan's lips curled up slightly. She felt much better and said to Lu Xing, I will help you investigate this matter, but you must explain the whole story to me. Lu Xinghe looked at Liu Ruyan's confident look and knew that she would definitely have a way. After all, there is no such thing as a naive person who can call the shots in the business world. Liu Ruyan is quite capable, so this matter will definitely not be difficult for her. But the problem is how to clear his name and let him go out safely. After Lu Xing told Liu Ruyan everything, Liu Ruyan lowered her eyes and said to Lu Xing, Okay, I understand. Lu Xing reminded Liu Ruyan, Now there is a witness, that secretary who saw me push Lu Yunting down, but I think the surveillance at home can prove my innocence. Liu Ruyan nodded. I'll see to it. I'm sorry to have you stay here for the next 2 days, but I'll take care of everything. Lu Xing said softly, What I've suffered is nothing. You should take good care of yourself. Don't be stubborn if anything happens to you. Do you hear me? After hearing Lu Xing's caring words, Liu Ruyan felt a hint of sweetness in her heart, but her cold face did not reveal any message. Liu Ruyan nodded and walked out. After the meeting, Liu Ruyan ran into the Lu couple who had just appeared. After seeing me, they became very arrogant. Hey, Miss Liu, we were just looking for you and ran into you at the police station. Liu Ruyan looked at the Lu couple who came with a sarcastic attitude and had no good feelings towards them. She held up her delicate little face and said to the Lu family couple, What do you want from me? We are not familiar with each other. Seeing Liu Ruyan's aloof attitude, Mother Lu was furious. What do you mean by unfamiliar? You are my daughter-in-law. Liu Ruyan snorted coldly. When did this happen? How could I not know? Please don't make any random inferences. If I remember correctly, my husband has already severed his father-son relationship with your Lu family. Besides, we are not related by blood. When Mr. Lu saw Liu Ruyan bringing up the shameful past, his face did not look very bright. He didn't like Liu Ruyan very much, but he was afraid of the Liu family's background. He has always been struggling to find a way to control the Liu family. But now that he has found an opportunity, how could he let it go? So Father Lu sneered at Liu Ruyan. Why are you still so stubborn? Have you forgotten that if it weren't for your husband, my son wouldn't be like this now? When Lu's mother heard her husband say this, she immediately started to cooperate. She squeezed out tears, put on a very distressed look, and cried, My poor son now in the hospital, his life or death is uncertain. Why is Lu Xing so cruel? Even if he has no merit, he has worked hard. Is it necessary to kill my own son? I know he's always wanted to replace Yunting, but what hatred or grudge does Yunting have against him that makes him so intolerant of her? If anything happens to my son, even if Lu Xinghe spends the rest of his life in jail, it won't be enough to compensate him. After hearing what Lu Ma said, Liu Ruyan's eyes were filled with impatience. She has no good feelings towards this kind of woman who plays the victim. He's my husband, Liu Ruyan's husband. His title isn't much better than your Lu family's son. Why would he be so intolerant of Lu Yunting? Whatever tricks you used, Liu Ruyan, will make you pay for your blood debt with blood. As long as I, Liu Ruyan, am around, you won't have peace. Liu Ruyan was like a dangerous flower on a high mountain. Her eyes were murderous, and her red lips were raised in displeasure. Chapter 161, Even if I sell everything I have, I will definitely clear Lu Xinghe's name. Seeing Liu Ruyan's angry look, the Lu couple were obviously frightened. Everyone knows how capable Liu Ruyan is. But now Lu Yunting's life or death is uncertain. It was Lu Xing who pushed him down the stairs. Just based on this incident, it is enough for them to control the Liu family. After all, this is a bargaining chip. Lu Xing is now a murderer. No matter what his motive was, he killed my son. No matter how you talk back, it's useless. The law will give us justice. Lu's mother responded unhappily. Father Lu took a deep breath. This is a scandal after all. If your Liu family makes such a big fuss and it gets heard by the outside world, something bad will definitely happen. A stock market crash is the least of the losses, but a damaged reputation is naturally the most serious. One misstep can lead to eternal regret. You don't want to see the situation get so bad, do you? After hearing what Lu's father said, Liu Ruyan raised her eyebrows. So you mean you want to reconcile? Mother Lu was anxious and tugged at Father Lu's sleeve. Husband, he's a murderer. How can we protect a murderer? Besides, the one who killed our son. Shut up, Liu Ruyan gave him a fierce look. She hated it very much when others slandered Lu Xing as a murderer. Without any evidence, she believed that Lu Xing was innocent and had definitely done nothing. Now the Lu family is throwing dirty water on her. If she wants to protect herself for her own benefit, she would be a fool. Lu Ma's body shrank in shock. Liu Ruyan is really scary at this moment. His eyes looked as if he wanted to eat himself. She could only grab her husband's arm and shout, "Husband," for shelter. Liu Ruyan looked at Lu Ma coldly. Stop calling him a murderer. Has the police made a judgment, or is my husband already in jail? If neither of those things have happened and you continue to slander my husband, I can definitely sue you to the point of bankruptcy. Lu Ma's lips trembled. But my son is lying in the hospital now. Liu Ruyan's eyes were sharp. What's wrong? Is he dead? Why are you looking forward to collecting your son's body? She couldn't stand anyone targeting Lu Xing, and if anyone treated Lu Xing badly, she would kill him. Lu's mother knew that Liu Ruyan was not easy to mess with, so she looked at her husband, wanting Lu's father to come forward. Father Lu had already received the signal from his wife. Looking at the murderous Liu Ruyan in front of him, it would be a lie to say that he was not afraid. He knew too well how terrifying Liu Ruyan's previous methods were, especially now that Liu Ruyan was angry. She was not someone who could be easily dealt with. He could only smile awkwardly. Actually, it's not what you think, but we are parents, especially you are pregnant now. You should understand our feelings better when you are pregnant. Maybe what I said might be a bit extreme, but you can see that Lu Yunting is lying in the hospital. Lu Xing is disgusted with people. He paused and said, I certainly don't want to make things worse. I've learned from the hospital that Yun Ting's injuries aren't serious. I also want to reconcile with you privately. Miss Liu, you're the one with plenty of money anyway, so it shouldn't be difficult for you to spend some money to settle things. After hearing what Lu's father said, Liu Ruyan's eyes turned cold. How much do you want? Father Lu laughed and said, Your Liu family is quite wealthy. I'm asking for 314 million as hush money. It's not expensive, is it? After all, you're pregnant and you don't want your child to bear the pressure of others slandering their father in the future. But if a little money can solve a big problem, it's definitely worth it. Just one sentence made Liu Ruyan's eyes turn cold to the extreme. 314 million is indeed not a lot. Father Lu nodded with satisfaction, thinking that the matter had been settled. Okay, since Miss Liu is open-minded, then when will you call? Liu Ruyan raised an eyebrow. So anxious, are you in a hurry to pay for the coffin? Her words had already made Father Lu's smile disappear. What do you mean? Liu Ruyan held up her delicate and beautiful face and said to Lu's father, Listen, I won't give you a penny. You'd better give up on this idea. Wanting me to give you money to keep my mouth shut means you're guilty. Liu Ruyan's calm, cool, and elegant appearance made Lu's father's heart tremble. He didn't expect Liu Ruyan to be so disrespectful. It turned out to be difficult to fool her. He clenched his fists and said, I'm speaking to you calmly. I don't want to make things so bad that the two families can't resolve it, but you look at me like this. I really am being treated unfairly. Fine, just watch Lu Xing go to jail. If he can't even settle the 314 million, I don't know where you'll go to cry. Liu Ruyan was as unmoved as an ice-cold rock. The cold light in her eyes turned into a sharp sword, stabbing straight at Lu's father. I won't cry, I will laugh to the end, and then the one who cries last will definitely be you. Even if I have to sell everything I have, I will definitely clear Lu Xing's name. No reason, just for justice. Liu Ruyan is not afraid of spending money, but she will never spend it on this. She is willing to sacrifice herself, even if it means doing something unfair and trying to please others. But she was unwilling to let Lu Xing down, and unwilling to see Lu Xing bear false accusations. Liu Ruyan knew very well that as long as she gave the money, it would be equivalent to indirectly confirming her own guilt. So Liu Ruyan was unwilling, unable, and unwilling to do so. Especially when she saw the Lu couple being so arrogant, Liu Ruyan felt disgusted and nauseous. If Lu Xinghe knew, he would definitely not be willing to pay for it himself. If you knew the truth, knew that Lu Xing was wrongly accused, and still aided the evildoers, don't worry. I would rather kill the wrong person than let anyone go. Liu Ruyan said coldly that she was willing to go against the whole world for a man. As long as Lu Xing doesn't let her down, she won't let the whole world down. No one could take him away from her, nor could anyone let him suffer any stigma. She absolutely wanted him to stand upright in the sun. Seeing Liu Ruyan's persistence, Father Lu shuddered. He saw Liu Ruyan leaving the scene coldly without even giving him a glance. This also made Lu's father very dissatisfied. A little girl can even climb onto my head. How courageous, this is really too much. P.S. So cool, beautiful sister, I want to marry you. Chapter 162. She doesn't know her own weight, there will be plenty of time for her to cry. Then you'll see how powerful we are, don't be so arrogant, Father Lu said angrily, gritting his teeth. Mother Lu nodded. That's right, she's still so arrogant, she doesn't even know her own weight, there will be plenty of time for her to cry. Father Lu smiled and said, yes, Lu Xing has fallen this time. I don't believe that Lu Xing can come out safely. Although Lu Xing was detained at the moment, he enjoyed the best treatment in the detention center. Single room with air conditioning, soundproofing, and bathroom. There are also clean bedding sets, and the food delivered is 3 dishes, 1 meat dish and a soup, so if you are not satisfied, you can still fill yourself up. Lu Xing knew that this was arranged by Liu Ruyan. After all, Liu Ruyan is calm, efficient, and capable. It's not easy for her to do it. Lu Xing believed in her ability, and the problem now was how to clear his name. Lu Yunting's move was really ruthless. Just throw yourself into it. This is really a fight to the death. However, no one has reported the latest news to him about Lu Yunting's injury condition. Lu Xing had guessed that he was definitely not dead. If he was dead, his current situation would not be so leisurely. Lu Xing began to try hard to sort out his thoughts and think of various ways to excuse himself. Not only Lu Xing was brainstorming, but Liu Ruyan was also seriously thinking of a solution. When she arrived at the crime scene, the room was already cordoned off with various security lines, and forensic doctors were collecting evidence and taking photos. I'm sorry there's no surveillance here. I'm afraid I can't capture what happened at the scene. After hearing what the police said, Liu Ruyan frowned. Is it possible that they have some electronic equipment and the ability to take photos at a fixed time? The police shook their heads. If there's any further evidence, I'll tell you. Right now, there are only eyewitnesses. The housewife across the street hanging clothes, the owner of the small shop downstairs, and Lu's secretary saw Lu Xing personally push Lu Yunting down the stairs. Lu Yunting was clearly resisting, and the noise was quite loud. Liu Ruyan frowned. She bit her red lips slightly. Investigate again. I don't believe there is no evidence to prove my husband's innocence. Just as she was feeling slightly angry, a secretary suddenly ran up to her and reminded her, Boss Liu, we have an appointment with the prosecutor in charge. Liu Ruyan nodded. The other party was of great help in this case, and she had asked someone to make an appointment early in the morning. So Liu Ruyan rushed to the agreed restaurant box. When she went in, she saw a middle-aged man with a smile on his face. You're here. The other person was the person in charge, and he smiled ingratiatingly at Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan didn't show any good expression, but just nodded coldly and then sat down aside. I've heard about your case. It's indeed a bit complicated, mainly because there are eyewitnesses. This makes it difficult to handle. The person in charge sighed. Liu Ruyan didn't hesitate and replied directly, Make an offer. She was very determined. Any amount is fine. Liu Ruyan was prepared for the other party to ask for an exorbitant price. But it doesn't matter even if it costs a lot of money. She just wants Lu Xing to be fine. You can earn money again, but when you lose a person, you lose everything. The person in charge smiled flatteringly. It's not a matter of money. You know I'm not short of money. But miss, you are really infatuated. He is about to go to jail, and you are still willing to take responsibility to the end. It's rare to see such a wonderful woman like you nowadays. He looked Liu Ruyan up and down again and said with a smile, Hey, you're really beautiful, even prettier than in the photo. Actually, I don't have any excessive demands. As long as you sleep with me, I can definitely help you. I can also help with your request for bail pending trial. As he spoke, he moved closer to touch Liu Ruyan's hand. Liu Ruyan's eyes were instantly filled with disgust and murderous intent. Before the other person touched her, Liu Ruyan directly picked up the cup of water and subconsciously poured it on the person in charge. The person in charge was splashed with a glass of cold iced juice and was dumbfounded. Tell me, how do you want to die? Liu Ruyan hurled cruel words, not giving any face at all. You think you can control me? Don't you think about how powerful our Liu family is? How can a nobody like you get your hands on it? You can't even touch a toe of mine. If you could spread what happened today, I would respect you as a man. But you can't even touch a hair on my head. Even if I kill you, you won't be able to say a word. With a click, Liu Ruyan stood up from the chair. Ignoring the fearful attempts of the person in charge to stop her, Liu Ruyan slammed the door and left. However, Liu Ruyan did not calm down. Instead, she called someone and said, "Find a few people to take care of him." After the notification, Liu Ruyan hung up the phone. The car window reflected her cold, pretty face, without any warmth at all. She lowered her eyes and pursed her red lips. Chapter 163, Let's go. I'm going to take him home. The person in charge was naturally feeling uneasy, having finally grasped the true meaning of hell on earth. Several bodyguards surrounded him, and his attempts to escape were futile. He was directly assaulted on the head, feeling dizzy, numb in every limb, and his bones and muscles were broken. Because after he was beaten and sent to the hospital, he found out that he was fired. His position was replaced by his most hated subordinate. The person in charge only then realized what a terrible woman he had gotten himself into. She could crush herself to death without anyone noticing. But he was still stupid and lustful for a while, and even wanted to touch her. Now that he has angered the other party, it will be difficult for him to turn the situation around. Sitting in the car, Liu Ruyan's pretty little face was filled with fatigue. The secretary said sympathetically, "Boss Liu, you haven't eaten like this today. Eat something or you'll collapse." Liu Ruyan lowered her eyes calmly and said to her secretary, "I don't have much of an appetite." The secretary continued to persuade her, "Even if you don't have much of an appetite, you still have to eat something, right? After all, your health is important and you're pregnant." After hearing the secretary's reminder, Liu Ruyan finally reacted. She has a baby in her belly now. She subconsciously put her hand on her abdomen. Although the baby has not yet taken shape, she seems to be able to feel the baby's presence. It exists very vividly in her body. "Where's the food?" Liu Ruyan said lightly. The secretary was happy and quickly handed the food to Liu Ruyan. So Liu Ruyan opened the lid of the food. As soon as she smelled the scent, she couldn't help it and felt nauseous. Liu Ruyan quickly covered her mouth and immediately asked the driver to drive. After driving, Liu Ruyan immediately rushed to the edge of the flower bed and started retching. The secretary was frightened and wanted to pat Liu Ruyan on the back, but when she thought about how she hated physical contact, she didn't dare to act rashly. Instead, he comforted her from the side. "Are you feeling better?" Liu Ruyan's cold and beautiful face was very tired, and her eyes were already filled with nausea, as if she wanted to vomit. She forced herself to spit out some food and felt better, but she felt weak and empty as if something had hollowed her out. She tucked her long hair behind her ears and said to the secretary, "It's okay." The secretary breathed a sigh of relief. You have to know that as a secretary assigned by Liu's father, she must not neglect her president. If anything happened to the president, she would definitely be severely punished by Liu's father, and her job might even be lost. Liu Ruyan finally caught her breath. She now had a pale look. She no longer had the domineering and coldness of a queen, but also had a kind of pitiful look that aroused men's desire to protect her. The secretary's cell phone rang. After she answered the call and heard the news, her eyes lit up. "Okay, I get it." "What's wrong?" Liu Ruyan asked. The secretary excitedly informed her. "Boss Liu, Mr. Liu can go home now. He's been granted bail." They had to use their connections several times to smooth things over. After all, the criminal has just been caught, and there is evidence out there. The matter is very tricky, and there is pressure from public opinion. It is difficult to suppress this kind of negative news. Liu Ruyan nodded, her expression softening slightly. She ordered, "Okay, let's go. I'm going to take him home." "Mr. Liu, your health is not very good. You should go home and have a good rest. There is no need to put your body at risk. I will pick you up anyway," the secretary advised. Liu Ruyan shook her head. "No, I'll go answer it." She lowered her eyes. "I don't want him to think too much." She was afraid that he would worry and think too much. Besides, she knew very well that she was not feeling that bad, so it was okay to resist. "The point is, you can wait for him to come home." Thinking of this, Liu Ruyan's eyes were like the ice and snow that had been there for years, which had finally melted. Especially gentle, with a faint smile so charming. This also made the secretary tremble. She stayed with her CEO for a long time, trembling with fear beside her. But she had never seen her CEO look so happy. "It seems that our president really has a good relationship with my husband." It would be great if I could encounter such a sincere relationship one day. The next day, the car drove to the police station. Originally, the secretary wanted Liu Ruyan to rest in the car, but Liu Ruyan was very stubborn and insisted on getting off. There was no other way, so the secretary could only obey Liu Ruyan. After all, Liu Ruyan is the boss. Mr. Liu, if you are not feeling well, you have to tell me. Don't force it. The secretary noticed that Liu Ruyan's lips had turned pale and was very worried. Liu Ruyan nodded and said, "It's okay." So Liu Ruyan got out of the car and couldn't wait to go in and pick up Lu Xing. Lu Xing had just been released on bail and came out of the hall when he saw the girl running towards him. Her fluffy black hair seemed to be floating in the air, and her beautiful eyes were like the eyes of a Persian cat, shining like glass. When she looked at herself, her eyes and nose were red. "It's so pitiful. It's obvious that I feel pity for her." But she was running. Lu Xing was shocked. "Don't run, be careful." He wanted Liu Ruyan to take it easy. However, she didn't listen and ran towards Lu Xing on her own. Lu Xing. Lu Xing saw her smile under the light, which was as charming as a pear blossom. "It's really beautiful." Her slender waist seemed so fragile that it seemed like it would break if a little force was applied. She stretched out her arms towards him, causing Lu Xing to open his arms involuntarily. Just when Lu Xing was about to hug the other person, he saw a shocking scene. Chapter 164, Both Cheated. He saw the girl, who was like a withered magnolia flower. She was breathtakingly beautiful, yet also endearingly beautiful. She was also like a moth flying into a flame, falling slowly in front of Lu Xing. Liu Ruyan. Lu Xing's pupils widened. At the critical moment, when Liu Ruyan was about to faint on the ground, he immediately hugged Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan lowered her curly eyelashes and breathed weakly. She did not wake up because of Lu Xing's call. Looking at her thin and petite figure, she was lying pitifully in Lu Xing's arms. Lu Xing was very nervous and blamed himself. "I'll take you to the hospital." Lu Xing picked up Liu Ruyan like a princess without saying a word. The secretary was so frightened when he saw Liu Ruyan faint. Naturally, she immediately followed Lu Xing. At this moment, Lu Xing's brain was reminded by the system. Ding, interaction value detected +34, rewarding the host with a pair of rare Nike sneakers. Now no reward could make Lu Xing happy. Lu Xing didn't care about anything and just kept running forward with Liu Ruyan in his arms. He quickly got into the car and asked the driver to go to the nearest hospital. In the car, Lu Xing looked at Liu Ruyan's pale face and felt very distressed. His eyes instantly turned red. He grabbed Liu Ruyan's fair and beautiful little hand and stroked it on his face. "How could this happen? Wasn't she fine yesterday?" The secretary next to him interrupted. "Boss Liu hasn't been feeling well because of her pregnancy. She hasn't eaten anything in the past 2 days and says she has no appetite. She also didn't sleep well at night and has been taking care of your affairs the whole time." Lu Xing felt even more guilty after hearing this. He asked his secretary, "Then didn't you remind her?" The secretary felt very wronged. "I reminded him, but Mr. Liu didn't listen to me. He finally ate something but ended up throwing it all up." Lu Xing's heart trembled. "Morning sickness." The secretary nodded. "Yes." She continued, "I originally said I would come pick you up after all." She was retching and felt very haggard, but she insisted on holding on, and now she collapsed. "Boss Liu is a very strong-willed person, but she really cares about you. You don't know that she commissioned a prosecutor, and he turned out to be interested in her. Although Boss Liu cares about you, she won't betray you. She endured such humiliation and had someone beat up the other person. She also sent someone to handle your case so that you can return home as soon as possible to await trial." After hearing what the secretary said, Lu Xing couldn't believe it. How could such a thing happen? His eyes fell on Liu Ruyan in his arms. She was usually a very tough person, but he thought she was stubborn and too cold. It was only after this incident that he realized how important she thought of him. "For him, I would go through fire and water." Lu Xing felt a little heartbroken. When he saw Liu Ruyan's weak side, he realized that she also needed someone to protect her. It's not as perfect and invincible as he thought. She is just a girl after all. But he was prejudiced against her, and his attitude towards her was not so good. Liu Ruyan is still willing to be sincere to him. Lu Xing lowered his head and rubbed Liu Ruyan's fair palm. His eyes were firm. "I won't let you suffer these grievances in vain. I will repay the insults you have endured for me 10-fold or 100-fold, and I will never let your sincerity go to waste." When Lu Xing sent Liu Ruyan to the hospital, the doctor examined her and said that Liu Ruyan was too weak, had not gotten enough nutrition, and had not eaten anything. In addition, she had too much work and too much pressure, which led to her fainting. I was directly arranged into a VIP ward, and after receiving some nutritional injections and proper nourishment, I was fine. After hearing this, Lu Xing's clenched heart finally relaxed. He stayed by Liu Ruyan's bedside, not daring to leave. Of course, he also found out through his secretary that the prosecutor who was looking for death dared to set his sights on his own wife, so he sent someone to investigate the other party's background. He would never let the other person enjoy a single day of good life, and his family would probably have a hard time collecting the body. You know, the former prosecutor who intended to flirt with Liu Ruyan is having a bad day. My wife was serving me soup when a few burly men suddenly appeared out of nowhere, each one more ferocious than the other. After seeing him, he carried him out without saying a word. This scared the other person so much that he cried and screamed, and even his wife couldn't stop him. He was thrown in front of the hospital gate, and those men went too far, beating drums and gongs and hanging up signs to spread the word. Li Chengyi, he used to be a senior executive in the procuratorial administration, but he loves married women the most. He's having an affair with the popular actress Mi Zai. The two of them started dating half a year ago. It can be said that they both cheated. Now I'm going to expose their hotel check-in records. 2023-1223, room 3043 at the Nancheng Hotel. This is a shocking piece of news. I didn't expect that I could get the melon now without the paparazzi's revelations. You should know that Mi Zai is now a popular first-line female star, and she is very famous in film, television, and music. Especially her relationship experience with her director husband from campus to wedding dress is particularly enviable. Who would have thought that I would both cheat on her with this guy in front of me? As soon as the scandal was revealed, everyone was talking about it. Some sighed, some despised. How disgusting. He has a wife at home, yet he's still having an affair with someone else's. I heard he was an official before, but was dismissed. I guess it has something to do with his chaotic private life. Mi Zai is not a good person either. This should become a trending topic. When the former prosecutor's wife rushed out, she saw a group of onlookers criticizing her husband. P.S. The wives in novels are very attractive, but you should still restrain yourself in real life. Chapter 165, Seduction. After she was inexplicably cuckolded, all her feelings towards her husband disappeared. Damn it, I was wondering why you didn't touch me for so long. It turns out you were cheating on me out there. Are you worthy of me? If it weren't for my family's support, would you be where you are today? You are a phoenix man. I was wondering why your regular job fell through and you're still playing the victim, saying you offended a big shot. You're a liar. Your dirty deeds can't be hidden anymore. They've been exposed and you can't stay here any longer. His wife slapped him hard and his face turned red. He was in so much pain that he cried bitterly and quickly apologized to his wife. After all, his wife's family is very powerful. If he hadn't relied on them, he would definitely not have been able to make a name for himself. Being fired is not a big deal. After all, he can find another job. But if he offends his wife's family, then his life will be over. There is absolutely no way to turn over. Honey, it's my fault. That woman seduced me. We've been together for so many years, and you know those women out there are just playing around. You're the only one in my heart. Woohoo, please forgive me. Now the man didn't care about his face anymore. He endured the pain all over his body and pleaded with his wife. However, the other party was so angry that he kicked him a few times. You are such a coward. Now you are blaming others. You can't control your lower body, and you still have the nerve to mention our years of relationship. Why don't you know how to cherish it? Don't you know that you have a wife and a family? Why can others tolerate it, but you can't? Divorce is a must. I feel sick just looking at you now. I've wasted so many years of my feelings on you. I thought you'd be more honest if you were ugly, but who knew you'd still like to mess around outside? Since you've let me down, why don't I go find a handsome guy out there? I want to vomit when I see your pig face. The wife was so angry that she picked up her high heels and beat him hard several times. But the other party was beaten so hard that he screamed, and the scene was in chaos. However, the onlookers found the show very exciting and recorded the video and posted it online. Within a few minutes, it dominated the headlines of major platforms. Of course, Lu Xing also contributed to this. Lu Xing felt better after watching the video of a man crying bitterly and running away after being beaten. This is just the beginning. In the future, he will make it impossible for the other party to survive, suffer unbearably, and make life more painful than death. Lu Xing ruthlessly turned off the video, then lay down beside Liu Ruyan, silently guarding her. This was the first time he had been able to calm down and spend time with her. Although she and Yanyan are the same person, their temperaments are completely different. Yanyan is a noisy little kitten, very wild and lustful, and sometimes a little willful. This personality, however, enjoys tranquility. She is like an orchid with an unworldly temperament and is virtuous, quiet, and intelligent. Her beautiful face is as beautiful as an ink painting, giving people a sense of the beauty of time and tranquility. Judging from the way they sleep, the two people are completely different. You should know that Yanyan also likes to sleep on her stomach with her face resting on the pillow. Her cheeks are very fleshy when she sleeps, just like a little orange cat. Sometimes when she feels insecure, she will twist the quilt with her legs and likes to kick the quilt. It can be said that it is not disciplined at all. But Liu Ruyan was more well-behaved when sleeping quietly and peacefully, giving off the air of a lady from a noble family. However, she didn't seem to sleep very peacefully. The small hands with distinct bony fingers were holding something tightly. That insecure grabbing posture tugged at Lu Xing's heart. Is she feeling unwell? While Lu Xing was worrying, he found that the sleeping girl in front of him slowly opened her eyes. Lu Xing. Hearing her weak call, Lu Xing felt as if his whole body was energized. Lu Xing immediately moved closer and responded softly to her. Hey, I'm here. He asked Liu Ruyan about her well-being. Are you feeling unwell? Liu Ruyan trembled when she saw Lu Xing's gentle appearance. She couldn't believe that Lu Xinghe could be so patient and gentle with her. Liu Ruyan's eyes were like a clear spring, and a faint smile appeared at the corners of her mouth, making the corners of her lips no longer so sharp, but more elegant. Lu Xinghe's eyes were filled with guilt, and he said to Liu Ruyan, I'm sorry, I didn't take good care of you when you were pregnant. Liu Ruyan shook her head and said, My body is weak, you don't owe me anything. She paused, not at all. Lu Xing lowered his eyes and said to Liu Ruyan seriously, I won't let your efforts be in vain. Liu Ruyan didn't respond directly, but said to Lu Xing, Have you seen my bag? Lu Xinghe searched for a while and finally saw it on the chair. He took the bag and handed it to Liu Ruyan. After Liu Ruyan opened the bag, she took out the USB drive and handed it to Lu Xing. Here. Lu Xing frowned and asked curiously, What is this? Chapter 166, Eyewitness. Liu Ruyan replied seriously, I have collected the evidence that proves your innocence. Although the surveillance footage was gone, there were witnesses accusing Lu Xing of pushing Lu Yunting down the stairs. But Liu Ruyan found another breakthrough. You don't have any eyewitnesses who can prove your innocence. But here, everyone can be your witness. Liu Ruyan looked at Lu Xing confidently. After hearing her words, Lu Xing was slightly stunned. Did you pay money to get it? Liu Ruyan shook her head. No, after all, if I bribed them, it would be too easy to be exposed, and the judge would also find evidence. Lu Xing became even more curious. If that's the case, how did you find it? Liu Ruyan's red lips curled up slightly. It's because there aren't any eyewitnesses, so it's easy to find witnesses. She said, since there are no witnesses, let's create witnesses. Those clear and watery eyes met Lu Xing's. Lu Xing finally witnessed her resourcefulness. People sometimes have false memories of an event that they believe happened even though they didn't see it. That's the Mandela effect. Liu Ruyan raised her cool and graceful face, her eyes full of wisdom and brilliance. So, I just need to have people spread the word in the building opposite that someone saw Lu Yunting fall down by himself. If one person says it, two people say it, then a whole group of people will say it. After hearing her words, Lu Xing finally understood what she meant. Great, you know how to use this trick. Lu Xing's blood began to boil. He had never thought of this method. It is no wonder that Liu Ruyan was able to quickly emerge in the business world, and has been an undefeated general for so many years, and is still standing strong. Without Liu Ruyan's powerful skills, she would never have the last laugh. Liu Ruyan raised the corner of her lips slightly and said, The rest still needs you to do. For example, just having witnesses isn't enough. I've also investigated Lu Yunting's tricks. Liu Ruyan put her hands on her face and looked at Lu Xinghe meaningfully. This is the key to our victory. Inside the hospital ward, Lu Yunting has opened his eyes. He still has thick gauze wrapped around his head and is feeling very uncomfortable. He was still dizzy and couldn't remember much about what happened before. When Lu Yunting was feeling very uncomfortable, the Lu couple came in. When they saw Lu Yunting waking up, they were immediately overjoyed. Yunting, you finally woke up. As soon as he saw his parents, Lu Yunting felt very aggrieved. He immediately grabbed his parents' hands and began to cry loudly. Wow, Dad, Mom, I didn't expect that I would still see you. I thought I was dead. Father Lu immediately glared at Lu Yunting and said, What nonsense are you talking about? How could you die? I won't allow you to curse yourself like this. Mother Lu burst into tears and said to him directly, That's right, you are our only son. You will inherit all our family property from now on. If you die, we will have no one to carry on our family line. You haven't even given us 2 grandchildren yet. How can you die just like that? Lu Yunting said aggrievedly, But I've really been wronged so deeply. Lu Xinghe is really too much. He actually wants to harm me. Woo woo woo. Father Lu vowed, Don't worry, we will avenge you. We will pay back everything Lu Xinghe did. Lu Yunting nodded straightly. While he was immersed in the excitement of being a winner, he suddenly saw a man walking in from outside. Lu Yunting immediately became complacent. What's wrong? Are you here to beg for mercy? Haha, I asked you to agree to my conditions a long time ago, but you didn't listen and insisted on making yourself so miserable. It's really pitiful. The person who appeared was Lu Xinghe. His face was as cold as ice, and there was no smile in his eyes as he looked at Lu Yunting coldly. I beg for mercy, not even in my next life. Lu Yunting didn't expect that Lu Xing would still be so arrogant when he was about to die. Father Lu looked down on him. You are so arrogant, it seems you have never suffered any hardship. Mother Lu gritted her teeth and said, That's right, we should let him suffer a little so that he knows how powerful we are. After hearing this, Lu Xing immediately laughed out loud. Awesome, this time I'll let you know how awesome I am. He directly raised a pile of documents and waved them in front of Lu Yunting. Do you know what this is? Lu Yunting didn't understand. Lu Xing smiled evilly. You plotted against me on purpose. You found a private doctor and gave you a painkiller injection before you jumped off the building. I have investigated everything. He smiled and said, How come you are both bad at cooking and love to play? Lu Yunting's face turned very ugly. Seeing this, Father Lu quickly explained. Our Yunting has been injured all the time. He was in pain and got a painkiller injection. What's wrong with that? Does that count? Haha, then why do you need anesthesia? With 2 needles in your hands, are you still going to deny it? Lu Xing found his father's lame excuses quite funny. The father and son sang the same tune, but in the end, all their tricks were seen through by me. Lu's mother immediately clarified. My son is in pain. After all, he was seriously injured. What's wrong with getting more injections? Is this evidence of your rumor mongering? That's ridiculous. Yes, you can think I'm spreading rumors. He took a risk with this move, and he was really good at it. He knew there were big trees below to act as a buffer, and there were only 2 or 3 floors, so he decided to go all out. There was a hint of interest in Lu Xing's eyes. But has he ever thought about the possibility of an eyewitness? Chapter 167, Why did you take my son away? What eyewitnesses? Didn't they all see you pushing me down the stairs? What are you pretending for? Lu Yunting said to Lu Xing angrily. Lu Xing had chuckled. I think what Lu Yunting said is really ridiculous. What if the witness saw you framing me? Saw you grab my hand and push me down? What would you say then? Lu Xing's cold and sharp words instantly stimulated Lu Yunting's heart. Lu Yunting was so panicked that he rejected it without even thinking. He didn't believe that such a thing would happen. Impossible. After seeing Lu Yunting's rebuttal, Lu Xing did not argue with Lu Yunting. He simply walked over to the TV and used the USB drive. When the witness's statement was projected, Lu Yunting's eyes widened. He couldn't believe it and didn't expect that someone would actually see it. He felt guilty now and retorted, You bribed them all. Lu Xing said, Okay, then go check and see if I bribed you. As long as you hand all this over to the judge, do you think the law will still be on your side? On the contrary, you will suffer backlash and be punished by the law. Lu Yunting stared at Lu Xing with hatred. What on earth do you want? Father Lu was very anxious when he saw the truth of the matter. I'm sorry, this seems to be a misunderstanding. It's all my fault for not raising my son well enough. This wicked boy did something so outrageous. Lu's mother also apologized anxiously. We have been together for so many years, why did it become like this? There were just some misunderstandings before, I think it's time to talk it out. Misunderstanding? How can it be corrected with just one misunderstanding? Then can my murder of Lu Yunting also be called a misunderstanding? Lu Xing retorted unhappily. Lu Yunting felt guilty. So what do you want? Lu Xing's eyes curved as he said, I want you to die. He paused again. No, I want you all to die. Everyone's face changed drastically. Lu Xing is wild and arrogant, and it is obvious that he will not give up easily. They were gripped by fear. Now I know I've hit a wall. Lu Xing smiled sarcastically at his father and mother. You want 314 million. You have a really big appetite. Lu Xing's eyes turned bloodshot. Go and apologize to Liu Ruyan. If you dare to harass her again, I will make you die a more miserable death. Lu's mother nodded quickly. Okay, we'll go apologize right away. Things have come to this point. If we don't follow Lu Xinghe's wishes, I don't know what trouble Lu Xinghe will cause. At this time, of course, I still have to listen to Lu Xinghe. Even Father Lu, who was very concerned about his reputation, nodded. Okay, we were too abrupt before, an apology is necessary. A cold, murderous intent flashed across Lu Xinghe's dark eyes, and a cruel tone appeared on his lips. Also, I want you to terminate your contract with Shengde. As soon as these words were spoken, Lu's father's expression changed. What? I want you to terminate your contract with Shengde. It's not too much to act as a matchmaker for me. Don't you want my wife to give you 314 million? I will make you spit out 314 million. Lu Xing raised his head with bloodthirsty cruelty in his eyes. Are you crazy? How can this be possible? Shengde is our biggest partner. If I terminate the contract with him, I will have to pay a huge penalty and suffer heavy losses. In serious cases, we will go bankrupt. Father Lu became emotional. I just want you to go bankrupt, so what? Lu Xing said viciously. What's wrong? You just want to see your son go to jail, right? After hearing this, Lu Yunting's expression changed. He immediately shook his head at Lu's father and said, Dad, no, I don't want to go to jail. Didn't you say that you are my only son? Lu's mother also started to cry. Yes, our son is so pitiful. If he really goes to jail, we will be finished. Wow, Dad, please save me. Lu Yunting begged for help from his father. Father Lu's brows were furrowed into a frown. Lu Xinghe looked at his father's tangled expression and yawned. It seems that this decision is difficult for you. It's okay, then I will help you make the decision. Lu Xinghe shouted outside, Come in. Several bodyguards in black came in from outside and surrounded Lu Yunting in an instant. Lu Yunting was stunned. He was already sore all over, and now he was shivering due to the low pressure around him. Lu Xinghe, what are you doing? I'm not doing anything. I just want to treat you to a jail meal. Lu Xinghe lazily looked at Lu Yunting's frightened expression and smiled. Don't worry, I have asked someone to take good care of you. People like you are very popular in prison. You must have good food and drink. Don't be afraid. Lu Xinghe gave him a look. Take him away. Dad, no, I don't want to go to jail, woo. Lu Yunting wailed and cried. The bodyguards dragged him off the bed. He was originally wrapped in bandages, but now he was treated so roughly that he felt dizzy and had hot blood stuck in his throat, and he couldn't get it back up at all. With this pull, Lu Yunting's blood spurted out. The blood trail was dragged directly on the ground, which was shocking to see. Stop, can't I just cancel the contract? Father Lu gritted his teeth and said in great sorrow, I will agree to anything you ask. Lu Yunting was finally relieved and lay on the ground gasping for breath. Lu Xing hummed, then call and use the electronic document. Father Lu took a deep breath and could only do as Lu Xing said. His hands were shaking when he signed the document, but Lu Xing looked at him with a fierce look, as if he wanted to eat him up. Father Lu had no time to hesitate and could only sign as the other party wished. After terminating the contract with Shengde, Father Lu didn't even think twice, as it immediately became front-page news. I will definitely be scolded to death by the company's shareholders. Lu Xinghe nodded with satisfaction. Very good, thank you for your kindness, it has benefited me. Lu Xing was absolutely sure that he could cooperate with Shengde. After all, he had already discussed it with the person in charge of Shengde. This was definitely the best opportunity. Okay, take him away, Lu Xing said to the bodyguard. What are you going to do? Father Lu was dumbfounded. I've already asked you to sign, why are you taking it away? P.S. The map will be refreshed tomorrow. Chapter 168. The self-torture scheme was exposed. Lu Xing sneered. You are done blackmailing my wife, but my relationship with him is not over at all. Lu Yunting was completely dumbfounded. He didn't expect Lu Xing to do this. You old fox, you're so dishonest, you're so ruthless. As a result, Lu Xing punched Lu Yunting without hesitation. Did I ever promise to let you go? You're just too naive. Besides, how can I compare to you in terms of scheming? Lu Yunting was beaten to the ground with his teeth bared. This made Lu's mother so distressed that she burst into tears. Stop hitting me, if you want to hit me, hit me. She rushed over and hugged Lu Yunting directly. I was afraid that Lu Xing would get angry again and hurt my son. Lu Xing held his handsome face high, his eyes stern. He showed no mercy and ordered the bodyguard, take him away. Mom, help me. Lu Yunting burst into tears and tried desperately to hold Lu Ma back, but it was of no avail. Several burly men kept pulling them, and the mother and son were no match for them at all. Lu Yunting was sent directly to the police station, accused of false accusation and framing and defamation. At first, Lu Yunting cried and made a fuss in the police station and refused to admit anything. But later on, the evidence was overwhelming. He was completely silent. After all, he knew it too well and could not overturn the verdict on his own. So the police immediately arrested Lu Yunting. Since Lu Yunting was still injured, an exception was made to allow him to receive temporary treatment in the hospital. The truth came to light, causing an uproar in the outside world. No one expected that Lu Xing was not the murderer, but Lu Yunting used a cruel trick to frame him. The crimes were too numerous to list, and the scolding reached a peak for a while. Lu Yunting was expelled from school, sentenced to 1 year and 3 months in prison, and ordered to pay Lu Xing 1 million yuan in compensation. Not only did the Lu family and Shengde suffer heavy losses after canceling their cooperation, they were also criticized by netizens, and their stock prices plummeted. Father Lu was filled with regret. What the hell is going on? How could it turn out like this? Originally, his Lu group was not considered a top-tier group, but it was also a leader among small companies. Now it has nothing and is even being boycotted by netizens. Not only that, the Lu group has become precarious. Father Lu also watched the Xing group where Lu Xing work developed to a higher level. Many people stepped on him to support Lu Xing's mobile phone, and the sales volume reached a new high in a short time. This made Lu's father very jealous. In the court, when the judge announced that Lu Yunting was imprisoned, Lu Yunting's eyes were hollow. He became thinner and thinner, and he looked lifeless. Mother Lu was about to faint. She leaned on Father Lu's shoulder and cried, "My poor son." Father Lu could only comfort his wife. "It's only a year. Reduce his sentence and he'll be out soon." Lu's mother continued to cry because she knew that life in prison was too hard. Nothing. Lu Xing was very happy when he saw Lu Yunting's desperate look. "You should be able to print this summer's college entrance exam papers in there. It's a big plus for you." Lu Yunting's eyes were filled with a wolf's fierceness. "I am in, not dead. Just wait and see, I will definitely come back." Lu Xinghe disagreed and smiled. How can a salted fish expect to turn over a new leaf? Just dream on it. He just watched Lu Yunting being taken away. It's not easy in prison. Someone as delicate and tender as Lu Yunting is very popular in there. Ha, I even need to pedal the sewing machine to make sparks. It makes me happy just thinking about it. However, Lu Xing still hopes that the paradise umbrella he will hold in the future will be made by Lu Yunting. Lu Xing was in an extremely happy mood. When he came out of the court and was about to walk down the stairs, he suddenly caught a glimpse of a weathered face. She was a middle-aged woman in her 50s or 60s, with a floral headscarf on her head and deep eye sockets. Her clothes were not very clean and were rather dirty. It seemed that she had bought a second-hand shirt with small floral patterns on it from a street stall. She was carrying a bamboo basket in her hand. After seeing Lu Xing, she was very attentive, opened her arms, and smiled deeply. "You are Xing, right?" "You could it be?" Lu Xing felt that the other person's face was somewhat familiar. His heart trembled, and he felt incredible. "Yes, I am your mother," the woman responded with a smile on her skinny face. Lu Xing felt like he was struck by a bolt from the blue. "Really?" Lu Xing had seen her photo, but it was when I was young. No wonder it looks familiar. The original owner's father died. The mother's immortal direction. I just didn't expect it to appear at this time. "Are you Jiang Meiwan?" Lu Xing was still a little skeptical. "This is such a coincidence. I met him right in front of the court. No matter how hard I looked for her, I couldn't find her. But she appeared at this time. Yes, it's normal for you to be unfamiliar with me. After all, you haven't seen me since childhood," Jiang Meiwan said with a simple smile. "But we can get to know each other better in the future. I've also heard about your situation. Of course, if you think I'm an imposter now, you can investigate." Lu Xing asked suspiciously, "Where have you been all these years?" Chapter 169, Even if you are my mother, I don't want to hear you whitewash her. Jiang Meiwan sighed, "I have been in country M and can't come back." Lu Xing reasoned, "Did you sneak in? If it were abroad, then everything would make sense. Why haven't I seen them in the country?" "Yes, I just came back. I was sent back through a friend's help. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to come back without my passport." Jiang Meiwan sighed and said to Lu Xing, "It's a pity that your father couldn't come back with you, ah." Lu Xing said, "He is dead." Jiang Meiwan nodded. "Yes, he is dead. How could you know that?" Lu Xing learned the news because he has system skills. He would definitely not be stupid enough to tell her that he has a system. "That's what I heard, but I didn't think it was true." Lu Xing made an excuse and asked, But what are you doing abroad? Why do you have to go abroad? Jiang Meiwan's eyes were erratic. This. Lu Xing was very serious. What's wrong? As a son, shouldn't I know? Jiang Meiwan immediately covered her face and started crying. It caught Lu Xing off guard. Auntie, don't cry. Lu Xing was not used to changing his words, so even though she was the original owner's mother, it was a bit difficult for Lu Xing to call her that. You call me auntie. Jiang Meiwan was a little unhappy. You should call me mom, or do you think I'm not worthy of being your mother? Lu Xing shook his head. No, that's not what I meant. Jiang Meiwan complained. You don't know how hard it was for me to come back. It's normal for you to look down on me. I heard you're doing well back home, your business is booming, and you've married a wealthy wife. Lu Xing said unhappily. I don't look down on you, it's just that it takes some time for me to accept you. After all, I can't completely accept you just after you show up. Seeing Lu Xing unhappy, Jiang Meiwan nodded. Okay, that's right. It's also my fault for not considering it carefully. She said to Lu Xing, Xing, the reason we're going abroad is because we owe a huge debt and we have no way of repaying it. Lu Xing asked, Then what? Why did you abandon Lu Yunting in the orphanage? Jiang Meiwan smiled bitterly. We're desperate. We're in debt and have to run away. We can't pay it back and we have a child with us. How can we possibly do that? Besides, we went abroad to work and earn money. It would be too difficult to sneak across with a child. Rather than letting him suffer with us, I'm going to send him to an orphanage. At least he can have a hot meal. She covered her heart and said, I just thought that after I could get through this difficult time, I would take the child out. But I didn't expect that he was not my biological child. You are my biological child. Jiang Meiwan looked at Lu Xing with great sorrow. Why did you put him in jail? He's a good kid with excellent moral character. If there's anything wrong, can't you just talk to him and ask the police to release him? Lu Xing said expressionlessly. No, he did nothing wrong. The police will not let him go to jail casually. He just did something wrong and he must accept the punishment. Jiang Meiwan was unhappy. Everyone has done something right. A prodigal son who returns is worth more than gold. Can't you give him a chance? I just want you two kids to get along well and not make it to this point. It's so painful. After hearing Jiang Meiwan's accusation, Lu Xing sneered. I won't offend anyone unless they offend me. If you want to speak for him, then go and talk to the judge. Anyway, I don't want to hear a word from my side. He paused and said, Even if you are my mother, I don't want to hear anyone whitewashing him. Seeing Lu Xing's serious expression, Jiang Meiwan frowned. Fearing that things would become complicated, she immediately explained, Don't be angry. I just think that a harmonious family is the key to success. I haven't been to school for many days, but I know some profound principles. Okay, since that's the case, I hope he can reform himself at home. Lu Xing nodded lightly. Okay, that's it. Child, can I go home with you? Jiang Meiwan asked expectantly. After hearing Jiang Meiwan's words, Lu Xing was startled. Go home with me. Jiang Meiwan questioned. I'm your mother, I finally came back. Can't I go home with you? Okay, you're afraid that I'll dirty your floor, right? Then I'll stay in the hotel. Jiang Meiwan shook her head, lowered her head, and tugged at the corner of her clothes. I'm all dirty. It would be disgusting if someone saw me. Lu Xing said to Jiang Meiwan. That's not what I meant. I was thinking that it would be better for you to stay outside first, take a hot shower, and change into clean clothes. Jiang Meiwan shook her head. Forget it, I won't go back. I heard that you married a wife, and I heard that she is a rich lady. If she can't tolerate me, it will be a cat and mouse game, so I'd better not go back. Chapter 170, Uninvited Guests. Lu Xing said, What are you talking about, Auntie? No, Mom. Fearing that the other party would make trouble again, Lu Xing had no choice but to change his words. Jiang Meiwan was very satisfied with Lu Xing's performance. She nodded and particularly enjoyed the word Mom. She was very enthusiastic. Hey, my dear son, Mom really missed you so much. She followed up on Lu Xing's words and continued. In that case, you agree to let me enter your house. I really can't wait to see my darling daughter-in-law. Seeing her strong request, Lu Xing could only agree reluctantly. Okay, I'll take you back to see it. However, Lu Xing still didn't fully believe that the person in front of him was the original owner's mother. Lu Xing still felt that it was too strange and that there was something fishy going on. So he sent someone to investigate Jiang Meiwan to confirm her identity. If someone is impersonating you, then they can take advantage of you. Lu Xing first arranged Jiang Meiwan in a nearby hotel. He asked someone to buy her a set of clean clothes and ordered some food while he waited for news from his subordinates. Lu Xing was still waiting in the living room for Jiang Meiwan to come out of the shower when his cell phone rang. As soon as Lu Xing answered the phone, he heard his subordinates report. President, I have investigated, and it is indeed Jiang Meiwan. I have now transferred all her information to your WeChat. Good. After Lu Xing opened WeChat, he received a file. The file contains some information about Jiang Meiwan, as well as some of her experiences and life photos in Country M. Although they smuggled themselves there, some traces were left behind, such as Jiang Meiwan doing dirty and tiring jobs like washing dishes and painting people's toenails. Even the places where she lived were small houses in the slums. You can see that life is really not easy. It is true that Jiang Meiwan was sent back. Judging from the photo and features, it is indeed the middle-aged woman who came to see me today. Identity should be fine. Lu Xing knew what was going on, but I didn't expect that at this time Jiang Meiwan would come back. I heard that Jiang Meiwan's husband died a few years ago. Jiang Meiwan received an insurance payment from China, which enabled her to pay off her domestic debts, and then she stayed abroad to work. After all, salaries abroad are generally higher than in China. Plus, she doesn't have a passport, so it's difficult for her to return to China, so she has been staying abroad. But now that I'm back, I'm back. At least Lu Xing could still clearly know that the original owner's mother was alive. It's better than the other party causing trouble abroad. When Lu Xing thought of this, he calmed down a little. At this time, the door of the room was opened. Jiang Meiwan, wearing new clothes, walked out with a smile on her face. Is my son handsome? It's true that Buddhas need gold ornaments and people need clothes. He's really handsome. Lu Xing nodded and said, it looks pretty good. Since she is the original owner's mother, Lu Xing will definitely not treat her unfairly. Your good life is a gift from the original owner. Naturally, he also had to help the original owner treat the elderly well. Jiang Meiwan smiled and said, this is much better than the clothes I wore before. It really is good to have a son. She thought of something and asked curiously, when can we go back to your house? I want to see my daughter-in-law. When Lu Xing heard her request, he said, Mom, are you so anxious to see me? Jiang Meiwan said, of course I heard that my daughter-in-law is pregnant, so I must be anxious to see her. Lu Xing thought about it and thought it was human nature. Even if the ugly daughter-in-law had to meet her parents-in-law, it was impossible for them to hide Lu Xing from her all her life. So Lu Xing said to Jiang Meiwan, okay, Mom, then I will take you home to see you now. This made Jiang Meiwan very happy, and she walked out immediately. Looking at her anxious look, Lu Xing shook his head helplessly. He didn't know how Liu Ruyan would react when she saw Jiang Meiwan. She knew nothing about it. Just in case, Lu Xing still sent a message to Liu Ruyan on Green Bubble. Are you there? I found my mom and she's on her way back. She wants to see you, so get ready. He now doesn't know which personality is meeting Jiang Meiwan. He had no idea what would happen next. Lu Xing didn't know what expression Liu Ruyan would have in a while. When Lu Xing was nervous, he received a reply. Liu Ruyan, okay, I'll wait for you. Lu Xing was stunned. Is that it? Why did Lu Xing feel it was so unreal? Soon Lu Xing brought Jiang Meiwan home. Jiang Meiwan was like a great-grandmother entering the Grand View Garden, curious about everything. Yeah, there's a big garden here. There are even sculptures from abroad. They must be very expensive. There's even a fountain here. You can tell they spent a lot of money on the greenery. It looks high-end. The house is so big. Did they hire a designer to design it? It's so beautiful. It's incomparable to those small houses. All this furniture is imported from Europe. No wonder it looks so high-end. If you didn't know better, you'd think it was a museum. All the good stuff is brought in here. There are so many servants at home. It's very expensive. What a waste. In fact, there is no need to spend so much money. Why not give me the money and let me do the work? While Jiang Meiwan was looking around, a slim figure came down from upstairs. Her beautiful figure presents a beautiful S shape, with a slender waist and charming long legs that make people unable to take their eyes off her. Chapter 171. Retreat in the Face of Difficulty. When facing Jiang Meiwan, his cold face became more gentle. Here I come. This call startled Lu Xing. He saw that the usually aloof Liu Ruyan was now as elegant as a chrysanthemum, and every frown and smile of hers was very appropriate. Compared to before, Liu Ruyan would have kicked people out long ago. This is a huge change. Are you my daughter-in-law? Jiang Meiwan Ai's eyes flashed with surprise. She slowly approached her and looked her up and down with a questioning look. Liu Ruyan nodded calmly. Yes, my name is Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan, this name is not good. It doesn't sound like the name of a lady from a noble family at all. Jiang Meiwan frowned critically. The smile on Liu Ruyan's face froze in an instant. Lu Xing felt very uncomfortable after hearing this and immediately defended Liu Ruyan. Mom, what's wrong with this name? Liu Ruyan on the river, wild geese flying in the waning moon sky. It's so poetic and elegant. After hearing this, Liu Ruyan's eyes became much gentler, becoming as tender and clear as water waves. Jiang Meiwan shook her head and said, forget it, forget it. I can't compare with you intellectuals nowadays. Just treat me as an antique. She sat directly on the sofa. Seeing that Ruyan Liu was unmoved, she said, I'm a little thirsty, please pour me some water. However, Liu Ruyan sat on the sofa, just pursed her lips lightly, without any reaction. Jiang Meiwan slammed the table. I'm thirsty. A servant poured her some water, and she shook her head. People are so lazy nowadays, are they letting servants do everything? Lu Xing heard the hidden meaning in Jiang Meiwan's words. He didn't understand why Jiang Meiwan was so dissatisfied when she met Liu Ruyan for the first time. Or is this the so-called magnetic field, when a mother-in-law meets her daughter-in-law? Is everyone like this? No wonder they say that when a daughter-in-law sees her mother-in-law, it's like a mouse seeing a cat, and they make a huge fuss. However, Lu Xing still didn't like Jiang Meiwan targeting his wife. Mom, since you're applying for a servant position, you must let the servants do all the work. Otherwise, the servants will have nothing to do and will be paid for nothing. After watching Lu Xing speak up for Liu Ruyan, Jiang Meiwan could only follow suit and say, okay. Liu Ruyan could see Jiang Meiwan's dissatisfaction, so she asked, Mom, what do you want to eat? You call me Mom, it's quite easy, Jiang Meiwan said unhappy. I just met you for the first time. Lu Xing could already tell that Jiang Meiwan was a nitpicker. Seeing that Liu Ruyan's face had darkened, he was really afraid that Liu Ruyan would explode. You have to know that Liu Ruyan is a big shot in the business world. It would be easy for her to plot against Jiang Meiwan if she really wanted to. But now Jiang Meiwan was obviously walking into trouble. But before Lu Xing could say anything more, he heard Liu Ruyan's calm reply. So you want me to call you Auntie, right? Yeah, everyone changes their name after the elders pay the money. What I mean is that if you are willing, you can give me the compensation for changing your statement, and I don't mind. After these words were spoken, Jiang Meiwan's face turned unhappy. She was a little embarrassed. You have to know that the cost for wealthy families to change their words is quite high, especially for a rich girl like this. Not to mention that Jiang Meiwan had just escaped back from overseas, and she didn't have much money in her hands. If she really gave it all to Liu Ruyan, even if she had a son to rely on, she would have to live a life of having to beg for money at someone's beck and call. Okay, you've been married for so long, and you've done everything you need to do, so I'll allow you to call me Mom. Jiang Meiwan acted arrogantly, trying to intimidate Liu Ruyan while also elevating her own status and power. Liu Ruyan just sneered, not thinking that Jiang Meiwan was too generous. Instead, she understood the other party's little thoughts. Jiang Meiwan looked at Liu Ruyan and said, I'm tired. Where is my room? After hearing this, Lu Xing has said, Mom, this is Ruyan and I's new house. I'll arrange a place for you to stay later. Jiang Meiwan slapped her thigh and started to play the victim. I finally found my biological son, but he wants to drive me away. He disliked me the first time we met and wanted to kick me out. Lu Xing was very unhappy when he heard this. What do you mean? He was not afraid of Jiang Meiwan, even if she was the original owner's mother. If she really wanted to make trouble, he would not be polite. Anyway, she didn't raise the original owner, and he didn't have any feelings for Jiang Meiwan. To him, Jiang Meiwan was just a stranger. If the two parties hadn't mistakenly given away their children, it might not have been Lu Yunting who was thrown into the orphanage, but me. Son, I'm afraid this is what my daughter-in-law wants. I'm afraid she won't welcome me. Jiang Meiwan was still a little afraid of Lu Xing and responded weakly. Lu Xing had a cold face and no expression. He planned to let Jiang Meiwan move out to another house and not disturb his world of two people. Unexpectedly, Liu Ruyan's voice was heard. Okay, I'll arrange a room for you now. Lu Xing couldn't believe what Liu Ruyan said. He wanted Jiang Meiwan to leave, but she asked him to stay. Lu Xing pulled Liu Ruyan to a corner and said softly, I can just find a reason to get rid of her. It's not necessary. Liu Ruyan shook her head and said calmly and stubbornly, if we let her go now, she'll definitely start spreading rumors, saying that my actions are minor and that the main concern is affecting your reputation. She lowered her face and said, rather than causing a public outcry, it would be better to let her stay and find a way to make her retreat. It's much better than just letting her go. After hearing Liu Ruyan's words, Lu Xing admired Liu Ruyan's intelligence and talent very much. Really prepared for a rainy day. Yes, it is much better to let Jiang Meiwan go by herself than to let her go and talk nonsense outside. But how can we get her to leave voluntarily? Lu Xing asked. Chapter 172. The long-lost mother comes to visit. At present, he doesn't know Jiang Meiwan very well. He can only say that she is rather sharp-tongued and mean, an old lady from the city, and not easy to mess with. Liu Ruyan smiled mysteriously. I will arrange it, just wait and see. She will leave in the next few days. When Lu Xing heard Liu Ruyan's confident words, he knew that she must have come up with a solution. He felt relieved to leave it to her. She is his strongest assistant. So Jiang Meiwan stayed at home. However, she was not very satisfied with the room arranged by Liu Ruyan. This is too far from the sun. Looking around, it seems your room is the only one that's decent. After hearing what Jiang Meiwan said, Lu Xinghe understood that she was planning to take over his bedroom. She could really think that her bedroom was indeed the best place in the whole house. No wonder Jiang Meiwan was thinking about it. After hearing Jiang Meiwan's words, Liu Ruyan did not get angry but kept smiling. However, in Lu Xing's opinion, this smile actually had a shocking meaning. Mom, if you like, of course you can live in our bedroom. But if you're willing to look at our wedding photos every day and open your closet to see our clothes, and you're not afraid of getting the news out and people gossiping about you, then I'll definitely agree. In just a few simple words, the potential problem was explained. After hearing this, Jiang Meiwan waved her hand and said, Forget it, no. Lu Xing admires Liu Ruyan very much. It turns out that only a woman can control a woman. Liu Ruyan easily dispelled Jiang Meiwan's idea. Lu Xing originally thought that this would calm Jiang Meiwan down a bit. Who knew Jiang Meiwan would say to Liu Ruyan, Now that you're pregnant, you can't live with my son. You must sleep in separate rooms tonight. Jiang Meiwan said to Lu Xing, You have to move to another room. After hearing this, Lu Xing's face suddenly darkened, and he was not very happy. Although he and Liu Ruyan were not actually husband and wife, he and Yanyan were husband and wife in name only. He definitely didn't want to see Jiang Meiwan separate from them. Mom, we're already used to sleeping in the same room. There's no need for that. Many couples don't sleep in separate rooms these days. After hearing Lu Xing's words, Jiang Meiwan rolled her eyes and said, You young people are all full of youthful vigor nowadays. Your wife is pregnant. It's okay for you to be patient. This is all for your own good. Jiang Meiwan continued, I'm doing this for your sake. You may think I'm old-fashioned, but if something unexpected happens, it will be too late for you to regret it. We have to bear the consequences. I still have some self-control. I'm an adult. I can do whatever I want. Lu Xing, he replied unhappily. If you don't like it, then just bear with it. Jiang Meiwan shuddered. She didn't expect Lu Xinghe to be so opposed. Now, seeing Lu Xinghe arguing with her, she beat her chest in grievance. What bad intentions could I have? It's only my first day back home, and my long-lost son is speaking harshly to me. Why is my life so miserable? Lu Xinghe's ears were covered with calluses after listening to this. Liu Ruyan, on the other hand, remained calm and questioned, Why do you say that? Why do you say Xing spoke harshly to you? I was being rude, but he was being very tactful. If you want to hear bad words, I can tell you a lot, and I will never repeat a word. Liu Ruyan held her head high, with a completely cold and stern demeanor. Jiang Meiwan's face turned ugly. She could naturally see that Liu Ruyan was not someone to be trifled with. Lu Xing secretly gave Liu Ruyan a thumbs up. So cool. Liu Ruyan's words left Jiang Meiwan speechless. Lu Xing also had a stern face and said to Jiang Meiwan, If you have nothing to do, go to bed early. It's getting late. Once you fall asleep, you don't want to care about anything else. Jiang Meiwan moved her lips as if she wanted to say something, but seeing Lu Xing and Liu Ruyan's rude looks, she had no choice but to hold it back. She could only take a step back and nodded. Okay, then I'll rest early. Lu Xinghe was relieved when he saw that Jiang Meiwan did not take advantage of the situation. It seems that this so-called biological mother is not a good person either. It's better for me to find a way to stabilize the other party. It's a pity that there is a blood relationship between them, so Lu Xinghe has to be cautious even if he wants to take action. Although Lu Xing and Jiang Meiwan said that they would not separate the rooms, they actually did so just to contradict Jiang Meiwan. Liu Ruyan is not Yanyan. He can just hug her and sleep with her. So Lu Xinghe went asleep in the guest bedroom. Before leaving, Liu Ruyan was about to close the door when Lu Xinghe put his hand against it. He gave Liu Ruyan a warning. If my mother bullies you, please tell me. I'm not the kind of person who doesn't understand things. I will definitely seek justice for you. Seeing Lu Xing's concerned look, Liu Ruyan's eyes softened. Do you think I'm the kind of person who can be easily bullied by her? Not really, Lu Xing paused. But I'm just worried that you might need to be patient about some things. Don't worry about me, your mood is the most important. Although Liu Ruyan is a cold girl, she seems like she doesn't care about anything, but she is actually quite thoughtful. Lu Xinghe knew that she would consider her feelings, so he didn't want her to feel bad. Liu Ruyan's clear eyes were like a pool of clear spring water. Her tender red lips curved slightly as she smiled faintly at Lu Xing. Don't worry, I won't let myself down. Lu Xinghe nodded, and was about to go out when he saw Liu Ruyan grabbing the corner of his shirt. Etc. Lu Xinghe felt her tug and asked in confusion, What's wrong? Is there anything else you want me to help you with? Liu Ruyan shook her head and said, It's not you who should do it for me, it's me who should do it for you. After hearing this, Lu Xing was stunned. Huh. Chapter 173, Pregnancy Can't Be Like This. Liu Ruyan raised her eyebrows and ordered Lu Xing, Take it off. Lu Xing was shocked and informed Liu Ruyan, You are pregnant. In response to his emphasis, a smile appeared at the corners of Liu Ruyan's lips. Am I such a thirsty person in your eyes? Lu Xing shook his head and said to Liu Ruyan, Of course not. Liu Ruyan hinted, Your clothes are unraveling, I'll help you sew them. Lu Xing finally understood why Liu Ruyan wanted to take off her clothes herself. She couldn't see it, but from her angle she could see that his shirt was damaged. Oh, I don't know, Lu Xing declined. No, I'll just throw it away. Liu Ruyan refused. You like this dress the most. I remember it's a limited edition. It would be difficult to buy the same one. Seeing Liu Ruyan's understanding look, Lu Xing still had some concerns. Can you sew? After hearing this, Liu Ruyan's eyes lit up with interest. You'll know if I can do it when you see the clothes tomorrow. Seeing Liu Ruyan's confident look, Lu Xing no longer had any doubts. Then I'll go back to the room and take it off for you. Lu Xing wanted to leave, but he heard Liu Ruyan's voice. Are you shy with me too? Lu Xing was startled by the teasing tone. He turned around and saw that Liu Ruyan was as charming and seductive as a red rose. Liu Ruyan touched her belly and said, We're pregnant now. I've seen your body dozens of times. Do you still need to avoid suspicion? When Lu Xing heard this, he patted the back of his head. Good guy, the girl doesn't care anymore. Why is he trying to avoid suspicion? You know, Ruyan Liu is pregnant with his child. Lu Xing was really like a young and naive boy. Looking at Liu Ruyan's smiling face, he actually felt a bit more flustered and shy. This was something he rarely did before. After all, his wife has two personalities. One is passionate and unrestrained, and the other is as cold as a chrysanthemum. I am much closer to that one, but I haven't had much contact with this one. But aren't two people nominally one person? This gave Lu Xing a sense of freshness, and his face burned. He was also afraid that Liu Ruyan would think he was being shy, so he quickly took off his shirt without thinking twice and handed it to Liu Ruyan. Here you go. When Liu Ruyan took it, Lu Xing had touched her tender white fingertips. He actually felt as if there was a raging fire. Ding, interaction value detected plus 23. Rewarding the host with a strong mentality, not easily broken. Wow, now the system also cares about people's psychology. He's feeling so hot right now as if there's a fire burning on him. Why doesn't your system put out the fire? After Lu Xing took off his clothes, he pretended to be calm, coughed at Liu Ruyan and said, Good night then. Are you just going to leave like this? When Lu Xing was about to leave, he noticed that Liu Ruyan was looking him up and down with a scrutinizing look. Lu Xing really felt as if he had been burned by a fire. His ears felt slightly hot. He said to her, Yes, what else can we do? Liu Ruyan couldn't suppress the raised corners of her lips. She subconsciously opened the wardrobe and threw a piece of clothing to Lu Xing. Put it on. There are so many people coming and going. What if we run into a maid? Although Liu Ruyan is not a Yandere, she is also possessive. She didn't want other women to see Lu Xing's figure, not at all. He only belongs to himself, and no one else can desecrate him with their eyes. Lu Xing, I don't think so. A faint smile appeared on Liu Ruyan's lips. Change into it. It's not women's clothes, don't be afraid. Lu Xing, From the way she spoke, it sounded like she was coaxing a child. Lu Xing was at a loss whether to laugh or cry. He took a look at the clothes and saw that it was a loose t-shirt that he should be able to wear. So Lu Xing tried to try it on, but he guessed it was the wrong size. Liu Ruyan is very thin, so even if the dress is loose, it is still a little small for him. Wearing tight clothes, Lu Xing felt that his mermaid line and dog waist were fully displayed, and he even wanted to wear a belly button top. Puche! Liu Ruyan covered her mouth and laughed heartily. It was the first time that Lu Xing saw Liu Ruyan so happy. Her eyes are bright to begin with, and when she smiles, the corners of her eyes become curved, making her a very elegant goddess. Do you like it? I'll give it to you. Liu Ruyan was teasing him. Lu Xing's face flushed red. Who likes it? Go to bed early, I'll pay you back tomorrow. Lu Xing felt that it would be better not to wear it. Otherwise, he would easily be regarded as a pervert. But before Lu Xing left, he turned back and told Liu Ruyan, "It's very late today. Don't stay up all night sewing for me. It's not good for your eyes. Do it tomorrow. Do you understand?" After hearing his lesson, the strong smile in Liu Ruyan's eyes did not fade. "Okay, I'll listen to you." After seeing Liu Ruyan nod, Lu Xing ran quickly towards his room. It's really embarrassing. Lu Xing had closed the door quickly, but when he thought about his interaction with Liu Ruyan just now, he actually felt like he was eating dog food. Why do I feel like there is a sour smell of love in the air? So Lu Xing returned to his room. He needs to have a good rest now. After all, a lot of things happened today. The next day, when I was still half asleep, I heard a scream. Ugh, it's so miserable. Lu Xing was frightened awake. Cold sweat appeared on his forehead and his face looked strange. "Isn't this?" cried Jiang Meiwan. "What's wrong with her?" Chapter 174. Why don't you take care of your wife? Why would you raise this thing? What's wrong with her? Lu Xing immediately opened the door and walked out. As a result, he saw Jiang Meiwan, who was sweating profusely. She looked like she had experienced something terrible, and her emotions were out of control. Sun, that. Looking at Jiang Meiwan's incoherent appearance, Lu Xinghe was confused. What do you mean? What do you want to say? When Lu Xinghe asked, Jiang Meiwan was about to cry. She pointed her finger inside the room and said in fear, "How could there be such things?" Lu Xinghe frowned. When Jiang Meiwan said this, did it mean that there was something in the room? Lu Xing plucked up his courage and walked towards Jiang Meiwan's room. He was in Jiang Meiwan's room and saw a white snake spitting out red tongue, crawling and winding on the bed sheet. Although the pattern was beautiful, it was still a bit scary at first glance. After all, not many people like snakes. Not only the snake, Lu Xinghe also discovered that there was a gecko lying on the bedside table. Its eyes were very strange, and it looked quite creepy at first glance. Where do these things come from? Lu Xing was also confused, but he was fine, not too scared of these things. Why is there this at home? Jiang Meiwan was very afraid of reptiles, especially when she woke up and found these things lying on the head of her bed. It was like a horror movie, and it scared her to death. Lu Xinghe felt that there must be a reason for these things to suddenly appear. As he was guessing, he heard a faint voice. "Mom, I'm sorry I scared you." Lu Xinghe saw Liu Ruyan appear at the door. Her arms were lazily crossed in her bosom, with her right arm leaning against the door frame, and her beautiful eyes slowly looked at Jiang Meiwan. "What's wrong?" Jiang Meiwan was confused. Liu Ruyan smiled faintly, and then under Jiang Meiwan's surprised gaze, she walked directly to the bed and picked up the white snake on the bed. The white snake was seen wrapped around Liu Ruyan's wrist. Her skin was originally white, and now, against the backdrop of the white snake, it looked like jade. It's touching no matter how you look at it. Her beautiful eyes looked at Jiang Meiwan and said, "This is my pet. I was wondering where it went just now, and it turns out it's with you." Jiang Meiwan was very surprised. "You still keep this?" Liu Ruyan raised her red lips slightly and said to Jiang Meiwan, "I just have this hobby." She deliberately leaned towards Jiang Meiwan and let the white snake touch Jiang Meiwan. "Come and touch it. It's very docile and very suitable as a pet. You will definitely like it." Jiang Meiwan was startled. She saw the snake suddenly approaching her and spitting out red tongue. She was so scared that her soul almost flew away. "Ah, stay away from me, I don't like it." Jiang Meiwan fled behind Lu Xinghe, wanting to seek refuge with him. "Why don't you take care of your wife? Why would you keep this thing?" After hearing what Jiang Meiwan said, Lu Xinghe replied calmly, "I think these pets are really cute. I don't need to deprive her of her hobbies." These words shocked Jiang Meiwan. Jiang Meiwan wondered if she had heard correctly. "What did you say? Cute? You didn't stop her, you encouraged her to raise one." Liu Ruyan's expression remained indifferent. She said, "Mom, you may not understand, but I hope you will respect me. You are actually prejudiced against these little animals." She paused and said, "You're not used to it now, but it doesn't matter. You'll get used to it after a while. I'll raise more of them, and you'll like them the more you spend time with them." Jiang Meiwan's eyes widened after hearing this. "What did you say? You want to raise more?" Liu Ruyan nodded. "Yes, people should be kind. I like small animals, so I must raise more of them." Lu Xing was almost amused when he saw Jiang Meiwan's frightened expression. No wonder Liu Ruyan was so confident. It turned out that she thought of this trick. Ha ha ha, it's really brilliant. Jiang Meiwan is so scared now that she probably can't stay at home for a few more days. Jiang Meiwan spoke frankly and advised, Ruyan, you are pregnant now after all. You must be more restrained and can't act like you did before. If you continue like this, what if these cold-blooded animals accidentally bite you? Liu Ruyan, however, disagreed and replied, Mom, no, they all had their teeth extracted, and they're very docile. I think you really need to spend more time with these little animals and stop being so prejudiced. It would be easy to talk to you at any other time, but you're pregnant now, so you'd better listen to me. Jiang Meiwan replied unhappily. She disliked these things the most, especially when they kept staring at her. It was really creepy. Chapter 175, Tit for Tat. She really didn't understand what was wrong with Liu Ruyan. She actually liked these things. I really hate it. Jiang Meiwan was very unhappy. She had always felt that Liu Ruyan was distancing herself from her and was acting very arrogantly. After all, she is Liu Ruyan's mother-in-law. Since she married her son, she should listen to her. Why are you still so arrogant? If you go to their countryside, I guess no one would want a woman like this. Or maybe her son has poor taste and falls in love with this. Jiang Meiwan shook her head, very dissatisfied. Mom, if I want to raise him, I will. It's my business. Liu Ruyan continued to do as she pleased, her voice even a little colder. Lu Xing also helped Liu Ruyan smooth things over, saying to Jiang Meiwan, Mom, she likes these little things, just let her raise them. She's pregnant now, and pregnant women are the most vulnerable. If I deprive her of this hobby, it would be too much for her. Okay, do whatever you want. It has nothing to do with me. I'm just an outsider in this family anyway. Jiang Meiwan was extremely unhappy. You'd better take care of these little pets. Even if they are lost, they are still quite valuable. Anyway, they are much more valuable than me. Jiang Meiwan walked out of the room angrily. Seeing that Jiang Meiwan was pissed off, Lu Xing was in a good mood and said to Liu Ruyan, You are really good. Liu Ruyan raised her pretty face slightly, and a slight curve appeared on her red lips. Don't worry, this is just the beginning. Anything else? Lu Xing was shocked. That's nothing. Liu Ruyan lowered her eyes slightly, looking meaningful. You are so sinister. Fortunately, I wasn't the one who provoked you. Lu Xing said thankfully. Are you afraid of me? Her calm words sounded like a cautious test to Lu Xing. When Lu Xing had looked up, he noticed a hint of loss in Liu Ruyan's eyes. I'm a man, do I need to be afraid of a girl like you? Lu Xing had teased in a relaxed tone. After a moment, Liu Ruyan's gentle voice was heard. I might use some means on others, but not on you. Liu Ruyan's charming eyes are so gentle that one can easily fall into them. Lu Xing felt as if his heart was beating non-stop with her voice. Okay, I believe it. So far, Liu Ruyan has never deceived herself. Lu Xing also believed that Liu Ruyan would not attack him. Liu Ruyan raised her eyes slightly, and then said to Lu Xing, However, I may have to inconvenience you for the next 2 days. Wronged. When Lu Xing heard this, he didn't understand what she meant. You'll know in a moment. Liu Ruyan raised the corners of her lips slightly. Lu Xing didn't understand what Liu Ruyan meant at first. Until he sat at the dinner table, he finally understood what Liu Ruyan meant. What, a vegetarian feast? We have to be vegetarians during this period. Jiang Meiwan's eyes widened as she looked at Liu Ruyan in disbelief. Liu Ruyan nodded and responded, Yes, because a lot has happened recently, and I'm also praying for the baby in my belly, so I'm going to be a vegetarian for a while. You are still pregnant. It's not appropriate for you to be a vegetarian. Jiang Meiwan said embarrassedly. Liu Ruyan shook her head. It's okay. If it's to protect the baby in my belly, then I'm happy to do it. The Lord asked me to sign because he wants our family to be vegetarian for a while. I take nutritional supplements, so there's no question of me lacking any nutrition. But Jiang Meiwan definitely doesn't want to. Lu Xing said to Jiang Meiwan, Mom, being a vegetarian is good for your health. Just listen to my wife. She will definitely not harm you. Okay, Jiang Meiwan saw that Lu Xing had already said it, so she had no choice but to agree. She came to this family just to eat delicious food and drink spicy drinks, and live the life of a rich wife. Now tell her that her hobbies of eating will be deprived. She can't eat this. She can't eat that, then what's the point of her coming back? Never mind, it's okay if I can't eat it at home. At worst, she could go out to eat. Anyway, it is definitely true that she is the rich lady of the family. However, Liu Ruyan's next words shattered her dream. Mom, Xing has to do business recently, so we have to save money and not waste anything, especially now that the baby is born. Now that you're back, you're a part of our family. Liu Ruyan paused and said, I don't want to put you in a difficult position, but we really need to control our household expenses and costs. I'll give you 5,000 yuan a month for living expenses, which should be enough for you. Jiang Meiwan was stunned after hearing this. 5,000. Liu Ruyan blinked innocently. What's wrong? Do you think it's too much? No, 5,000 is too little. Jiang Meiwan felt that this pocket money was not as much as what she could earn from working outside. Liu Ruyan is too stingy to give such a small amount of money. Liu Ruyan said seriously, in order to prevent everyone from developing a habit of extravagance, I'm not targeting you alone. It's just that Xinghe and I have always been responsible for the household expenses. You have food and shelter, and you don't have much to spend outside. Lu Xing couldn't hold back his laughter any longer. He nodded at Jiang Meiwan and said, Mom, you're better off than me. My monthly living expenses are only 2,000. You have 3,000 more than me. He was deceiving the other person. Chapter 176, you teach me the rules, and I will teach you how to be a human being. You only have 2,000. Yes, after all, I trust my wife to take care of the accounts. She uses the money for investment, and I trust her. Lu Xing, he nodded. After hearing this, Jiang Meiwan was completely disappointed. You are a businessman and a CEO at that. You must have some money in your pocket when you are out there. Why don't you give it all to your wife? Aren't you afraid that people will call you a henpecked man? Lu Xing said confidently, Call me if you want. I am a wife slave. Those who love their wives can make a fortune. I will still be a child slave in the future. Lu Xing didn't feel ashamed of this. However, he was exaggerating a bit. In fact, he did not give all the money to Liu Ruyan. Instead, he took out a part of it for Liu Ruyan to manage his finances. Liu Ruyan's financial management skills are really strong. She easily doubled Lu Xing's wealth. Lu Xing naturally trusts Liu Ruyan as well. Jiang Meiwan was still reluctant, thinking to herself that she must find a way to get back the money that Lu Xing had deposited with Liu Ruyan. Only when your son is rich can you be rich. Jiang Meiwan wants to live a life of enjoyment, instead of living a depressed life at home, having to look at other people's opinions. Mom, have some porridge. I asked someone to make it specially for me. Liu Ruyan smiled at Jiang Meiwan. Jiang Meiwan had no choice but to bite the bullet and go drink some porridge and eat some side dishes. These things were very bland and could not fill her stomach at all. It's so frustrating. It's time to go to work. Liu Ruyan sent Lu Xing to the car at the door. Lu Xing was worried and asked Liu Ruyan, Are you okay? Liu Ruyan smiled kindly. Of course, don't worry. Lu Xing warned, If she does anything to you, send me a message and I will come back immediately. Okay, I'll listen to you. Liu Ruyan showed a fresh and elegant smile like a pear blossom. She suddenly stretched out her hand, startling Lu Xing. Lu Xing noticed her little hands, gently tying his tie. It's crooked. Liu Ruyan reminded gently, raising her eyes with a gentle and peaceful look that made people feel happy. Don't be late. There was a softness in her voice at the end, as she gave a gentle warning. Lu Xing's thin lips curled up slightly and he nodded at Liu Ruyan. Okay, then you can go back quickly. After Lu Xing drove the car, he saw Liu Ruyan standing there in the mirror, waving at him and confessing her love. Lu Xing truly felt that the former flower of the mountain had now become very gentle and kind. This also made him feel a little sweet in his heart, and he felt motivated to go to work. Ding, interaction value detected +21, rewarding the host with an anti-drowsiness potion. Drinking it will increase your energy 100-fold. After closing the system panel, Lu Xing immediately went to the company. Liu Ruyan looked at the huge villa and went back into the house. Just as she was mending clothes in the living room, she suddenly heard a shout. What are you doing? Liu Ruyan's heart trembled. I was almost scared by the other party. Her eyes suddenly turned cold when she noticed Jiang Meiwan rushing towards her angrily. Liu Ruyan calmly replied to Jiang Meiwan, Xing's clothes are torn, I will mend them. Jiang Meiwan was very upset and forcibly pulled at her clothes. You are pregnant. You can't use scissors or needles and thread when you are pregnant. These are all taboos. She suddenly grabbed it and Liu Ruyan was not careful, and her hand was cut by the needle and thread. Drops of blood came out from the fingertips. Liu Ruyan's eyes suddenly turned cold, but Jiang Meiwan didn't realize she had gotten into trouble. She said confidently, Can't you be more sensible? Why would my son marry you? When he was here, I couldn't say anything, but now that he's gone, I have to teach you some of the rules of being a daughter-in-law. Liu Ruyan pursed her red lips and was not frightened by Jiang Meiwan. Her eyes suddenly turned cold and she replied to Jiang Meiwan, You haven't been his mother for a few days and you're already lecturing your daughter-in-law. Isn't that ridiculous? You can't use needles and thread. It's all feudal superstition. The country has been established for so many years, superstition is not allowed. There was a hint of arrogance in Liu Ruyan's eyes, and her voice was cold, which also shocked Jiang Meiwan. Jiang Meiwan gritted her teeth and said to Liu Ruyan, "Okay, it's fine if you're disrespectful to me, but you even dare to provoke me. Do you even take me, your mother, seriously? I'm talking to you about reason. What does this have to do with whether I respect you or not?" Liu Ruyan replied coldly. Okay, just show me your face. Just wait." Jiang Meiwan stared at Liu Ruyan viciously, then turned her face away and left. Liu Ruyan didn't take Jiang Meiwan's temper seriously at all, but she didn't expect that this would cause hidden dangers for herself. Inside the company meeting room, the KPI for the second half of this year is. While Lu Xing was listening to the manager's report, he saw the secretary rushing in and whispering anxiously in Lu Xing's ear. "President, something bad has happened." Lu Xing frowned. "What's wrong?" The secretary said, "Your mother is here. She seems to have some misunderstanding with your wife. She is in the staff office now." After hearing this, Lu Xing felt uneasy. Why is Jiang Meiwan here? This must not be an easy matter. Otherwise, the secretary wouldn't be so anxious and would not barge in even though she knew he was in a meeting. When Lu Xing rushed to the staff office, he heard loud crying. "Wow, how could I have such a daughter-in-law? She's one thing in front of my son and another in front of me. My son treats me very well, but my daughter-in-law is just not so good. Oh, I'm so pitiful. I really did meet a wicked daughter-in-law. I had been separated from my son for many years and finally got him back together. I never thought something like this would happen. Don't comfort me, I'm just unlucky. My husband died early and my son doesn't support me, so just let me suffer." Lu Xing found Jiang Meiwan sitting on the sofa, and the employees around her were anxiously trying to calm her down. "P.S. There are 3 free power plants every day. If you don't waste your time, could you give me a few?" Chapter 177, Specializing in Pitiful Acts. Jiang Meiwan was crying with tears and snot in her hand while holding a napkin. The scene was earth-shattering. Lu Xing frowned and felt very upset. He didn't expect Jiang Meiwan to come to him now and complain first, deliberately inciting everyone's emotions. This was obviously to discredit him and Liu Ruyan. "What are you doing?" Lu Xing rushed up and questioned Jiang Meiwan unhappily. Jiang Meiwan was a little scared when she saw Lu Xing's gloomy face, but she put on an impolite attitude and continued crying. "Son, you're finally here. I missed you so much." She was about to stand up and hug Lu Xing, but Lu Xing dodged her. "Do you dislike me too?" Jiang Meiwan pretended to be pitiful. Everyone looked at Lu Xing with questioning eyes. Lu Xing found it very funny to see Jiang Meiwan crying. "Dislike? Do I need to dislike you? I think you dislike me." "What do you mean? How could I? I love you as my son and I can't say enough." Jiang Meiwan stamped her feet anxiously. Lu Xing's eyes were cold and clear. "Then why did you make such a fuss in the company and interfere with the normal work of the employees? Inciting public sentiment and smearing the image of the top management is illegal. I can definitely sue you." I just couldn't find you. The secretary said I needed to make an appointment to see you, and I was so anxious. So anxious that I couldn't help crying. Someone happened to comfort me, and I started crying. I didn't mean to." Jiang Meiwan didn't expect Lu Xing to appear. Instead of comforting her, he gave her the cold shoulder. This was completely unexpected for her. Originally, she wanted to play the victim to her employees, so that Lu Xing would be nicer to her in order to maintain his image and punish Liu Ruyan. Unexpectedly, Lu Xing started to scold him. Lu Xing sneered. "You say my wife is a wicked daughter-in-law. What evidence do you have? Did she beat you, scold you, or abuse you?" Jiang Meiwan's face was very embarrassed. "No, what right do you have to say she's not good?" Lu Xing said sharply. "Since you decided to come, she has arranged the best room for you. For your health, she even changed the diet to a completely vegetarian meal. She just made up an excuse that she stopped eating meat for the sake of blessing. You know, she's pregnant. She was so considerate of you, but you're stirring up trouble and criticizing her here. She'd be so heartbroken if she knew." After these words were spoken, everyone finally understood. "I was almost used as a gun by Jiang Meiwan." "Is that so? Then you should think more about the young lady. You have a good daughter-in-law, you should cherish her. The president's wife is so gentle and beautiful. My mother-in-law hopes that I can learn from her." Everyone contributed one thing after another, and quickly brought public opinion back. Jiang Meiwan was very angry. Although no one criticized her, everyone was implying that Liu Ruyan was a good person and that she should stop looking for trouble. This actually contradicted Liu Ruyan's idea, as it was different from her own. Jiang Meiwan certainly couldn't explode in front of Lu Xing, so she could only bite the bullet and say, "I was inconsiderate. Hey, son, let's go to a quiet place to talk." So Lu Xing arranged a guest room for Jiang Meiwan. As soon as Jiang Meiwan arrived, she acted pitiful to Lu Xing. "I didn't cause you any trouble, I just was too confused. I'm not a bad person at heart, and this is mainly for your sake. Mom, it's okay as long as you cause me trouble. How will my employees see me if you make such a fuss? You will directly damage my image as a president. If it gets serious, I can detain you." Lu Xing did not agree with her words and comfort her. Instead, he warned her, "If you trespass into my company again, I will have to call the police." "Is it so serious? I didn't know it. Please give me a chance to make amends." Jiang Meiwan was anxious. She immediately took out a card and placed it in front of Lu Xing. "I went to the bank for consultation today, applied for a card, and also asked about some financial management projects. Son, there are still risks in doing business, but I am your family and can help you avoid risks. If you want to transfer your assets, you can transfer them to my name. It's much safer than letting Liu Ruyan manage your property. After all, she is just your wife, not your relative. As your relative, how can I harm you?" After hearing Jiang Meiwan's words, Lu Xing had just wanted to laugh. How could he not know what the other party was planning? Now they are thinking of transferring assets. Lu Xing said to Jiang Meiwan, "Even if I want to transfer assets, wouldn't it be safer if I transfer them overseas? But do you really want something to happen to my company?" Chapter 178, Heaven-Defying Ability. Lu Xing's cold voice suddenly made Jiang Meiwan's heart tremble. She forced a smile at Lu Xing and said, "What are you talking about? I consider you mainly because I treat you as my son." Lu Xing, "Don't worry, I have crisis public relations, they are more professional." He sat down on the chair, the corners of his lips twitching slightly, and he said slowly, "Mom, if you're bored at home, I can find you a job." Jiang Meiwan was stunned. "You want me to go to work?" "It's normal to go to work. You are not yet at retirement age. There are many people of your age who are still working in the company," Lu Xing answered frankly. The main reason Lu Xing wanted to use this method to divert Jiang Meiwan's attention. Don't always focus on the trivial matters at home. When you are busy, it will be less likely to find fault. It will also give your wife a break and save you some effort. Jiang Meiwan immediately became furious. "Come to think of it, you just despise me and think that having a job is more prestigious for me, or do you expect me to make money for you to spend?" When Lu Xing heard this, he just wanted to laugh. Lu Xing sighed deliberately. "I originally wanted to arrange a leisurely job for you, which would help you pass the time and not make you stay at home every day and be out of touch with society. Only when you work can you find your own value more easily. Why do you say that it seems like you are disdaining me?" After Lu Xing showed a disappointed expression, Jiang Meiwan became anxious. She smiled awkwardly. "I'm sorry, son, I misunderstood you. Mainly that's not what I meant. Mainly I've been working outside all the time, working myself to death for so little money. I've been traumatized." She said, "I have finally been reunited with my son, and I want to enjoy my retirement. It would be nice to help you take care of your grandchildren when the time comes." Lu Xing understood the hidden meaning in Jiang Meiwan's words. It seems that Jiang Meiwan intends to stay at home. Given her personality, she will definitely continue to cause trouble. So Lu Xing said, "Mom, I'll sign you up for a tour group so you can travel and have fun." "No, I have thin arms and legs and I get tired after just a few steps. I still prefer to cook. Son, your wife only gave me that little money. It's not enough for me to buy some vegetables." Jiang Meiwan rubbed it with her hands and said to Lu Xing with a smile, "I want to give you a snack too. Aren't you tired of those bland soups?" This is obviously asking for money. Lu Xing smiled at Jiang Meiwan and said, "Mom, we have a chef who will prepare all the dishes at home. They will buy the vegetables for us. Besides, we agreed to eat vegetarian food. It would be bad for us to go against Ruyan's wishes and buy meat from outside." Jiang Meiwan glared at Lu Xing. "You still let her act like this? She's pregnant now, how can she just eat vegetarian food?" Lu Xing said with a forced smile, "We will take care of it. We also have a nutritionist so you don't have to worry about it. I'm an experienced person. You guys are messing around. What if something happens to the baby in my belly?" Jiang Meiwan was very distressed. Lu Xing probably guessed that Jiang Meiwan was just making excuses to get money, so he said to her, "Okay, then go talk to Ruyan. She's in charge of the money. After you spend the money, just make a bill and let her reimburse you." "Do I need to issue an invoice before asking her for reimbursement?" Jiang Meiwan was stunned. After all, she manages finances, so isn't it normal for her to know the household details? Lu Xinghe replied as a matter of course. Jiang Meiwan immediately became anxious and slammed the table. You are the head of the family after all, how could she control you? You have to report to her every time you spend money. How frustrating. Son, you have to stand up. Lu Xinghe thought it was very normal to issue a bill for reimbursement. But Jiang Meiwan became anxious when she heard this. It is obvious that the purpose of her money is not transparent, or she is unwilling to let them know, which is why she is so anxious. Lu Xinghe narrowed his eyes. Such a situation could not satisfy Jiang Meiwan at all. Otherwise, it would be easy to get into trouble. I don't think it's bad, Mom. Since you've become a member of our family, you should adapt to the local customs. Seeing that Lu Xinghe was unmoved, Jiang Meiwan became a little angry. But she couldn't lose her temper in front of Lu Xinghe, so she just rolled her eyes and said in a dull tone, "Something happened at home, I have to leave first." Okay. Lu Xinghe frowned as he watched Jiang Meiwan leave. He called his secretary and said, "Find a private detective to follow Jiang Meiwan. Remember to report to me everything she does and where she goes recently." Lu Xinghe felt that Jiang Meiwan was too suspicious. I always feel that she is a time bomb that will cause chaos in the family. When Lu Xinghe returned home, I had just parked the car when I found several trucks parked outside. There were people constantly moving things up and down. They are all furniture or valuable clothes and items. Lu Xinghe frowned. What is this for? Chapter 179, sure enough. The war between women is always without gunpowder. He remembered that the house didn't need any renovations. Why are there still so many people moving things in? When Lu Xinghe was puzzled, he saw Jiang Meiwan warmly entertaining the workers in the living room. Jiang Meiwan said to the worker with a smile, "Come, go inside and move it to my room. Please handle it with care, Tilda." Lu Xinghe looked confused. These are all valuable things. How come Jiang Meiwan is rich? Mom, where did you get the money? Lu Xinghe asked Jiang Meiwan in confusion. Jiang Meiwan smiled and said to Lu Xinghe, "Son, you wouldn't be reluctant if Mommy bought some things for you. I've already issued an invoice. Didn't you say you could get it reimbursed? But you bought so much." Lu Xinghe was stunned. It can be said that there are more than 100 things, big and small, moved into the house. A row of hangers were filled with clothes being pushed home, and Lu Xinghe could recognize that some of them were expensive luxury goods. Jiang Meiwan said with a smile, "I am considered a wealthy woman now. As a son, your job is to spend money on me. How can I use the same things as those country women? I just buy things casually. Besides, this is my home, so it's okay for me to decorate and have some fun with it." Jiang Meiwan was particularly cocky, acting as proud as a peacock, and looked at those people in a flamboyant manner. Lu Xinghe suddenly became speechless. Lady, random shopping, ended up buying hundreds of clothes, bought so many small things. Lu Xinghe shook his head, thinking that Jiang Meiwan was making trouble. Even if she had a strong desire to shop, she wouldn't buy so much at once. Lu Xinghe now feels that this so-called mother appeared just to squander her son's property. At this moment, Liu Ruyan was coming down from the stairs. Seeing this scene, he was very calm. Jiang Meiwan's eyes lit up when she saw Liu Ruyan. "Hey, you're here. Here are the invoices and the list. Take a look. Remember to reimburse me." Lu Xinghe didn't even dare to look at Liu Ruyan's expression. An invoice this long and rolled up could be as thick as a novel. As a result, Jiang Meiwan gave everything to Liu Ruyan. If he were Liu Ruyan, he would probably be furious. Lu Xinghe felt that a war of the century was about to break out. Who knew Liu Ruyan was so calm? "Okay, Mom, I understand." Lu Xinghe was stunned for a moment. "That's it. Logically speaking, shouldn't I be very angry? Why doesn't Liu Ruyan react at all now?" "It shouldn't be." Lu Xinghe looked at Liu Ruyan with confusion. Not only was Liu Ruyan not angry, she even had a smile on her face. However, to Lu Xinghe, this smile was just the calm before the storm. "Okay, daughter-in-law, you're so kind, but I want to show you how tiring it is to get reimbursed one by one. Why don't you just give me an additional card? That way, you'll have a reminder and it will be convenient for me to buy things, right?" Jiang Meiwan looked at Liu Ruyan with a smile. Lu Xinghe finally figured out Jiang Meiwan's purpose. Good guy just to get the card. This would make it easier for her to spend money. Jiang Meiwan bought so many things on purpose just to make Liu Ruyan feel troubled. It turns out that old ginger is still spicy. Jiang Meiwan was able to smuggle herself overseas for such a long time, even though her husband died. But she was not deported and was able to obtain a green card to stay in the United States. She must have her own way. However, Liu Ruyan was not in a hurry. She smiled at Jiang Meiwan and said, Of course, Mom, if you're willing, I'll listen to you. It was beyond Lu Xingha's expectation. She actually agreed. This is so unlike her style. When Lu Xing was confused, the corners of Liu Ruyan's lips rose slightly. But our family has household expenses. We can't just spend without making any money. Every member has to contribute a certain amount so that we can spend extra. Jiang Meiwan's face turned ugly when she heard this. You are so rich, and you still want my money. Mom, Liu Ruyan feigned innocence. Wealth doesn't last for more than 3 generations. Only with reasonable financial planning can our family thrive. Don't you agree? Jiang Meiwan gritted her teeth and said, I don't have much money. You know it wasn't easy for me to return to China. My husband died early, and I've been working hard abroad alone. The little savings I have are not enough for me to spend. I finally managed to reunite with my son, and you're still thinking about my little money. It's easy for anyone to make money, and it's hard for Xing to make money too. If you want to maliciously speculate on my intentions, then I can also think that you are thinking about my husband's money. Liu Ruyan smiled with a fake smile. After hearing this, Lu Xing couldn't help but give Liu Ruyan a thumbs up. It's amazing, a battle between 2 masters. As expected, wars between women are always fought without the smoke of gunpowder. There are reasons why Liu Ruyan can stand in her current position. Jiang Meiwan's face looked very ugly, and she said a few more words, but they sounded too pale. In the end, he was defeated by Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan, with a triumphant air, smiled at her. Since you can't contribute to the household expenses, I hope you can balance the household expenses and not bring your extravagant ways home. After saying that, Liu Ruyan walked upstairs with her head held high. Lu Xing was also a little straightforward and said to Jiang Meiwan, Mom, you heard what Ruyan said. I think she is right. Let's do it according to her plan from now on. Chapter 180, I will never really smell. Lu Xing could see with his own eyes that Jiang Meiwan was about to explode with rage. Lu Xing was also very happy. As expected, Jiang Meiwan was helpless when she met Liu Ruyan. Lu Xing followed Liu Ruyan upstairs. As soon as he closed the door, he said to Liu Ruyan happily, You're amazing. I was just wondering how to deal with her, but I didn't expect you to solve it so easily. Liu Ruyan's red lips curled up slightly with a gentle smile. Dealing with her is too easy, but she definitely won't give up so easily. Lu Xinghe felt that Liu Ruyan was right. Jiang Meiwan is a petty bourgeois who is materialistic. Now that she knows her family is rich, she will definitely stir up trouble. But because of that blood relationship, Lu Xing couldn't do anything to her. Lu Xinghe said to Liu Ruyan, Don't worry, we'll deal with her as she pleases. If we follow your pace, she won't be able to stay at home for long. It wasn't long before the meal started. Lu Xinghe looked at the porridge and side dishes on the table, feeling like crying but unable to shed tears. This is simply the state banquet of the Korean country. There is no oil or meat residue at all. Lu Xinghe felt that the food had no taste at all. He had eaten a lot, but he felt that the meal was wasted. Now, in order to drive Jiang Meiwan away, even he has to suffer. As a carnivore, Lu Xing was very melancholy. When Lu Xinghe was in a bad mood, Liu Ruyan also noticed his unhappiness, and her eyes showed a hint of deep meaning. When Lu Xinghe returned to the study to work, he felt his stomach protesting. Oh, I'm so hungry. Lu Xinghe touched his belly at a loss. Suddenly, there was a knock on the door. When Lu Xinghe opened the door, he found Liu Ruyan holding a plate. Her eyelashes were curved, and as she met Lu Xinghe's gaze, her red lips raised in a soft arc. Feed. Smells so good. Only then did Lu Xinghe realize that the plate Liu Ruyan was holding was full of things. There's fried chicken, hamburgers, beef and egg fried rice, Fat House Happy Water, durian pizza, cheese pineapple pie, kimchi beef sushi. Lu Xinghe's eyes lit up. How do you know I'm hungry? If I don't even have this little bit of observation ability, I've been with you for so long in vain, Liu Ruyan said as a matter of course. Lu Xinghe was very happy. She is indeed his good wife. Her observations are meticulous and thorough. So Lu Xinghe immediately invited Liu Ruyan in. He brought the food to the table and couldn't help but start eating it. It is really a blessing to eat delicious food when you are hungry. The pizza is very fragrant, with a lot of cheese that can be pulled into strings, and the rice is also full of grains. I'm sorry I can only feed you this way, mainly because I'm afraid she will find out, Liu Ruyan explained. It doesn't matter. Besides, I think it will taste better if it's just the 2 of us eating it, Lu Xinghe replied. I may have to ask you to act with me next time, Liu Ruyan said. Okay, that's nothing. Lu Xinghe looked at Liu Ruyan and watched him eat. Without hesitation, he fed a mouthful of beef and egg fried rice into her mouth. There's another baby in your belly that needs to be fed. Come, eat something. Noticing that Liu Ruyan was stunned, Lu Xing reacted. Oh, it's my spoon. I'll go get you a new spoon. Lu Xing was about to stand up, but found that Liu Ruyan had grabbed his wrist. She lowered her head and ate the egg-fried rice, then raised her eyes and gave Lu Xing a graceful smile. It's delicious. Lu Xing felt sweet in his heart. Come on, have another bite. Okay, she responded obediently. Your mouth is so small. Compared to yours, mine is huge. You don't have to be so polite in front of me. Lu Xing had demonstrated in front of Liu Ruyan. Come, it tastes better this way. Lu Xing's mouth is so big that it can eat a child, or eat disobedient children, such as some readers of tomato. Liu Ruyan was amused by Lu Xing. If the chair hadn't been there, she would have laughed so hard that she would have collapsed. Look at your face, it's covered with rice. Liu Ruyan smiled and gently removed the rice from Lu Xing's face. Lu Xing was stunned. He sighed in surprise. You couldn't touch me before, but now we can get along normally. After hearing this, Liu Ruyan shuddered and then a blush appeared on her face. It's incredible that you can suddenly touch me, Lu Xing said with some regret. It's a pity that you can only touch me. It's not a pity. Just being able to touch you is enough. Liu Ruyan's eyes were very bright, and Lu Xing could see a miniature of himself in her eyes. The corners of her lips were slightly raised, and her smile was bright and charming, like sunshine shining on a sea of flowers, giving people a feeling of warmth and happiness. Lu Xing felt a touch of warmth budding in his heart. I feel really happy to be affirmed by her. Vomit. Suddenly, a wave of nausea came over me. Chapter 180, One Not Suitable for Children. She suddenly covered her mouth and rushed to the bathroom. Lu Xing looked at her frail figure, now hunched in discomfort. Liu Ruyan's face turned pale and she began to retch. Her profile reflected a sense of pain. Lu Xing also began to feel distressed. Are you feeling better? Lu Xing's hand was about to gently pat Liu Ruyan's back. As a result, Liu Ruyan is very sensitive. She was like a wounded deer, alert and sharp. But after discovering it was Lu Xing, she relaxed her guard again. She was as tranquil as water, raising her bright eyes. I'm feeling better now, it's normal, I'm pregnant after all. Liu Ruyan placed her hand on her belly, her brows furrowed a little. As soon as she finished speaking, she vomited again. Lu Xing had quickly used his anti-vomiting skill, which had been useless before, but now it could finally solve Liu Ruyan's troubles. Sure enough, after Lu Xing used his skill, Liu Ruyan, who had been vomiting non-stop, slowly turned from pale to rosy. Her beautiful eyes, with a tear in them, were so touching. Lu Xing couldn't help but feel distressed when he saw it. Drink some water. Lu Xing handed the cup to Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan's eyes were filled with gratitude as she slowly drank the water. After she drank it, her originally white lips now had a red color. Sorry. Hearing Liu Ruyan's guilty words, Lu Xing was stunned. I'm the one who should say sorry. After all, I got you pregnant and made you endure so much. Liu Ruyan shook her head and said to Lu Xing, No, that's not what I meant. What is that? Lu Xing didn't understand. Liu Ruyan placed her hands on her abdomen, lowered her eyes, and told Lu Xing, I. She hesitated and finally didn't say it. Lu Xing saw the uncertainty in her eyes and seemed to guess something. Is it still the same idea? He asked. Liu Ruyan didn't answer. She bit her red lips desperately with her teeth. I know it's very uncomfortable for a pregnant woman, but I will do my best to take care of you. I hope you can give me this chance. Lu Xing's eyes were full of sincerity as he looked at Liu Ruyan passionately. When Liu Ruyan saw Lu Xing's burning eyes, her eyes felt a little sore. She remembered something and her heart ached again. Okay, we don't want to think about unhappy things. I'll make you a glass of lemon water so you can feel better. Lu Xing coaxed her gently. Then he started showing off his biceps. Look, I'm not a skinny dog, I really have muscles. Liu Ruyan burst out laughing. In that case, give me 10 cups of handmade lemon tea. Lu Xing was depressed. If this happens, the tough guy will become weak. You're so easily weakened, it proves you're not a tough guy. Are you sure? Come and try it. Believe it or not, I will hurt you and make you cry and ask me to stop, baby. As soon as the words fell, Liu Ruyan's face turned red to the extreme. Lu Xing also realized that he had said too much, mainly because they were facing the same face, and he was used to teasing her. I'll go get some lemon tea. Lu Xing quickly ran away, and the system reward arrived. Ding, interaction value detected plus 34, rewarding the host with the ability to prevent soreness and swelling. The system probably overheard that he was going to make handmade lemon tea, so it deliberately gave him this skill. Do you really think he is a thin dog? Will his hands get sore after drinking a few cups of lemon tea? Afterwards, it smells so good. After a few drinks, my hands are really sore. Fortunately, after acquiring this skill, Lu Xinghe no longer felt sore in his hands. The system looked at Lu Xinghe innocently. You think the skill I gave you can only be used to make lemon tea? That's such a waste. Lu Xinghe, what else? System not suitable for children. Lu Xinghe, I got it instantly. Damn, you have a colorful system. The night was dark, and there were few clouds floating in the sky. Hugh ran out hurriedly downstairs of the university men's dormitory. He saw Sumo in a white dress beside the flower bed and immediately smiled shyly. Senior, you've been waiting for a long time. But Sumo's eyes were red. She helplessly grabbed the corner of Hugh's clothes and asked for help uncomfortably. Oh no, Hugh, something happened. I need your help this time. Hugh. The next day, the sun shone on the ground. Jiang Meiwan was still asleep when she heard a deafening sound coming from outside the door. She was sleeping soundly when she was suddenly woken up. What's that noise? Can't I sleep? Jiang Meiwan was very annoyed, and she suddenly got up from the bed. As soon as I opened the door, I saw the maid standing outside with a smile on her face. Madam, my lady asked me to wake you up and ask you to go downstairs now. It's only 6 o'clock now, and you want me to get up. Jiang Meiwan was confused. It was obvious that they were not going to let her sleep anymore. This is what the lady asked. I'm just following her wishes. Please go downstairs quickly. If you are late, the lady said there will be punishment. The maid reminded with a smile. Jiang Meiwan's face became very ugly. She had never expected that Liu Ruyan would let her go at this point. After going downstairs, Jiang Meiwan saw Liu Ruyan, who was calm and composed, sitting on the sofa with her legs crossed. When she saw Jiang Meiwan, a hint of proud smile flashed in her eyes. Mom, you're here. Why did you call me so early? Chapter 182, Flirting. Jiang Meiwan felt horrified when she saw Liu Ruyan smile. I'm considering that you're not in good physical condition. If you continue like this, it will affect your health, so I found a personal trainer to urge you to exercise. Liu Ruyan clapped her palms, and a burly coach walked in from outside. He informed Jiang Meiwan, this morning we'll run 5,000 meters, then go to yoga class, and there's boxing class in the afternoon. After hearing this, Jiang Meiwan almost fainted. But no matter how she protested, the coach had already grabbed her arm and walked out. Liu Ruyan raised the corner of her mouth. There is no doubt that Jiang Meiwan's life will be very exciting in the future. She had made full arrangements for Jiang Meiwan. No courses were missed. There is no doubt that Jiang Meiwan will suffer. By then, Jiang Meiwan will be eager to move out of here. However, Liu Ruyan completely underestimated Jiang Meiwan. When Lu Xing returned home, he heard the servants anxiously report. Ever since the old lady went to the private lessons, she has been feeling dizzy and weak. She has been lying on the bed and is still feeling very uncomfortable. Lu Xing frowned and asked, has the doctor seen it? The servant nodded and said, I checked and said she's fine, but she still feels uncomfortable somewhere. After hearing what the servant said, Lu Xing realized that Jiang Meiwan did it on purpose. It was obvious that this was just to put off going to private lessons. If she didn't go, it would be difficult to leave the house. There's also a reason to act tyrannically at home. Now we have to think of other ways. When Lu Xing was worried, he suddenly heard a charming voice. Is this all she has? It's obviously a way to deal with smart people. It will definitely not work on Song Meiwan. Lu Xing saw a girl in a light white dress appear. Her fluffy long hair was braided into a pigtail and then tied at the back of her head. After meeting Lu Xing's gaze, her eyes showed a hint of deep interest. She grabbed a handful of green grapes and walked slowly forward. The curvy figure suddenly leaned over, and her slender waist pressed tightly against him. Yan. Lu Xing's eyes suddenly lit up when he saw the proactive girl in front of him. Did you miss me? Liu Ruyan raised her red lips and placed her slender jade fingers on Lu Xing's face. Of course I do. Lu Xing lowered his head and rubbed Liu Ruyan's fingers with his thin lips in an ambiguous manner. Feeling her sensitive gasps, Lu Xing felt a bit of pleasure. However, Liu Ruyan scolded, Are you sure? I don't think so. She peeled the skin of a grape, revealing the flesh inside, and then fed it to Lu Xing's mouth. It seemed to have a hint of punishment and teasing, as his fingers pinched and ravaged Lu Xing's lips. Really, but I don't think so. Haven't you been flirting with her all the time? Lu Xing took a breath and felt a little pain. It is obvious now that Liu Ruyan is jealous. But her jealous look is really annoying. The corners of her eyes are turned up. She looks like a real jealous girl, and her rosy lips are pouting. I really want someone to take a bite. In fact, Lu Xinghe did so. While she was feeding him grapes, he rubbed her waist and bent down to kiss her. Lu Xinghe hadn't swallowed the grapes yet, so he fed them to her himself. There is a hint of sweetness of green grapes and a slight sourness between the lips and teeth, but when intertwined together, it is very sweet. The sudden action startled Liu Ruyan. She obviously didn't expect Lu Xinghe to feed her, so she reached out and patted Lu Xinghe's chest with a hint of sweetness in her tone. It didn't sound like a complaint, but more like a kind of coquettishness. Aren't you afraid of choking me? There's a core. Lu Xinghe smiled mischievously. Just tell me if it's sweet or not. Liu Ruyan replied proudly, it's okay. Lu Xinghe knew that she was saying one thing and thinking another. So he deliberately said jokingly, not sweet, then keep eating until you get something sweet. He lowered his head and bit the grape in Liu Ruyan's hand. It would be more accurate to say that he bit the palm of her hand rather than biting the grapes. She giggled, her little face flushed, her eyes sparkling and charming, revealing a kind of temptation. Okay, Tildo, I just can't stop the car. Liu Ruyan called Lu Xinghe in a coquettish voice. Lu Xinghe raised the corner of his mouth. You are quite considerate. Liu Ruyan grabbed another grape and fed it to Lu Xinghe. Of course, I'm your wife, so I'll definitely think about you. She looked towards Yang Meiwan's room upstairs. But there's still someone I need to help you with. What are you going to do? Just stay here and eat your grapes. When you're done, she'll run away. Liu Ruyan's lips curved into an arc, and she gave all the grapes in her palm to Lu Xinghe. Just wait for me to come back. Lu Xinghe looked at Liu Ruyan's confident look and was very curious. You have to know that even the main personality couldn't drive Jiang Meiwan away. So what could Liu Ruyan do? But Lu Xinghe was still very relieved. He sat on the sofa, holding Liu Ruyan's grapes in his hand, and began to eat them leisurely one by one. I have to say that grapes are really sweet. At this moment, the system also has a reward. Ding interaction value detected plus 32, reward host to recruit talent plus boost. The data will be refreshed. Any senior talent who prioritizes job hopping will consider your company as the first choice. This solved a problem for Lu Xinghe. After all, if you want to recruit some talents, you need to negotiate and meet some of the other party's harsh conditions. Cultivating talents requires a lot of manpower and financial resources. What Lu Xinghe needs most at this moment is to recruit talents. After all, for a company to continue to operate, it naturally needs a lot of talents. The system's rewards have been a great help. Now Lu Xinghe is also looking forward to seeing how Liu Ruyan will make Jiang Meiwan leave this home. However, when Lu Xinghe was halfway through eating grapes, he heard a shrill cry for help from upstairs. Help! P.S. I beg you to post more books or tweet more to expand our team. It's too lonely to play alone, Tilda. Chapter 183. One side looks like a devil, the other side looks like an angel. Help! Lu Xinghe's expression suddenly changed. Not good. Lu Xinghe went upstairs immediately. The result was a strong burnt smell. It seemed like something was burning. When he rushed into Jiang Meiwan's room, he found Jiang Meiwan with a look of fear on her face. Her face and body were covered in filth. She didn't know what she had sprinkled on them, but her face was greasy. Her hair was burnt and became messy and rough. Jiang Meiwan's eyes were red from the smoke, and there was dust on her face. After seeing Lu Xinghe appear, she immediately grabbed Lu Xinghe and said, Save me. Liu Ruyan is a lunatic. Lu Xinghe followed Jiang Meiwan's gesture and saw Liu Ruyan sitting on the sofa, wearing black stockings, with her legs crossed and a playful smile on her face. She looks like a devil on one hand and an angel on the other. There was innocence on her pretty face, but she was playing with a lighter between her slender fingers. Pa. Opening and closing the lighter, it lit a fire, illuminating her delicate and beautiful face. Liu Ruyan had a completely harmless expression. What are you talking about? I was just playing with you. Playing around? Look, you almost burned me to death. You sprayed me with toilet water and even burned my hair like this. Jiang Meiwan was completely traumatized. She immediately grabbed Lu Xinghe's hand and said, If I hadn't been smart, I would have died in the fire by now. She wanted to kill me too. She wanted to harm me. Lu Xinghe looked at Jiang Meiwan's trembling appearance. It didn't seem like he was pretending. He was really scared. Liu Ruyan's move is a fatal blow. Liu Ruyan's face was filled with a strange smile, and she tilted her head excitedly. If I really wanted to kill you, you wouldn't even have the chance to complain now. Lu Xinghe naturally stood on Liu Ruyan's side and immediately said to Jiang Meiwan, Mom, she's right. She really wanted to kill you. You would have been dead by now. This is all a joke. Jiang Meiwan thought it was ridiculous. Is this a joke? I'm really hurt. Liu Ruyan raised her eyebrows. You really can't afford to play around. It's just a meeting gift. I wanted to give you a surprise, but you're so impatient. She snorted. How can I live in peace with you if you are like this? You don't even know how to accept me properly. As she spoke, she deliberately lit the lighter in front of Jiang Meiwan. Jiang Meiwan was so frightened that she really didn't dare to face Liu Ruyan. God knows what this lunatic Liu Ruyan will do. After hearing Lu Xing's next words, Jiang Meiwan was about to collapse. Mom, please be considerate of Ruyan. She just got out of a mental hospital and still has some old issues. It's okay. She won't kill you. At most, she just wants to play a game with you. After hearing Lu Xing's words, Jiang Meiwan's face became even uglier. She had heard that Liu Ruyan had stayed in a mental hospital for a long time, but she had seen Liu Ruyan before, and she seemed normal. She thought the other person was a normal person, but after seeing Liu Ruyan's actions today, she was about to collapse. This is definitely not a normal person. If I keep playing games, I'll lose my life. There's no room for negotiation. I'm leaving. Jiang Meiwan collapsed and yelled at Lu Xing, hurry up and arrange a house for me. She couldn't live with Liu Ruyan, and she would collapse sooner or later if this continued. Lu Xing almost laughed out loud when he heard Jiang Meiwan's request for help. I've been waiting for your words. Finally, I'm gone. I don't have to think of any other solutions. As expected, any ordinary person would be afraid of Yanderes. Especially a Yandere like Liu Ruyan. Jiang Meiwan definitely can't handle it. If she didn't run away, Jiang Meiwan would probably be in trouble. If you refuse to move out, you'll have to buy a cemetery. So Lu Xing asked his secretary to arrange for Jiang Meiwan to rent a sea view apartment. The location there was good, the floor was good, and the transportation was convenient. The key point was that it was a bit far from his home, at least more than half an hour away. It can also shut Jiang Meiwan up and prevent her from causing trouble every now and then. And I can also enjoy myself in the apartment. After sending Jiang Meiwan away, Lu Xing saw Liu Ruyan still playing with the lighter and immediately reached out his hand. Give it to me. Liu Ruyan understood that Lu Xing was hinting at a lighter. She playfully stuffed the lighter behind her back, obviously unwilling to give it to Lu Xing. No, this is my little toy. Lu Xing narrowed his eyes and said unhappily, a little toy? Who let you use a lighter as a toy? Be careful not to wet your bed if you play with fire at night. He pounced on her all of a sudden, put his arms around Liu Ruyan's delicate body, and tried to snatch the lighter from her hand. As a result, Liu Ruyan pretended to be aggrieved, with her eyes blinking, as if crystal tears were about to fall in the next second. I won't wet the— Stop scaring me. I just want to keep a lighter to play with. Can't you satisfy me? You are so domineering and strong, you don't love me anymore, Tilda. Liu Ruyan started to make a noise, and her snow-white little feet were shaking up and down. She pouted her little red lips in dissatisfaction, her face full of reluctance. Chapter 184, I've taken advantage of many things. Lu Xing had chuckled after seeing this. I confiscated your lighter, and you brought it up saying I don't love you. He tugged at his collar and brought his collarbone closer. Who said I don't love you anymore? I let you bite me casually. Does that prove that I love you? That lighter belongs to me. Don't confiscate it. Liu Ruyan acted coquettishly, stroking Lu Xing's beautiful collarbone with her other hand, and spoke in a cute tone. Hearing her flattery, Lu Xing remained unmoved. No, you just poured some medicated oil on her to get rid of her. Don't you know that a lighter burns faster with the medicated oil? What if it burns your hand? What if it catches fire? Lu Xing couldn't even imagine what would happen if the situation got out of control. The house is on fire. What should Liu Ruyan do if she can't get out of the sea of fire? This is too dangerous. I helped you and you blame me, Tilda. Liu Ruyan turned her face away and snorted. That pitiful little expression really made me want to cry the next second. Lu Xing also felt pity in his heart. How could he remain indifferent? This was his wife. Lu Xing lowered his head and gently stroked Liu Ruyan's little face, pinching her face and making her face towards him. Lu Xing kissed her without hesitation, coaxing her in a half-hearted way. I'm doing this for your own good. It's easy to get hurt in a fire and you'll lose both your money and your life. It's not worth it. The most important thing is that you'll really wet the bed at night. Do you want the baby in your belly to see you wet the bed? Liu Ruyan looked at Lu Xing with resentment in her eyes. You lied to me. I won't wet the bed. I didn't play with fire. After hearing her mumbling, Lu Xing laughed. Okay, baby, just be obedient. Don't play with the lighter and pay attention to safety. Your intention is good, but I'm really afraid of getting you involved. You have to know that she is using this method to drive Jiang Meiwan away. And Lu Xing, would never agree no matter what. Liu Ruyan immediately put her arm around Lu Xing and looked at him deeply with her crystal-clear eyes. "Honey, I can give you the lighter, but don't be afraid of getting me involved. For you, I can do anything." After hearing her innocent yet serious voice, Lu Xing smiled. He reached out and gently stroked Liu Ruyan's thick, long, black hair. He said to her softly, "I don't need you to charge into battle for me now. I have enough ability to protect you, not to mention that we don't have many enemies now." Liu Ruyan's eyes became very crystal clear and bright. She rubbed Lu Xingha's chest gently with her face like a kitten, so obedient and cute. "Yes, Tilda, we will live a better life in the future, and no one will take you away from me." Lu Xing lowered his head and whispered to her, "Yes." Then he felt a metallic chill in his palm. As soon as he looked, he found that it was Liu Ruyan who handed him the lighter. "Are you willing to hand it over?" Lu Xing teased her with a smile. Liu Ruyan's face flushed red, her curled eyelashes blinked, and facing Lu Xingha, she whispered softly, "Of course you are willing to do it. You are thinking about my safety, so of course I am willing." The corners of Lu Xingha's lips suddenly raised, and he reached out and scratched Liu Ruyan's nose. "You are just too playful. What's wrong? Are you still blaming me? You think that person is intelligent, obedient, and elegant. If you think she's good, go find her." Liu Ruyan suddenly became angry. Her pretty face showed dissatisfaction, and her lips were pouted high. Lu Xing laughed out loud. "Are you jealous?" Liu Ruyan said arrogantly, "No, why should I be jealous?" She simply placed her legs on Lu Xing's thighs. "I'm carrying your baby in my belly and I'm about to give birth. She is nothing yet." Lu Xing had corrected him. "It's not about giving birth to a baby, it's about giving birth to a child." He couldn't help but teasing, "You are not a little animal." Liu Ruyan shook her head and said, "Aren't humans just advanced animals? I'm your pet now, right? What did the little pet give birth to from its owner?" "Are you sure you're my master?" Liu Ruyan stared with her round eyes, refusing to believe she was being tricked. "I'm obviously the master. Only masters keep pets. You said you are my pet, so I must be your master." Lu Xinghe said, as if it was a matter of course. He saw Liu Ruyan looking at him with resentful eyes. "You're taking advantage of me. I've taken advantage of many things." Lu Xing smiled and put his hand on Liu Ruyan's belly. Liu Ruyan's face immediately turned extremely red. She buried her hot little face in Lu Xing's neck, with her red lips pressed against his skin. "Yeah, now that I have a child, I've made a huge loss." "I'm the one who's made a huge loss, okay? Why do you say that? You've obviously made a lot of money. Buy one, get one free, understand?" Seeing Liu Ruyan's self-righteous look, Lu Xing did not feel guilty and replied, "I have pledged my life to you. I will have to take care of you and your son in the future. I have the lowest status in the family. Don't you think I am at a big loss?" Originally, Liu Ruyan's little face was resting on Lu Xing's skin, which was completely hot. "You're almost right, Tilda." Lu Xing bit Liu Ruyan's red lips directly. "That's right. I've suffered too much loss. Do you have anything to make up for it?" Liu Ruyan's little face was steaming hot from the kiss. Her arms were resting on Lu Xing's shoulders, and her watery and charming eyes were blinking like grapes. "From now on, you'll feed me and change my diapers. What do you think?" Lu Xinghe frowned. "Are you sure this is a compensation?" Liu Ruyan's voice rose at the end, and her smile was particularly charming. She said, "Who says it doesn't count?" Lu Xing pinched Liu Ruyan's little face, smiled, and nodded. "Okay, whatever you say, leave it to me." Even if she didn't mention it, Lu Xingha would do it himself. After all, pregnant women are already very hard-working, and as a husband, he naturally has to share some of the burden with his wife. Liu Ruyan's smile was as beautiful as a flower, and she entangled Lu Xingha tightly. Ding, interaction value detected +52, rewarding the host with the power manipulation skill, which can be used in any situation. The system's Lolita voice sounded. Lu Xingha asked the system, "Anywhere, even when someone else's house has a power outage." System answer, "Of course." Lu Xing was excited. "If this happens, the Power Grid Bureau will be paralyzed." System, you have a terrifying idea, one that this system hasn't anticipated. A 10-year warning is in effect. When Lu Xing and Liu Ruyan were having a sweet time, they heard their cell phone ringing. It was the secretary calling. Lu Xing answered the phone immediately. "Hello, what's the matter?" Lu Xing didn't know why the secretary called at this time. Usually, unless it was something very important, it was just a notification of news. This had never happened before. The secretary said to Lu Xing in embarrassment, "Boss, I didn't mean to disturb you, but there's a new employee joining us." Lu Xing was very confused. "He can start working, just complete the employment procedures for him, what's the problem?" The secretary sighed. But the problem is we didn't hire her. She was rejected in the first round, but now she wants to go through the onboarding process. She even emphasized that she's your best friend's girlfriend. These words made Lu Xing's heart tremble. Lu Xing was surprised. Girlfriend. The secretary nodded. Lu Xing had thought it was ridiculous. But my brothers are all single, where would they get girlfriends? Huh, the secretary was confused. The problem is that's what she said. She also said her name was Sumo. After hearing the secretary's report, Lu Xing's heart suddenly trembled. Sumo. There were hurried footsteps in the company corridor. Lu Xing appeared in an office with several secretaries. When he arrived, he saw the woman sitting in the staff seat. She was wearing a white dress, no longer the vulgar outfit of previous internet celebrities. She was dressed in a flashy way, but with a rustic feel. But when facing Lu Xing, she smiled slightly and called out softly, "Hello, Mr. Lu." The other employees were flattered when they saw Lu Xing appear. You should know that low-level employees on this floor will never see their boss. What kind of wind is blowing? They can actually catch a glimpse of Lu Xing's style. Lu Xing's eyes were cold, and he didn't care about other people's admiration at all. Instead, he gave Sumo a sharp order. "Come out for a while. P.S. 3 chapters of content, now only 2 chapters. I am also very hardworking. Don't call me a lazy pig." Chapter 185, Are You Huo's girlfriend? Sumo was not surprised. Instead, she followed Lu Xing's instructions and walked out. The two stood in the corridor, looking at each other. Lu Xing had looked at Sumo with a cold and handsome face. "Are you Huo's girlfriend?" Sumo nodded and smiled. "Yes, didn't he tell you?" Lu Xing was a little unhappy. He didn't say. He didn't expect that Huo hadn't even told him such an important thing. No wonder he felt that Huo was elusive recently. It turned out that whenever he went out, he was hanging out with Sumo. He should plan to find a suitable time to tell you. Sumo pretended to be very generous and explained. Lu Xing didn't feel relieved at all. Instead, he looked at Sumo unhappily and said, "Don't think that you can gain any benefits just because you become his girlfriend. You think you can get a job through his relationship. Isn't that a bit ridiculous?" Lu Xing was really upset with Sumo. Sumo doesn't really like Huo. She is so snobby. His thoughts are not pure either. If she was sincere to Huo, he would have applauded long ago. I wish I could just send them to the Civil Affairs Bureau and get them married right away. But the problem is that Sumo has been playing with Huo's true feelings. Huo was a bootlicker before and was Sumo's backup. Now that Sumo and Huo are together, it means she has ulterior motives. Now she is using this relationship to try to climb up the social ladder. After seeing Lu Xing's hostile eyes, Sumo did not show any regret. She smiled at Lu Xing and said, "I really need this job. As the president and a good friend of Huo, I'll give you a small position. It won't be difficult for you at all. It just depends on whether you are willing." She paused and said, "If you can't even satisfy Huo on this point, are you still his good brother?" Lu Xing frowned. "Does Huo know that you've joined the company?" Sumo shrugged. "What's the difference between knowing it before and knowing it after?" After hearing what Sumo said, Lu Xing finally understood. Sumo is the type who acts first and reports later. Sumo is really too brave. Lu Xing immediately made a video call to Huo. After a while, Huo answered the call. Huo invited enthusiastically. "Brother Xing, do you want to play with me? It's a new season, let's climb the ranks together." Lu Xing has said to Huo, "No, I'm at the company now." Huo asked with concern, "It's already this late and you're still in the company. Are you working overtime? You must be very tired." Lu Xing shook his head and said, "There's a new employee in our company, you know him." He looked at Sumo expressionlessly. "Say hello." The phone was directed at Sumo. Huo was stunned when Sumo entered the painting. He also didn't expect that Sumo would be by Lu Xing's side, or in Lu Xing's company. "Did you get the job?" Huo asked doubtfully. Look, it's obvious that Huo didn't even know that Sumo had entered the company. Lu Xing said with a straight face, "No." "What is that?" Huo was confused. Sumo was not in a hurry. She said directly to Huo, "I want to talk to you for a few words alone." She looked at Huo meaningfully. Huo didn't understand. Lu Xing didn't refuse, but he emphasized, "Quick battle, quick decision." Lu Xing's original intention was good. He just wanted Huo to see clearly what kind of person Sumo was. How ambitious, how despicable, how much he wants to step on Huo to climb up. Although Huo will be injured, it will be a good thing for both of them to see the truth earlier. Huo nodded, and Lu Xinghe handed the phone to Sumo. Sumo took her cell phone and went to the corridor. Lu Xinghe didn't know what they talked about, but when Sumo came back, she was confident. Lu Xinghe realized that Huo might have been crying, because Huo's eyes were red in the camera. Seeing that his brother looked unwell, Lu Xinghe felt distressed instantly, and a feeling of unease surrounded him. "Let's meet," Huo pleaded meaningfully. Lu Xinghe's heart trembled. He knew that Huo had something to say to him in person. So he agreed. Soon Lu Xinghe drove to the designated location requested by Huo. It was a barbecue restaurant at the school gate. When Lu Xinghe arrived, he saw the young man standing uncomfortably in the night scene. He looked very lonely with his thin lips tightly pursed. Seeing this scene, Lu Xinghe suddenly felt a little sad. Huo. After Lu Xinghe parked the car, he got out and shouted Huo. Huo suddenly looked over and looked at Lu Xinghe, feeling a little excited and even a little ashamed. He took a deep breath and gave Lu Xinghe a bitter smile. It's uglier than crying. Chapter 186. Brothers are jealous when they meet. Here I am, Huo greeted Lu Xinghe. The two of them sat down outside the barbecue restaurant. At least the air is good and it is very quiet. After all, there are not many tables outside. When it came to ordering, Huo was particularly warm and polite, unlike usual, and ordered a lot of barbecue. Lu Xinghe was very surprised when he saw it. "No, it's too much. I won't be able to finish it in a while." Lu Xinghe asked Huo to stop. Who knew Huo would bow his head to Lu Xinghe with a full expression of apology. "It's my fault, brother, please beat me up." Lu Xinghe shuddered and looked at Huo in disbelief. "What do you mean?" Huo's lips trembled. He had obviously hesitated for a long time. After repeated struggles in his heart, he pleaded with Lu Xinghe, "Can you help me? Let her join the company." "Sumo?" Lu Xinghe asked. He had guessed it when Huo asked for a meeting. Sumo must have said something to Huo. Otherwise, Huo would not have changed his mind. Huo nodded and said, "It's just a job. For you, it's nothing to arrange it casually. You are the president and you hold so much power, you can do whatever you want." After hearing what Huo said, Lu Xinghe found it particularly ridiculous. Huo, there can be no order without rules. If I set this precedent, how will others view me? Originally, that position needed someone, but someone else was hired. Now I'm cramming someone in. This will easily cause dissatisfaction among employees. Huo nodded and knelt humbly. "I know everything, and I know you are in a difficult situation. I have never asked you for anything before, but I ask you this time, can you help me? Or if you want me to do anything, I will be your slave. I just hope you can help Sumo. Sumo is also very outstanding. She's very capable and not as useless as you think. She has an internship period anyway. Why don't you see how she performs before you make a decision?" Lu Xinghe looked at Huo's humble plea and immediately became unhappy. Huo, you know me well. I can make exceptions for others, but not for her. Please don't be so infatuated with her, okay? She is just taking advantage of you. Huo shook his head. "No, she has so many rich second generations around her, but she didn't take advantage of them. Even if she did use me, it's because I'm very important." Lu Xinghe, is this the highest level of dog licking? Now that Sumo can be his girlfriend, does that mean she has become his backup? Lu Xinghe really didn't know how to wake up someone who was pretending to be asleep. It was obvious that Huo was dizzy because of Sumo and couldn't hear anything he said. "Did she catch you? Did she threaten you? Tell me, I'll help you, don't panic." Lu Xinghe tried to calm down and persuade Huo. Huo retorted, "No, she didn't threaten me, I did it voluntarily." He suddenly poured Lu Xinghe a glass of wine and said, "I owe you this, so please do me a favor. At worst, I'll pay her salary, okay? This opportunity is hard-earned for her, and I don't want her to be disappointed." Lu Xinghe was furious after hearing what Huo said. He took a swig of wine and scolded Huo. "What did she tell you? You have changed so much. I don't believe you are this kind of person. You must be hiding something from me." Huo lowered his eyes almost moist. "As a brother, I'm sorry for you, but I really can't do anything else." Lu Xinghe took a deep breath and said to Huo, "Good fellow, even if you leave your brothers alone, you must take care of that woman, right?" Huo smiled bitterly and remained silent, but that also meant he agreed. Lu Xinghe felt heartbroken. He was very disappointed. You must know that Huo is his brother. Over the years, the two have supported each other. Definitely not a plastic bro. But after Huo fell in love with a woman, a green tea girl, he became completely different. Lu Xinghe was extremely disappointed. He took a big gulp of wine, gnashed his teeth, and said, A wise man doesn't fall in love, and a bootlicker doesn't hope to be promoted. Don't you understand this most basic truth? Love is important, but the problem is that you have to choose someone who is worthy. Hugh was unable to speak. I have no choice now, there is no turning back, and I really like her and want to be responsible for her. The spicy alcohol was about to make Lu Xing's heart burn to pieces. Otherwise, why would he feel so uncomfortable? Lu Xing's nose turned red. He held on and said to Hugh through gritted teeth, "Have you made up your mind? Do you really want her to join the company? Well, I'll give you the money." "I don't want your money. Do you think that little bit of money can buy the relationship we've had over the years?" Lu Xing roared. Chapter 187, I know the feeling. I just like it. I just want to make amends. No need to make amends. As long as you think it's right, that's fine. To be honest, it's not wrong for me to do a favor for my brother, but I'm very disappointed in you now. I feel like you've changed. You're no longer the person I thought you were. Lu Xing shook his head, and a coldness appeared in his deep eyes. Or maybe you didn't consider me a brother, and you still supported that woman in the end. Even if it meant making the whole world your enemy, you would still help her. You know how your feelings are, and as long as I like you, that's all. I do feel guilty about you, but there's nothing I can do. I'll just take a gamble, and maybe I'll win. Hugh seemed to be getting a bit angry. For example, you and Liu Ruyan, everyone was against it at first. Didn't we, your friends, try to stop you and Liu Ruyan from getting married? But now you and Liu Ruyan are so happy. Doesn't that mean that senior sister Sumo and I will be happy too? When Lu Xing heard what Hugh said, he felt like he had been hit hard. You're using me and her as an example. Then why don't you use me and Jiang Mengmeng as an example? Haven't you thought about how badly I lost to Jiang Mengmeng? His eyes turned red, and he was extremely disappointed with Hugh. If you have any intention, you shouldn't use us as an example. Hugh, you are nothing. Lu Xing gritted his teeth, his eyes filled with shock and pain. His heart ached slightly, and in an instant he suddenly felt very confused. Hugh raised his head. The light in his eyes was a mixture of pain and endurance. He felt guilty towards Lu Xing, but he had no choice. Lu Xing picked up the wine glass and drank one glass after another. Later, Lu Xing drank until he became numb. He can drink 1,000 cups without getting drunk as long as he uses his skills. However, the system reminded him many times, but Lu Xing chose to ignore it. He just wanted to use a normal person's stomach to drink alcohol and torture himself. After drinking, Lu Xing's heart was not numbed by the alcohol, but instead felt an additional pain. If this is what you want, then I will satisfy you. Lu Xing lowered his eyes, trying hard to suppress the tears from flowing down his cheeks. But I hope you won't regret it. I'll hate you. I might not consider you a brother. But I still hope you win this bet. You can stop stumbling in your relationship. Hugh looked at Lu Xing in astonishment. The man in front of me was already drunk, but those eyes were full of sincerity. His heart was gripped tightly, and he couldn't bear the psychological pressure any longer, so he burst into tears. "I'm sorry, Brother Xing, please forgive me this time." Lu Xing shook his head. I don't blame you. He had been caught in the rain before, so he didn't want to tear up someone else's umbrella, especially since Hugh is his brother. No matter how much he hated me for not being able to live up to my expectations. But it was just angry words at best. He couldn't bear to do it. It was really targeting him. However, he is a flesh and blood person. He will feel pain too. Lu Xing was drunk. In the end, Hugh called a taxi and helped Lu Xing back to the villa. Hugh helped Lu Xing into the living room of the villa and found that Liu Ruyan had not rested at all. She was still sitting on the sofa, watching TV, obviously waiting for someone. "You're amazing. You came back in the middle of the night." When Liu Ruyan saw Lu Xing coming back, her originally worried face became relaxed. She said something to Lu Xing with a hard mouth but a soft heart. After all, she called Lu Xing many times, but Lu Xing didn't answer. It was impossible for her not to be angry when he came back late at night and was still drunk. "Don't blame Brother Xing, sister-in-law. It's all my fault. I didn't tell you. Brother Xing was in a bad mood and was drunk a long time ago. He was accompanying me. His phone must have been muted by accident, so he didn't notice." Hugh didn't want to see any misunderstanding between Lu Xing and Liu Ruyan, so he quickly explained. Are you in a bad mood?" Liu Ruyan noticed that Lu Xing was drunk, but his expression was serious. All her resentments disappeared. "Are you okay?" Liu Ruyan rushed forward to support Lu Xing. Hugh took a deep breath and said to Liu Ruyan, "I'm sorry for him. I've caused him trouble. Please take good care of Brother Xing, sister-in-law. I'll treat you to a meal some other day. Liu Ruyan frowned. She didn't quite understand what Huo meant. What kind of trouble did he commit that made Lu Xing so unhappy and drunk? It's getting late, I'm leaving first. Huo left. Liu Ruyan naturally hugged Lu Xing and walked into the elevator, wanting to take the elevator back to the bedroom. As a result, as soon as they got into the elevator, Lu Xing pushed her against the wall. Hey, you're so beautiful. Seeing Lu Xing's naughty smile, Liu Ruyan was overjoyed, but she also had a concern. You didn't recognize who I was, did you? Did you mistake me for someone else? Lu Xing smiled and nodded. Yeah. Lu Xing, you bastard, I should make you sleep on the floor. Seeing Lu Xing nodded in agreement, Liu Ruyan was about to lose her temper. She wished she could just let go and let Lu Xing sleep in the elevator. You were drunk and didn't answer my call. You've committed 10 crimes. I'm lucky I didn't kick you. Although Liu Ruyan cursed, she was still reluctant to push Lu Xing away and let him rest his head on her chest. But she was unforgiving in her words. Tell me, who are you thinking of? That person can be prettier than me, can be better than me? I don't believe it. Those people out there are all flirtatious sluts. You can't be like those men who are arrogant at home and frivolous outside. When Liu Ruyan was dissatisfied, Lu Xing grabbed her hand without hesitation and pressed it against the wall. Liu Ruyan was stunned, staring at Lu Xing with round eyes. Lu Xing kissed her without hesitation. The kiss made her lips wet. Her little face was also very hot, and she looked at Lu Xing in great surprise. Of course, she was also satisfied with the warmth on her lips. The corners of her mouth were raised high. Tell me, who did you kiss? Liu Ruyan was looking beautiful, but she also realized something. She immediately questioned Lu Xing, but she didn't expect Lu Xing to put his head on her neck. I doubt you're even drunk, you're just pretending to be stupid. You're really going too far. Liu Ruyan was so angry that she hit Lu Xing on the back. The man was probably only 70% drunk, or maybe he just pretended to be drunk when he saw that things were not going well. When Liu Ruyan was panting, she felt a hot and wet sensation on her neck. P.S. Can you guys tell me, are you on vacation yet? Chapter 188, are your legs sore now? Liu Ruyan shuddered. She found that Lu Xing was grabbing her waist and crying silently. Husband. Liu Ruyan's voice softened a little. She was genuinely surprised. I didn't expect Lu Xing to cry so sadly. This was something Liu Ruyan had never seen before, and now her mood plummeted, and she felt very uncomfortable. Her eyes became moist, and she stroked Lu Xing's back gently. It's like coaxing a child. However, Lu Xing took a deep breath and kept crying. This made Liu Ruyan feel helpless. What's wrong? Why? Lu Xing's sudden words left Liu Ruyan stunned. What, why? I don't understand. Woo, you are such a piece of shit. I've been so nice to you and you actually did this. The scolded Ruyan Liu. Meow. Is it that he speaks the truth after drinking? He is usually angry with me, but he can't say it directly, so he takes this opportunity to curse me out. When Liu Ruyan was confused and questioning, she heard Lu Xing say sadly, I am also a person with feelings. Even if I usually pretend to be strong, I will get hurt too. I treat you as a brother, and you treat me like this for a woman, Huo, you bastard. While Liu Ruyan was still guessing, she heard Lu Xing's scolding. Liu Ruyan was stunned, and understood from Lu Xing's words that he had quarreled with Huo. No wonder Lu Xing got drunk and was so sad. You know, Lu Xing is a person who attaches great importance to feelings. Liu Ruyan felt distressed when she saw Lu Xing crying so sadly. She had never seen Lu Xing so miserable before. Be good, it's okay, my wife is here. Liu Ruyan kissed Lu Xing on the forehead as if to encourage him. Seeing Lu Xing's eyes red from crying was even more unpleasant. With Liu Ruyan's comfort, Lu Xing gradually calmed down. There were still traces of tears on his handsome face. He was obviously tired and hugged Liu Ruyan's milky white thighs affectionately. I used it as a pillow and fell asleep directly on her legs. He could feel the gentle massage and the scent of milk around his face. Very fragrant and very soft, Lu Xing found a comfortable position and fell asleep. He didn't know how long he slept. He knew he heard a gurgling sound. Are you hungry? It doesn't seem to be mine. That is... Lu Xing suddenly realized that something was wrong. He opened his eyes immediately. As a result, he found himself resting his head on Liu Ruyan's legs. She was holding her belly in a rather strenuous position, her back resting on a cushion for support, her long, slender, white legs bent. She dozed, her curled eyelashes drooping slightly, clearly resting her eyes. The pillow that I felt was very soft last night was actually Liu Ruyan's leg. Lu Xinghe realized something and suddenly became excited. He straightened up immediately. Yan Yan, did you sleep like this yesterday? She opened her eyes drowsily, met Lu Xinghe's nervous gaze, and said with resentment, "What else?" Lu Xinghe patted his head, feeling very upset and regretful. "I was drunk last night and didn't know anything." He remembered the growl of his stomach in the air just now and realized something. "Are you hungry?" Liu Ruyan nodded slightly aggrievedly and said to Lu Xinghe, "Yeah, I'm hungry." She added, "I'm very hungry. I feel like I'm going to pass out." The nasal tone was full of grievance. Lu Xinghe suddenly felt pity for her. He realized that he had gone too far and subconsciously grabbed Liu Ruyan's white and soft little hand, coaxing her and saying, "My bad, Tilda, then I'll take you to a delicious place now, okay?" As expected, it was drunkenness that caused the problem. Liu Ruyan was now crying with hunger. Lu Xinghe immediately got up from the bed. When he was about to pull Liu Ruyan up, he heard a whimpering sound like a kitten, which was particularly pitiful. "Ouch, it hurts." Lu Xinghe felt very distressed when he saw Liu Ruyan sobbing. "What's wrong, baby?" Liu Ruyan glared at Lu Xinghe, pouting her red lips and complaining. "It's all because of..." Lu Xinghe cried out in injustice. "What's wrong with me?" "Woo-woo, it's because you made me unable to stand up. You know, you used me as a pillow when you slept." Liu Ruyan blinked her eyes and looked at Lu Xinghe pitifully. Lu Xinghe's face flushed and he immediately apologized to Liu Ruyan. Yes, it's my fault. Are your legs sore now?" "It must be sore from one position." "Then I'll rub your legs." Lu Xinghe said this with a smile and stretched out his hand. Just as he was about to touch Liu Ruyan's leg, she burst out laughing. "You are punishing me. How is this a punishment? Am I not helping you? If you can hold back on this, I can't." Liu Ruyan snorted in anger, her eyes raised, and her particularly innocent little face was full of helplessness. Lu Xinghe immediately understood what she meant. His ears were burning. Although he was a father now, he still felt like a little boy, extremely embarrassed. Ahem, then I won't rub it anymore." "What do you want me to do?" Lu Xinghe asked. Chapter 189. You can't afford a sneak attack. Liu Ruyan just laughed, and she seemed to be thinking about something. "Are you going to do it anyway?" After hearing Liu Ruyan's tone, Lu Xinghe felt as if she was digging a hole for herself. Lu Xinghe immediately shook his head. No, if it's something I can't bear, then I really can't do it. You can't do it." Liu Ruyan snorted. "I haven't said anything yet, and you say you can't do it." She was obviously unwilling and angrily kicked the quilt in front of Lu Xinghe. "You are bullying me? I was your pillow last night. I am a pregnant woman. How pitiful." Lu Xinghe couldn't help himself when he saw her pitiful and complaining look. He immediately surrendered to Liu Ruyan. Okay, you can do whatever you want." Liu Ruyan immediately smiled. She patted Lu Xinghe's North Pole and demanded, "Okay, now turn around and carry me downstairs to eat. I want to eat the meal you cook, no random dishes. I want nutritious maternity meals, and they have to be my favorites." "Isn't me your favorite food?" Lu Xinghe stretched out his hand. "Don't let me fool you, or you might as well bite me. It doesn't taste good when eaten raw. I think it's better to braise it." Liu Ruyan was not interested in biting Lu Xinghe. Even if Lu Xinghe's arm was stretched out in front of Liu Ruyan didn't even look at it. Lu Xinghe looked at Liu Ruyan's reaction and immediately laughed out loud. Okay, I'm still not as good as delicious food, and I have a high status in your heart. Okay, that's enough. I've been hurt in this world. Are you looking for an excuse not to cook for me? You bad guy, I've been your pillow. Look at my legs, they have marks from sleeping. I didn't even care about you drooling. You should know how crazy you were when you were drunk last night," Liu Ruyan complained. Lu Xinghe asked, "Did I get drunk and act crazy last night?" Liu Ruyan snorted, "Yeah, it's a joke." "Is it that exaggerated? I hope he didn't vomit all over you." Lu Xinghe was still worried about causing trouble to Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan shook her head at Lu Xinghe. "No, but you vomited, and I took care of you for a long time. Honey, why are you so nice? Give me a hug, and then let's go out for dinner." As Lu Xinghe spoke, he opened his arms and wanted to hug Liu Ruyan, and he also wanted to put his face close to her, touching her pretty little face in all kinds of ways. "Hey, now you are finding a legitimate excuse not to cook, Tilda." Liu Ruyan was about to cry. Okay, I'll cook for you. How can I disobey my wife's orders?" Lu Xinghe looked at Liu Ruyan's dissatisfied look and immediately laughed. He stopped teasing Liu Ruyan and took advantage of her unpreparedness to carry her on his back. "Hey, wife, let's go downstairs." Liu Ruyan was also surprised. She didn't expect Lu Xinghe to carry her on his back. She was originally very angry, but now she is smiling brightly. She sucked in the scent of Lu Xing lovingly, then put her arm around his back, patted him, and corrected him. Now is not the time to go downstairs. You should go wash your face and brush your teeth. Stupid husband. Lu Xing smiled and nodded. Yes, go wash your face and brush your teeth now. So Lu Xing carried Liu Ruyan to the bathroom. He put Liu Ruyan on the sink. Liu Ruyan swung her little feet and watched Lu Xingha squeeze toothpaste on her toothbrush leisurely. Honey, the toothbrushes we're buying today are a couple's style. I bought them specially for you. Liu Ruyan had a sweet smile on her face curled up high, and she was in a very happy mood. Lu Xing tapped Liu Ruyan's nose with his finger and said with a smile, they are the same style for couples. Liu Ruyan suddenly understood and nodded straightly, smiling. Yes, we are husband and wife. Lu Xing's eyes curved slightly as he said, you don't have the memory of a goldfish, only 7 seconds, so you've forgotten we're husband and wife. Liu Ruyan pushed her belly forward, then held it with both hands, showing it with great force, and said, have you forgotten that I'm pregnant now? There's a saying that pregnancy makes a woman stupid for 3 years. Pregnant women will become very stupid. Lu Xing laughed out loud, nodded to Liu Ruyan, and said, but I don't think you're stupid. You're just a little fox thinking about how to plot against me every day, aren't you? I plotted against you? Say it again. You think I'm good-tempered. Be careful or I'll kick you. Liu Ruyan glared at him, subconsciously lifting her milky white legs and about to kick Lu Xing's legs. Lu Xing immediately grabbed Liu Ruyan's calf, then threatened with a smile. Wife, be a lady, your rudeness now is the worst prenatal education, and besides. He simply grabbed a smear of toothpaste and touched Liu Ruyan's leg. He was very satisfied with the smoothness of his palm. It's really fresh and plump. Liu Ruyan's face turned completely red. Looking at the toothpaste between her legs, she immediately glared at Lu Xing. Are you planning a sneak attack? Chapter 190 Wife, I'm not a vegetarian. Besides, I'm not a vegetarian. The corners of Lu Xing's lips lifted. Liu Ruyan started to make a scene. Lu Xing, stop right there, come here. She immediately tried to grab Lu Xing. Lu Xing stepped back and stayed away from her. Liu Ruyan waved her hand in the air and grabbed some air. Hee, short arms, Lu Xing had teased with a smile. Liu Ruyan was filled with shame and anger, shouting, Lu Xing, I'll count to 3 and you'll get up here right now or you'll bear the consequences. No. Lu Xing knew that Liu Ruyan was definitely going to mess with her, so she just smiled and looked at Liu Ruyan angrily, refusing to move forward. Liu Ruyan's face was extremely red, and she glared at Lu Xing fiercely. She seemed to have thought of something, and suddenly raised her hands to exert force. Under Lu Xing's surprised gaze, Liu Ruyan subconsciously wanted to jump down. You have to know that this platform is quite high, and Liu Ruyan is jumping vertically down, so there is a risk. My dear lady, please be careful. You are pregnant now. Lu Xing was very anxious and immediately grabbed Liu Ruyan's slender waist. However, he didn't expect that not only did Liu Ruyan wrap her hands around him, but even her beautiful white thighs were wrapped around Lu Xing's waist. After seeing this, Lu Xing was stunned for a while. Liu Ruyan, on the other hand, revealed a sly smile and looked at Lu Xing happily. Hey, I caught you. Weren't you very arrogant just now? Now you are trapped in my jar. Looking at Liu Ruyan's smug look, Lu Xing smiled helplessly. If you catch me, then so be it. If I catch you, I won't let you go so easily. Even if you beg for mercy, it's useless. I'm going to let you see how powerful I am, Liu Ruyan said as she pointed her finger at the tip of Lu Xing's nose. Before Lu Xing could react, he felt a cool sensation in his nose. He took a deep breath, and the cool touch made him a little dazed. Soon my cheeks felt cold again. Lu Xing looked at the mirror behind him and saw the clue. It turned out that Liu Ruyan used her finger to dip toothpaste and draw on his face. Lu Xing was suddenly drawn as a big-faced cat. He wanted to cry but had no tears, so he said, Wife, could you please not draw me so cutely? No, Tilda, you are not allowed to wash your face today. You will have to go to work like this. Liu Ruyan shook her head and observed Lu Xing's bitter expression with a smile. The more she painted, the more she couldn't control the corners of her lips. Lu Xing was not angry. Instead, he felt a little warm when he saw Liu Ruyan's expression of trying not to hold back her smile. Baby, if you let me go to work like this, aren't you afraid that I won't be able to establish my prestige as a CEO? If someone asks me who treats me like this, and I say it's you, you'll be embarrassed too. Liu Ruyan snorted, I won't lose face. Who said you have no prestige? You haven't even deleted your WeChat account. After hearing Liu Ruyan's words, Lu Xing burst out laughing. Wife, your joke is not funny at all, and it's a bit cold. He leaned close to Liu Ruyan's delicate, fair face and whispered, "And if you use puns, you'll be fined. I'll deduct your money and not leave you any pocket money. Let's see what you can do." Liu Ruyan raised her pretty little face with a teasing look on her face. When Lu Xing heard that he was going to confiscate all his money, not even his private savings, he quickly retorted, "Wife, you can't learn bad habits. If I don't have any money at all, it's like I have no freedom." Liu Ruyan narrowed her eyes. "Don't you have freedom when you are with me?" "Yes, but I feel that if I don't have much money to spend, I won't be happy. I make money to support my wife, and I have to save some for future troubles, right?" Lu Xing and Liu Ruyan negotiated. Liu Ruyan's nose twitched and she snorted. "Do you really think I'm going to confiscate your money? I'm not that boring. I know money is important to you, and I'm not that unreasonable. But if you want to provoke me, then you'll have to hand over your financial power." Lu Xing smiled and nodded. Okay, I'll listen to you, but honey, can't you draw me cooler? Be quiet, don't disturb me while I'm working on my work. What a great work creation." Lu Xing looked at the mirror for the last time and almost cried with laughter. "It's really unbearable to watch. It's so eye-catching. Don't you think my true face looks better?" Lu Xing asked Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan shook her head and retorted, "No, I think you're so cute now." She pinched Lu Xing's cheek and smiled brightly. "Be good, it's very easy to need." Lu Xing's eyes were filled with resentment. "Then do you dare to kiss me?" "No, I'm afraid of getting my lips cold. It's all toothpaste." Liu Ruyan giggled, her charming face full of pride and playfulness. Lu Xing looked at the traces left by his wife and said helplessly, "The feelings are gone, right? Now you even dislike being your husband." As soon as the words fell, Lu Xing's face was pinched tightly, and Liu Ruyan kissed him without hesitation. Lu Xing felt like his mouth was covered with toothpaste. She was obviously also spicy. She blinked her eyes, and her little face was full of embarrassment. "It's really spicy, Tilda." Liu Ruyan's brows drooped, feeling extremely helpless. Lu Xing laughed out loud and wiped her red lips with a wet tissue. "Okay, love me, love me. You made sacrifices to prove this. I am very touched." Liu Ruyan snorted. "It's good that you know Tilda." After washing Liu Ruyan's face, he played with her fluffy hair and said, "Shall I style your hair?" Liu Ruyan blinked her moist eyes and looked at Lu Xing. "Can you?" Chapter 191. "If I wasn't in a good mood, I would have killed you, Tilda." Lu Xing laughed out loud. "Don't underestimate your husband's ability. There's nothing he can't do." Liu Ruyan snorted and then looked forward to it. "Okay, then just blow dry my hair, just treat it as a practice." Lu Xing leaned close to her ear and smiled. "Exercise." Liu Ruyan wrapped her arms around Lu Xing's neck and said with a smile, "You can braid our daughter's hair in the future." After hearing this, Lu Xing came to his senses and patted his head. "Look at my memory. Yes, when the time comes to raise a child, I can prepare in advance." Liu Ruyan's face flushed red, and she couldn't suppress the smile on her lips. "It's not too late to react now." "Okay, then I'll do my baby's hairstyle first, and then do my daughter's hairstyle later." Lu Xing took the curling comb and hair dryer, ready to show off his skills. When the hair dryer blew, the fluffy hair looked like it was curled and hung down around Liu Ruyan's eyebrows. When Lu Xing was full of confidence, he suddenly heard Liu Ruyan's aggrieved complaint. Woo, Tilda, are you sure you're not teasing me?" "How could that be? I'm going to give you a very trendy hairstyle, and I guarantee you'll be satisfied." "I'm going to give you a bad review. You're an unqualified Tony teacher," Liu Ruyan complained. Hearing her aggrieved complaints, Lu Xing asked, "What's wrong?" "Look, I can act in horror movies now. What's with the bangs?" Liu Ruyan pointed at her bangs and complained to Lu Xing that they were combed carelessly by Lu Xing's curling brush, and when it was blown, her bangs completely covered her eyes. The thick layer of bangs made her very suitable to play Sadako in a horror movie. Liu Ruyan blew her hair and pouted her lips, looking very playful. Lu Xing couldn't help but burst out laughing. "Ha ha ha. Even under the hair, you can see the resentment in those eyes. You're still laughing, you deserve a beating." Liu Ruyan not only swung her fists, but also kicked Lu Xing. Lu Xing begged for mercy again and again. I was wrong. Lady, spare my life." Liu Ruyan sniffed, her voice full of arrogance. "If I wasn't in a good mood, I would have killed you directly, Tilda." Lu Xing had commented, Yes, my wife is kind and showed mercy. Girls' hair is really different from boys. Hers is very soft and feels as smooth as silk." Lu Xing took great effort to finally tie her hair into a ponytail. Looking at him struggling to braid his hair, Liu Ruyan's expression curled up into a smile. Hee, I suddenly have the urge to bully you. Aren't you the one who loves to bully me the most? Is what I said so hateful?" Lu Xing made an accusation, but was opposed by Liu Ruyan. Lu Xinghe hummed, yes. Liu Ruyan was originally smiling, but her expression lost its love in an instant. This really amused Lu Xinghe. Okay, then I will bully you. We can't waste this opportunity. Liu Ruyan gritted her teeth, her eyes full of resentment. She grabbed a dark green hairband from the drawer and handed it to Lu Xinghe. Here, tie it up for me. Okay, I'll tie you up. Lu Xinghe subconsciously wrapped the hairband around her wrist. Liu Ruyan was anxious. Not here. You said I would tie you up. Lu Xinghe agreed with a flattering smile. Liu Ruyan was speechless. You pissed me off again. She shifted her butt on the chair, her face puffed up. Lu Xinghe gently untied the ribbon on her wrist and coaxed her. Okay, I was just teasing you. Look, there's no trace at all. Liu Ruyan looked at Lu Xinghe's gentle appearance, the corners of her lips slightly raised, and she stretched out her hand and said to Lu Xinghe, Then, husband, please tie my hair properly. Lu Xinghe raised the corner of his mouth. Okay, but you have to have this hairstyle to go to school later. Liu Ruyan already had a bad feeling. Sure enough, when Lu Xinghe put a hairband on her, he couldn't hold back his laughter and kept laughing. Liu Ruyan gave him a murderous look. Are you sure? Lu Xinghe praised. Look, wife, it's actually beautiful. Your looks can hold up perfectly. Liu Ruyan snorted. You're just trying to coax me. It's not pretty at all. Now her hair is a mess, like a chicken coop, and with the headband on, she looks like she is not very smart without any aesthetic appeal. Lu Xinghe said to Liu Ruyan, How can it not look good? Come, husband, kiss me and prove it. As he spoke, Lu Xinghe pinched Liu Ruyan's little face and kissed her several times, until her face was deformed. Liu Ruyan couldn't stop smiling at all, and her face was no longer grumpy. Her eyes were full of love for Lu Xinghe, but she said it with a tone of disgust. Okay, I'm not angry anymore till my little face is not dough, it's deformed. Lu Xinghe chuckled and teased. Little dough, how cute. Your face is so white and smooth and feels great to the touch. Liu Ruyan snorted and imitated Lu Xinghe's actions, pinching her face, pouting her goldfish lips and laughing. Ding, interaction value detected plus 54, rewarding the host's copy ability. After hearing what the system said, Lu Xinghe was very curious. What is the copy ability? What is it used for? Chapter 192, Worship the God of Learning. System answer. For example, if you copy and paste the same thing, you can make an identical one, and it will be completely indistinguishable from the real thing. Lu Xinghe was very happy after hearing what the system said. This is really great. He can easily copy tens of thousands of cell phones without going through the factory. If something is lost, it can be easily copied. This cloning technology is still not very mature, but he easily mastered it. Wouldn't that be an inexhaustible supply? It is especially suitable for lazy people, and there is no need to buy it. If something is almost gone, just copy and paste it and save costs. Lu Xinghe used this skill secretly. Sure enough, just by using the power of thought, another pack of tissues was cloned in less than a second. Lu Xinghe picked up the tissue, and it was exactly the same as the original one. Life skills acquired square root. Because there were classes at school today, Lu Xinghe took Liu Ruyan to school. Are you sure you can go to school? Lu Xinghe was still a little worried about Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan grumbled, leaned on Lu Xinghe's arm with a smile and said, I'm pregnant, not paralyzed. Why can't I go? Then don't do any strenuous exercise. If you feel any discomfort, just tell me, Lu Xinghe said with concern. Okay, I will never show. Liu Ruyan smiled sweetly. When Lu Xinghe saw this, his heart melted. But Lu Xinghe's good mood faded when he met Huo sitting in the classroom. Because of what happened yesterday, Lu Xinghe felt a little embarrassed when he saw Huo. He didn't sit next to Huo, but made a seat and sat down with Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan saw the rift between Lu Xinghe and Huo, and her brows were tightly furrowed. Fortunately, Jia Hui's words relieved the awkward atmosphere. Jia Hui said casually, The results of the CET4 are out. Did you pass? Su Mingqiao was shocked. So fast? Damn, I'm not even mentally prepared. Please bless me so that I can pass it. Huo checked it and replied, Passed, just barely passed. Shinasuk was very worried. I didn't pass, I was just a few dozen points short. Su Mingqiao was melancholy. I'm going to take the makeup exam. I failed just like you. There was movement on Qi Yang's side at this moment. Qi Yang, are you human? You actually scored 680 points. Yeah, 680 points is something I never thought I'd get. How did you manage that? Everyone looked at Qi Yang in astonishment. Qi Yang said lazily, It's mainly because the English exam was too easy this time. I didn't see it that way. Passing shouldn't be easy. If I didn't pass, I would have to reflect on whether I studied English well enough. After hearing Qi Yang's words, Xin Zhizhu was very unhappy. What kind of person is he? His test scores are just average. What's the point of being so versatile? Su Mingqiao resonated with the sentiment. Exactly. I'm Chinese, I love my country, so it's normal that I'm not very good at foreign languages. Liu Ruyan didn't pay any attention to Qi Yang at all, but cared about Lu Xing. How is it? Is it over? Liu Ruyan's round eyes, like an innocent little deer, looked at Lu Xing, worried that Lu Xing's score would not be ideal. After all, Lu Xing was wrongly accused in the last exam, which wasted a lot of time. It would be bad if it affected Lu Xing's mentality. I passed. Lu Xing raised the corner of his mouth. I did okay on the test. How many points? Zinjisuk asked curiously. He leaned over and took a look at the results on Lu Xing's mobile phone page and gasped. Damn it, Lu Xing, how did you pass the exam? Shinasuk's voice was very loud and immediately attracted everyone's attention. Everyone looked at Lu Xing and guessed. Lu Xing, haven't you passed? My condolences. It's mainly because something like this happened last time and it's easy to be affected. Yes, it's mainly because the examiner didn't clear the room, so you got into trouble. It doesn't matter. Try again next time, you will definitely pass. If you need the answers to the wrong questions, just come to me. I have them. Faced with everyone's enthusiasm, Lu Xing felt warm in his heart. Just as he was about to speak, Zin Zhizhu replied helplessly. You should comfort yourselves. Lu Xing has scored 710 points, full marks. These words shocked everyone. Qi Yang, who was so proud just now, also widened his eyes. He had scored high enough in the exam, but was instantly defeated by Lu Xing. The students around were amazed. Those who get a perfect score on the CET4 are no longer just academic masters. They are academic geniuses. That's right, if Lu Xing gave me half of his score, I would still pass. Are you sure there's no loophole in the assessment system? I've never heard of anyone getting a perfect score on the Level 4 exam. Lu Xing, please accept my knee. Chapter 193 Men Can't Say No. Lu Xing's face turned red when he was praised. I should have deliberately made some mistakes earlier, but now I realize I was being too blatant. But with the system YYDs, you don't have to take any exams seriously, and you don't have to worry about failing anymore. After the exam storm, some people were happy and some were worried. The school seemed to be against the students and was organizing a mountain climbing competition for them in the afternoon. It's a team draw competition. The top 3 teams that reach the top will receive surprise prizes. I heard that the champion will receive an Alienware laptop. Lu Xing didn't care much about the prize. After all, there was a new notebook for aliens at home. He devoted all his attention to Liu Ruyan. Wife, you are pregnant, so you don't have to go hiking. You can just rest in the classroom, or I can take you home. Liu Ruyan shook her head and said to Lu Xing, No, I want to climb the mountain with you. You can only pair up with me, no one else. Liu Ruyan was very possessive of Lu Xing, and at this moment she gave him a koala hug, holding Lu Xing tightly. Lu Xing looked at the clingy Liu Ruyan and laughed out loud. Boys can't do that too. Liu Ruyan grumbled, Boys are fine, but the question is, how can you be sure you'll get a boy? If it's a girl, HMPH. She didn't finish her words, but from her arrogant little expression, Lu Xing could tell that she was not very willing. Lu Xing extended his finger and lovingly scratched Liu Ruyan's small, delicate nose, coaxing her. You little idiot, even if you participate in the mountain climbing competition, what if you draw a boy? After hearing this, Liu Ruyan's brows furrowed. Yeah, so annoying. What the hell is this school's idea? She rested her soft little face on Lu Xing's shoulder and replied, I really don't want to be separated from you for even a second. Lu Xing looked at Liu Ruyan's delicate appearance and couldn't bear to see his own silly look, so he laughed out loud. He gently stroked Liu Ruyan's hair. I don't want to be separated from you either, but please be patient for a moment. I will be with you soon. Just wait for me in the classroom, okay? Lu Xing's gentle, coaxing voice made Liu Ruyan's complexion look much better. Liu Ruyan said proudly, Since you're trying to coax me this time, I'll listen to you. But you better hurry up. Lu Xing nodded. Hurry, I'll go as fast as I can. At this moment, the system also reminded. Ding, interaction value detected plus 32, rewarding the host with mountaineering competitive ability. The system was quite sensible and could read his expressions. It knew that he was going to climb a mountain, so it rewarded him with this skill. Considering that Lu Xing was going to climb the mountain in the afternoon, Liu Ruyan dragged Lu Xing to a nearby store without saying a word. Mountain climbing is very dangerous. You must buy all kinds of protective equipment. Liu Ruyan pushed a small cart over and educated Lu Xing earnestly. Lu Xing was both amused and confused. This mountain is not high, not that steep, there are steps. Liu Ruyan snorted. You should be careful, you're the head of our family. It's always right to listen to your wife. She looked all the way over and felt particularly moved. I absolutely must have this hiking outfit. There's even a women's version. It's a shame I can't go hiking, otherwise I'd definitely wear matching outfits with you. Hearing Liu Ruyan's regretful tone, Lu Xinghe replied, We can also wear couple outfits at home. We don't have to wear mountaineering clothes. Liu Ruyan's lips curled up and her eyes shifted to something else. Do you need a trekking pole? You should also get knee pads to prevent falls. Do you need gloves? In case you have to go rock climbing. Yes, I also need some chocolate to replenish my energy, or are compressed biscuits better? The most important thing is to quench your thirst. I need mineral water, sports drinks, and vitamins. Looking at the things piled up like a mountain in the cart basket, Lu Xinghe laughed and cried, Baby, stop, stop, stop. If you keep doing this, I'll be carrying a heavy load. Climbing a mountain is already tiring. I'm being thoughtful and prepared for any eventuality. What's the matter? Are you unwilling? Liu Ruyan pouted her red lips, looking completely